Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto hates Team 7 Chunin exams. Before I start, please support for more amazing content, and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by Fluffy5469 and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Chapter 1, The First Meeting. Naruto leaned against the bridge and sighed, his team nowhere in sight. Today was Team 7's first day of missions. One word, D ranks after a mission where Kakashi-sensei did nothing but giggle perversely while reading his book. Sakura-chan ignored him the whole time, and Sasuke pretended that his team didn't exist. It was no wonder Naruto felt down. He stood alone on the bridge after the mission watching the water ripple. Kakashi-shun shined away the minute the mission finished and both Sakura and Sasuke refused to go out for lunch together. Well, it could have been worse, he muttered. Meanwhile, Team 10 walked down the path leading into the village. And there was so much mud. I think I got some in my hair. It's going to take days for it to wash out and Shika. Are you listening to me? Ino ranted. Troublesome Shikamaru groaned, tired of listening to Ino's ranting. Stretching his hands above his head, he searched for a distraction. There. In the corner of his eye he saw Naruto on the bridge. Naruto! Why don't you join us for lunch? We're going to Ichiraku's, my treat! Shikamaru practically shouted, hoping to throw Ino off his back. Huh, what Shikamaru? Naruto asked confused. We'll talk while we eat, come on. Shikamaru nearly dragged Naruto away from the bridge with Choji to avoid Ino's complaints. Great idea, Shikamaru. Narubaka, next time you should bring your team. Actually, just bring Sasuke. No one needs forehead anyways. Ino's eyes fired up, making the three boys look away with sweat drops. While that's new, they all agreed. So, Ichiraku's? Naruto wondered while trying to tug his hand away from Shikamaru's surprisingly iron-tight grip. Yeah, we're meeting up with Team 8 there to talk about the Genin exams and our first mission, Choji said between munching his chips. Sounds fun, Naruto replied while rubbing the wrist Shikamaru had finally let go of. We were going to invite your team too, but we never could find you guys. We're thinking of making it a weekly thing to hang out, Choji explained as he held the door to Ichiraku's open for Ino. They were walking into the restaurant when they heard someone behind them say, "It is indeed beneficial to get to know each other, as our three teams were the only ones to pass. As we are the same age, we will most likely be working together." The hooded figure then nodded towards Shikamaru and announced, "We are here, Shikamaru." Whoa! Naruto jumped and turned around to see Shino standing right next to him. Don't do that! He squeaked while standing with his hand over his rapidly fluttering heart. Yo! Naruto, you're here too? We couldn't find any of your teammates on our way here, but that's probably a good thing. Sakura's loud and no one likes Sasuke anyways. Kiba smirked at Naruto's misfortune of being placed on that team. Hey, take that back, dog face. Ino swelled up in defense of her precious Sasuke. Naruto ignored Ino's rebuttal and replied, yeah, they left right after the mission was done. I'll ask them if they want to come next week. He sat in the middle of the table with Choji and Shikamaru on his right, Kiba and Shino on his left, leaving Ino and Hinata to be across from him. Where's Akamaru? He asked absently while playing with the menu. He's getting a checkup, so I couldn't bring him on the mission today. Kiba muttered over the top of his menu. Naruto nodded at him while looking around the table. He wanted to ask the others how their tests went, but was interrupted by Ayam's arrival. So he started after everyone ordered. How were your guys' Genin exams? Kakashi-sensei was 3 hours late and said he hated us. Then he made us introduce ourselves and told us that almost everyone fails a super hard survival test and to not eat breakfast or else we'd throw up. But he came super late, so we were starving. Did you guys do the bell test too? Naruto asked while taking the bowls of ramen from the counter and passing them around the table. No one could make ramen as fast as Tsuchi could at Ichiraku's. He hummed as he savored his first bowl of ramen. Ano Kurinai-sensei had lunch with us, and we got to know each other. Hinata shyly twirled her fingers together and stared at her bowl of miso ramen. MMMHMMM. Kiba agreed with his mouth full. He swallowed and spoke. The next day we met up and she made us track her through the village, which was our test. Shino already put a bug on her and Akamaru followed her perfume, so it wasn't too hard. Hinata was great. She used her Byakugan to find Kurinai-sensei in the hedges. Yes. Hinata contributed greatly to our efforts of spotting Kurinai-sensei. Her skill set complemented ours to make a tracking and sensing team. Shino added as he cracked apart his chopsticks. Bakakugan? What's that? Naruto paused between inhaling a bowl of ramen to ask. Naruto Baka. How can you not know what that is? It's one of the top eye bloodlines in Konoha. Hinata is part of the Hyuga clan, which uses the Byakugan. It can see through everything and in all directions. Ino sniffed at Naruto and used a napkin to dab at her face. Whoa, Hinata! That's so cool. You have X-ray vision. Can you see through clothes? Naruto looked at Hinata with stars in his eyes, imagining all the new sexy jutsus he could make. Eep. Hinata blushed bright red and dropped her chopsticks. Naruto. You pervert. You can't ask girls those questions. Ino reproached and smacked the back of Naruto's head. Oh. Okay, Shishi muttered and rubbed the back of his head. Anyways, so your test was about teamwork too? Kakashi-sensei told us that the Genin test was about working as a team, but he tried to trick us by using only 2 bells. Yours sounds way easier. Naruto pouted. Yes, all the Genin tests are about teamwork in some way. This is Konoha after all, and we are known for having 3-man teams. Shikamaru yawned and lazily looked at Naruto. Our test wasn't too hard either. Speak for yourself, Shikamaru. Asuma-sensei is just as lazy as you. He gave us the names of the villagers and we had to find out everything we could about them in an hour, while he sat there and watched us. We had to follow them around the village and listen to them buy groceries and talk about their lives. They didn't even have any good gossip. It was so boring. But we got Asuma-sensei back for the test. We made him pay for our lunch, and you know how much Choji can eat. Ino smirked wickedly, remembering how pale Asuma was when he had to pay for their meal. Naruto winced. Ouch. His paycheck down the drain. Choji grinned conspiratorially at him. Yes, well, he did offer to pay. Still. Anyways, Shikamaru interrupted. It makes sense in a way. Team 8 is a tracking team, so they had to find their sensei. We're a capture and interrogate team, so we had to investigate people. Team 7 is a combat team, so I'm guessing you had to fight someone? He raised an eyebrow at Naruto questioningly. Sort of. We fought Kakashi-sensei to get the 2 bells he had. But Kakashi-sensei was too good. I tried to hit him with my clones, but he popped them all while he read his perverted book. Then he sent me flying with his 1,000 years of death and left. Naruto winced, feeling phantom pains pulsing in his backside. Wait, since when can you make a clone? Kiba groused as he tried eating a slippery meat piece. Since I got my headband dog breath. Naruto scowled and threw a napkin at him. How'd you get a headband anyways? Didn't you fail the test? Ino asked, suspicious. I just did, Naruto answered hurriedly, reluctant to bring up what happened with Mizuki. Anyways, Sakura-chan was trapped in a genjutsu, and when I woke her up she screamed about Sasuke and ran away. I was going to follow her, but I got stuck in a trap. Sasuke fought with Kakashi-sensei and was buried in the ground to his head. Naruto grinned, remembering how Sasuke looked when trapped in the ground. He continued, then the timer went off and it was too late to get any bells. You guys failed your test? Shikamaru asked as he blocked Choji's wandering chopsticks from his plate. Nah, it wasn't the real test. Kakashi-sensei then tied me to the pole and told everyone that we should go back to the academy and not to feed me. But Sasuke and Sakura-chan fed me anyways, so we passed. Kakashi-sensei then told us that if we don't follow the rules we're trash, but if we leave a teammate behind we're worse than trash. He finished proudly with his chest puffed up. There was silence for some time, and then Kiba grinned at Naruto. So how long were you tied to that pole for? He snickered. Naruto sweated a little. Well, Kakashi-sensei is a jounin even though he's a pervert. And he can tie ropes really tightly. Wait, Shikamaru narrowed his eyes. Did they just leave you there? Naruto shifted and looked away. I think they forgot I was still tied to the pole. I mean, we were all so happy we passed the test. Kiba inhaled sharply. What kind of team leaves one of their own behind? Hinata and Choji were just staring at Naruto while Shino's bugs were buzzing agitatedly. Even Ino had some pity in her eyes. Poor Naruto. I mean, I got down eventually. The villagers helped me down after some time. He shrugged his shoulders as if saying, what can you do? And when exactly did the villagers help you down? Shikamaru asked, trying to keep his temper down. How could they just leave him there? Naruto scrunched up his face, trying to remember. I don't know exactly how long it was, but I remember seeing Kiba later that day, so it couldn't have been too long. Kiba looked stricken. Naruto, that was 3 days after we met our senseis. You were there for 2 whole days. His eyes widened in recognition, and I remember that day, you were limping and bleeding. You said it was from training too hard. Naruto rubbed the back of his head and muttered, it didn't feel that long. He felt weird that everyone was watching him with a strange look in their eyes. Is that concern? Strange, I thought only Iruka-sensei or Gigi get worried like that. I must have remembered the day wrong or something, he said, trying and failing to look convincing, but no one fell for it. So, how did you guys spend the week? Any training? How was your first mission? He tried changing the topic. Ino opened her mouth to call him out on it, when she saw Naruto's pleading eyes. She closed it and switched topics. Asuma-sensei tested our chakra affinities so we'd be ready for them later on. Chakra affinities? What are those? Naruto asked while shooting a small smile at Ino. Arg. Naruto, it's chakra. How did you even pass the test if you don't even know that? Ino ranted, ruining the tense atmosphere. They're wind, water, earth, fire, lightning, and a few other uncommon ones. Choji and Shika have earth and fire, while I have earth and water. Kurenai-sensei says we'll check our next week, Hinata shyly said. Wow! How do you check what you have? Kakashi-sensei hasn't even mentioned anything about that yet. Naruto's eyes sparkled, imagining himself shooting lightning out of his eyes like laser beams. Do you want to check yours? Ino asked gently, still feeling some pity towards Naruto. I think I still have a sheet of chakra paper left over, and Team 8 is going to find out next week anyways. She shifted few things around in her pouch and took out a small square of white paper. Yeah, thanks Ino. Naruto chirped in joy. So, how do you do this? He fingered the square of paper. Just channel some chakra into the paper and it'll show you what you have, Ino explained patiently. How do you channel chakra? Naruto tilted his head to the side, clueless. Shikamaru groaned and put his head on the table. Just put some chakra on the paper. Okay. Why didn't you just say that? Naruto mumbled. Ino facepalmed and muttered, I'm surrounded by idiots. Naruto focused his chakra on the paper and it split down the middle. That's rare, Shikamaru remarked. He noticed everyone looking at him confused. To have wind release, I mean. Asuma-sensei and I think the fourth Hokage had it too. He clarified. Yada! I'm going to become Hokage with my cool new wind release. I'll blow everyone away, Naruto bellowed and struck a good guy pose. Idiot! You have to first learn chakra control if you want to even use your wind release. Ino admonished Naruto, who sat back down with a pout. How do I do that? You could do the leaf sticking exercise or climb trees. I think it's too soon for water walking for you, Shikamaru drawled. But leaf sticking doesn't work, all the leaves just blow up, and why would climbing a tree help? Naruto whined while looking at Shikamaru. He huffed and said, then use more leaves all over your body and slowly use less until you can make 5 leaves stick to all your fingertips. Tree walking is when you use chakra on your feet to stick to the tree. Kurenai-sensei never mentioned tree walking to us. Kiba pouted too. Probably because either of you are ready for it yet, Shikamaru dryly responded. Yeah? Well, I'm going to go train now and make the leaves stick to my fingers by next week. You'll see. Naruto yelled and jumped out of his seat. I'm going to go train now. See you guys next week here after missions for lunch. Thanks for the ramen, Shikamaru. Bye. Naruto waved and rushed out of the restaurant, heading for the training grounds. Wait, Naruto. Shikamaru began, only to be cut off by Kiba. Yeah, see you later, Shika, Choji Ino. I'm going to go train too. I can't let Naruto beat me. Kiba threw his money on the table and rushed out too. Wait, Kiba, never mind, Shikamaru groaned and sank further into his seat. Sorry, Shikamaru, but we better go and keep track of our teammate. Here is my share of the bill. Thank you for the invitation. Come on, Hinata. I've already bugged Kiba so we can easily find him. Shino too rose and left the restaurant. Hinata got up and bowed to Team 10 and said softly, Thank you for inviting my team and I. We shall be here next week, until then. She left her money on the table and briskly left the restaurant too. What were you about to say to Naruto and Kiba? Choji asked, watching Shikamaru. Nothing much, just that it would take several months of practice before they'll be able to spin leaves on their fingertips, and that tree walking would probably take a year for them. Especially for Naruto because he couldn't even make a bunshin. But it's too late for that now. I'll just tell them next week when they're disappointed. Ino started snickering. What's with you? He stared at her, wondering if she had finally cracked. Oh, nothing. Did you check the bill yet to see how much Naruto ate? She crowed at him and gestured towards the table. No, let me see, he asked, and Ino handed the bill over. Shikamaru paled as red under his breath. 12 bowls. How is that even possible? Even Choji only ate 6. He slammed his head on the table, groaning, while Ino and Choji laughed at him. I'm never treating him ever again. Never again. He muttered viciously while his teammates only laughed harder. All the way across the village, Naruto sneezed. Someone must be talking about me, he muttered. Doesn't matter. I'll show them all I can do this in a week. I just have to work harder. A light bulb flickered in his head for a brief instant of time before dying out. I know, I'll use shadow clones. Then I'll be training 1,000,000 times. Naruto exclaimed and started training again. Normally this wouldn't work, but this is Naruto, and he's anything but normal. He also has the healing powers of the Kyuubi, so it doesn't destroy his brain when it absorbs hundreds of clones' memories. Instead, with each clone his brain slowly acclimates and becomes better able to assimilate larger amounts of data and forge faster connections. Naruto's memory, associations, and chakra control all improve with each clone. Within a week, and 500 clones, Naruto spends about 20,000 hours alone on mastering the leaf-sticking chakra control exercise. This, considering Naruto's large amount of chakra, is just enough for him to move on to tree walking. Kiba, on the other hand, doesn't have this luxury, and can only wallow in despair as he tries and fails to stick more leaves to his fingertips. Kiba sneezes and swears when his leaves fall off. Damn it. I just got 2 leaves to stick, which isn't much better than the academy, but still curse you, whoever's talking about me. On the bridge, Team 7 was splitting up the money after another annoying but successful D-rank. Okay, my cute little genin, looks like we have 25,000 Ryo. Now since I'm your sensei, I get 10,000 Ryo and each of you get 5,000 Ryo. Kakashi I smiled. But sensei, you just sat there and read Ika. It's not fair that you get so much. You didn't even help out, Naruto yelled. HN. Sasuke grunted in agreement. Yeah, cheapskate sensei, I think we should get 8,000 Ryo each and you 1,000 Ryo. It's only fair, Sakura shrieked, making everyone wince. Ma. Are my small adorable students saying they want more endurance training in the mornings, and that I should take more catching Tora missions? Kakashi asked with a glint in his eyes. No sensei. We're happy with what we got. Yay. 5,000 Ryo. Naruto hurriedly replied as Sasuke and Sakura frantically shook their heads. Good, I see those teamwork lessons have been working for all of you to agree in unison. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow here at 7 a.m. sharp. Ja-ni, Kakashi said before flickering away in a sphere of lightning. Show off, grumbled Naruto. He noticed Sakura and Sasuke were still there and decided to ask if they wanted to join the meeting with Team 8 and 10. Hey Sakura-chan, Sasuke team, do you guys want to come with me to eat lunch with Teams 8 and 10? Sasuke only scoffed before striding away. Sakura-chan? Naruto prompted again, hopeful that at least one of his teammates would want to hang out with him. Sakura snapped out of her Sasuke-induced stupor and said, Naruto baka, I don't want to go on a date with you. I like Sasuke-kun. She shot him a death glare before racing after Sasuke. Wait, Sakura-chan. Naruto tried again, but she was already out of sight. Naruto sighed and heard his stomach rumble. He opened up Gamachan, his trusty toad wallet, and checked how much Ryo he had left. With today's 5,000 that makes 12,760 Ryo, just enough for 3 bowls of ramen. I guess I can spend a bit today. It is the weekend, so maybe Gigi will eat with me one day and I can always ask Iruka-sensei to treat me. He looked at the time and saw he was running late. Data bail, I need to run. He stuffed some leaves in his pocket and took off to Ichiraku's. I hope they haven't started without me. Ugh. What's taking them so long? I want to see my Sasuke-kun. Ino wailed with hearts in her eyes. They pulsed each time she thought of how wonderful Sasuke was. We'll wait 5 more minutes before giving up on Team 7, okay? Just calm down. Shikamaru started edging away towards the tables, getting more and more creeped out by the glittering hearts in Ino's eyes. How's she even doing that? Kiba whimpered to Choji, who just shrugged, used to it already. Hinata's eyes suddenly snapped up and started becoming heart-shaped. Kiba watched her with mounting horror. It's spreading. Make Ino stop, he hissed at Shikamaru. Shikamaru snorted and said, that's not why, someone's arrived. The door to Ichiraku's swung open and Naruto jogged towards them, sweating and panting hard. Hey guys. How's your week been? He asked and plopping into a chair nearby. It has been a very good week so far, Naruto. My Kakachu are especially happy. Thank you for asking, Shino spoke suddenly, startling everyone as he was right behind them. Shino! I told you to stop doing that. Akamaru's here too, cool. Naruto noticed happily. Naruto, where's Sasuke-kun? Ino demanded. Sasuke team didn't want to come and Sakura-chan thought I was trying to trick her or something, Naruto said a little sullenly. Let's order some ramen, Choji said, trying to cheer Naruto up, not liking the frown on his usually happy face. So how many leaves did you get to spin, Naruto? Kiba asked competitively. Can't be more than my 5. He did suck at this at the academy. Naruto brightened up and took out the leaves he stuffed into his pocket before coming. Check it out, he said proudly and showed off the 10 leaves rotating on his fingertips. He grinned widely at Team 10's gaping faces. See, I could so do it too. Thanks for telling me about it, Shikamaru. He beamed at Shikamaru, whose mouth hung wide open. How? Wait, what? That shouldn't even be possible. A week ago, you were burning leaves and you couldn't even make them stick to you, but now you can. What the heck? This doesn't even make any sense. Shikamaru spluttered. Yeah, and I even almost got tree walking down too. Naruto smiled widely with his eyes closed, and his hand rubbing the back of his head. Damn, you beat me. I only got one hand to make it work. And that too, only works sometimes. How'd you do it so fast? Kiba asked jealously while Shikamaru continued muttering about how impossible this was. I used my clones and made them do it too so I could train more, he explained and looked at Shikamaru as if he was dumb for not understanding. What? That doesn't make sense. Clones are only illusions. Even if they copied the same actions as you, it wouldn't matter because they couldn't pick up the leaves, Ino pointed out confused. My clones are different. They're solid. Here, watch. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Naruto yelled and a double appeared in a burst of smoke. Yo, boss. We should do the magic trick. The clone exclaimed conspiringly. Good idea. Hinata, whisper a number into my clone's ear and write the same number on a piece of paper and hide it. Okay, done? Eep. I mean, yes, Hinata blushed while shyly hiding the folded piece of paper underneath a bowl of ramen on the table. Okay, Kiba, punch my clone. Naruto commanded while feeding Akamaru some steak. What? But isn't it just going to go through it? He asked confused. Just do it. Okay, he said before punching the clone, which disappeared into a puff of smoke. Is the number 8? Yes. H, how did you know that? Hinata stuttered. It's a shadow clone, which means they are solid and can be used for training because the maker gets the clone's memories back, Shikamaru clarified. What? Why didn't we learn that clone at the academy instead? Kiba whined. Because it takes way too much chakra for a genin to use. You'd have to be a jonin to actually use it, and even then, you'd only be able to use 1 or 2. What? But I can make like 500. Naruto said, spreading his hands out in front of him. How much chakra do you have? That's like 2 or 3 kages worth. And even if you can make that much, you shouldn't because it could fry your brains with that many memories. How'd you even learn it anyways? It's a kinjutsu and forbidden to learn. Shika wondered doubtful. What? No, I was fine. Plus, I'm an Uzumaki. I've got super healing and stuff. And Gigi said I could because I have too much chakra for the Bunshin, Naruto replied, happy that the Hokage made an excuse so he didn't have to explain about Mizuki. Oh yeah, I forgot to take into account that you are part of the Uzumaki clan known for their large chakra levels, no chakra control, great vitality, and masters of seals, Shikamaru said thoughtful as he rubbed his chin in a thinking position. Naruto's part of a clan? Ino asked, interested. I have a clan? Naruto asked, also confused but interested. Yeah, you didn't know? Shikamaru frowned. How can you not know? Choji wondered as he placed another dumpling on his plate. Naruto flinched slightly and shrugged, you know I'm an orphan. It's not like there's anyone to really tell me. What about your Gigi? You talked about him before, Kiba asked while slurping his soup. I meant Hokage Gigi. He's the closest thing to a family I've ever had, but he's busy. So, we can't meet all the time and talk much. He eats ramen with me sometimes, though. What about the orphanage? Didn't anyone ever tell you there? Hinata asked. Naruto laughed bitterly, surprising the others. As if they'd care about me. They hate me. I've been living on my own ever since I was 4 when I left the orphanage. Naruto sighed, not really wanting to talk about why he was kicked out. It wasn't too bad living alone, just lonely. But Gigi bought me an apartment, and even pays the rent. So, he's like the grandpa I've never had. Him and Iruka-sensei are like family. Iruka-sensei even taught me how to read when he found out I couldn't in my second year at the academy. Shikamaru made a little choking noise. You didn't know how to read before? Naruto started looking uncomfortable again. No one really taught me how, and Gigi's busy with the village and his own family. Iruka-sensei noticed and helped, so it's all good now anyways. Naruto tried changing the topic. So, what did you guys do this week? Any new missions or training? Shino caught on and replied, Kurenai-sensei showed us our chakra affinities. Kiba only has earth, while Hinata has fire and lightning. I have earth and fire like Shikamaru and Choji. Lightning is also rare in Konoha. I believe Kakashi-sensei also has lightning. Really? Naruto asked, surprised. You guys still haven't learned about chakra affinities yet? Kiba asked. No, Kakashi-sensei is still making us do teamwork exercises until we can fully trust our teammates to become our new hands and feet. Whatever that means, Naruto pouted, remembering about all the teamwork exercises they'd done. We haven't even talked about chakra affinities yet or learned any new jutsus. That's strange. Even Asuma-sensei, who's as lazy as Shikamaru, taught us a few campfire jutsus. Feeling guilty again, Ino asks if everyone wanted to practice the jutsus their senseis taught them. We can go to a training field after eating and share the jutsus our senseis taught us, and even spar a little. Later we can even work on our chakra affinities together because some of us have the same ones. Ino, you actually said something smart. Shikamaru sounded shocked as he looked at Ino with wide eyes. Ino shrieked, Shika, and smacked the back of his head. Ignore him. Anyways, we can trade jutsus after eating. So, is everyone done or are they still eating? It looks like we have all eaten. Unless someone wants more ramen? Shino asked Naruto if he was going to order any more. Nope, I'm done for today, Shino. Naruto smiled widely while he placed his money on the table and piled his 3 bowls on the side counter. What? Only 3 bowls today, Naruto? What happened to eating 12 like last time? Ino teased as they exited the shop. Naruto laughed and replied, Yeah, I used up all my money today as a treat, so I can't get any more until tomorrow's 5,000 ryo. You guys only make 15,000 a day on missions? Ino asked, shocked. We make around 40,000 each a day. No, we make around 25,000 ryo on 1 mission per day. Kakashi-sensei always comes 3 hours late, so we only have time for 2 missions at most, and he wants us to work on our teamwork most of the time, so we only take 1 mission anyways. What happens to the remaining 10,000 ryo? Shikamaru asked. Kakashi-sensei takes it as payment for watching us work, Naruto complained, annoyed at Kakashi. That's not right. Kurenai-sensei doesn't take any money from our missions. Kiba protested. Yeah, either does Asuma-sensei. Don't Sakura or Sasuke complain? Choji dissented. Not much. They want more money, but I don't think it really matters for them. Sakura still lives with her parents, and Sasuke has a lot of money from his clan. For me, well, I'm living off the pay. He paused to look at the forest. I'm thinking of growing a garden if Kakashi-sensei doesn't let us take more missions. For now, I can find food in the forest and weapons on the training grounds. And Gigi and Iruka-sensei sometimes treat me. Naruto shoved his hands in his pockets and looked up. Besides, I'm practicing rationing and how to live of the land. Every ninja needs to know how to do that anyways. I'm pretty good at it too. Naruto smiled, remembering how bad he used to be at catching fish when he was 6. Now I can catch fish in a minute and trap animals in 5. There's nothing like the real world to train for the living in the wild, he said fondly. Team 8 and 10 glanced at each other, clearly not liking that Naruto had to literally hunt for food. There was nothing they could do for him now, but they promised to help him out in the future. On their way to the training fields, Ino, Hinata, and Choji talked about what snacks they could bring to these get-togethers, while Shino and Shikamaru told Naruto about some cheap plants he could grow and harvest soon. Kiba and Akamaru were on the lookout for an empty training ground that was big enough for all 8 of them. At the training ground, Team 8 decided to show the rest what they learned first. Ano, Kurenai-sensei taught us how the campfire 3, how to light a campfire, put one out, and erase its tracks. Hinata explained while showing them how to do each jutsu. Oh, I know those. Gigi taught them to me when I was 5. He said they'd help when he found out I was hunting for food in the forest. They also help for pranks, Naruto said excitedly. Naruto baka, how can they help with pranks, unless you light something on fire? Ino rebuked. You can use them for different things. Like the light is good to use in the dark as a flashlight, but if you put enough chakra in it, you can make it a firework. See, watch. He did the hand signs for the jutsu and pointed towards the sky. A large sparking flame flew into the sky and with a bang burst into little sparks like a firework. What's the point of that? Kiba sneezed at the remaining smoke in the air. You can use it to signal a teammate if you're in trouble, Shikamaru suggested. Yeah, and with the water one, you can make different amounts of water with different amounts of chakra, and since it's clean you can drink it, make soup, or refresh yourself with a mist bath when it's super hot outside. If you combine it with the first jutsu you can make hot water, which is perfect for making ramen. Naruto drooled thinking about the ramen he made with it. We could make ramen and soup away from home on missions. Choji's eyes gleamed, picturing all the dried food he could bring with him on missions from now on. The last one is the best though. You can use it to erase tracks on fireplaces and footprints, but if you use it on yourself, then you're untraceable. Here, I'll show you. Shino, can you bug me? And can you smell me, Kiba and Akamaru? Shino nodded and Kiba gave Naruto a thumbs up. Okay, now I'm going to do the jutsu. He made the hand signs and performed the jutsu on himself. Okay, now can you track me, Kiba and Akamaru, or can you use your bug to find me, Shino? Akamaru sniffed the air and walked around in a circle while Kiba also tried to track Naruto's scent. That's so weird. You were right there, but now it's like you don't exist anymore, Kiba said as he walked in a circle around Naruto. Yes, I cannot feel my connection to my Kakashi anymore, nor can I find a trace of you anymore. Shino frowned, put off that he couldn't feel one of his companions. Oh, here's your Kakashi back. Naruto carefully handed back the beetle to Shino, who looked relieved he could feel its connection again. Okay, I'm going to do it again, Naruto said and activated the jutsu once more. Hinata, can you see me when you use your Byakugan? Hinata tried them and was shocked. No, I cannot see you anymore. Your chakra signature is gone. It doesn't seem to exist anymore. Hinata's eyes stopped bulging as she stopped using her Byakugan. Naruto laughed and said, I used to use that jutsu to hide myself from the ANBU after a prank. Only Iruka-sensei could ever find me, but that's because he used to be a prankster too, so he knows all the good hiding spots. Don't worry though. If you use more chakra in your Byakugan than I use for the jutsu, then you should be able to see me according to the tests Gigi did. Naruto, do you know what that jutsu means? If a Rouge-nin ever used it, then we wouldn't be able to ever track them down. They could sneak into the village and do anything. You can't teach that to anyone, Shikamaru said urgently. I know. Gigi wanted to know why the ANBU couldn't find me. When I told him, he said that I couldn't teach it to anyone who could betray the village, but I trust you guys. He looked up at them and continued, You're all my friends. I want you to be safe. That's why you guys have to learn how to do those jutsus without seals, because it's an A-rank secret according to Gigi. Hinata and Ino blushed as they looked at Naruto, while the boys felt touched that he thought that highly of them. Also, can you guys have to keep it a secret? Gigi said only I can tell you guys about it after we learn the Campfire 3 from our senseis, and I haven't told Sakura-chan or Sasuke team about it yet. I guess Kakashi-sensei doesn't think they are ready for it yet. Besides, they haven't exactly been the nicest to me, so I don't know if I can trust them with it yet. I know that you all know the dangers of A-rank secrets, falling into the wrong hands. But Sakura-chan doesn't know yet, and I don't think Sasuke team cares about that. Naruto finished looking each member of Team 8 and 10 in the eye to emphasize the severity of revealing this to them. I guess we'll just have to train harder then, and learn how to do them without seals, Shikamaru drawled. Naruto smiled at him brightly, glad that his trust hadn't been misplaced. Ino spoke up, Asuma-sensei taught us the same 3 jutsus. So, it's weird Kakashi-sensei didn't teach you guys those 3. You really think he doesn't think you guys are ready for it yet? Yeah, or maybe Gigi told him I knew them, and he thought Sasuke and Sakura also knew them? Naruto suggested and shrugged his shoulders, dismissing the topic. Yeah, maybe, Ino said, still not fully convinced. Asuma-sensei didn't teach us any more jutsus, but he made us practice the basic 3 a lot. He really likes throwing things at us and making us kawarimi. Did he tell you that you can kawarimi with air? Naruto asked. I didn't know you could do that, Kiba said excitedly and tried to do it. Why didn't it work? He asked when the jutsu failed. Try using more cat chakra and pretending that the air is an object you want to replace with. Kiba tried again, and this time it worked. Wow, that's so cool. Now I don't need to walk anywhere. I can just kawarimi there. Gigi says that if you can picture a place far away and use a lot of chakra, then the kawarimi becomes sunshine, Naruto happily stated before showing it to them. Shikamaru chortled, I think you mean Shunshin. Asuma-sensei sometimes does it, and leaves behind leaves. I can do the teleporting part, but I don't get how you make the leaves. Naruto said confused. I think they use some chakra to unseal a scroll of leaves, which makes smoke too. What's the point of it? Maybe they just want to look pretty, though I don't get why they'd want to use leaves. Flowers are much better. And if they bought them from my shop, it would really drive up sales. Ino thought with a gleam in her eyes. I believe they use it to confuse the enemy and make it so they cannot be tracked. Or Jounin just use it because they are used to it. Shino supplemented. Well, at least kawarimi has a use, but bunshin and henge are useless. Ino moaned. What? Henge is awesome. Naruto defended. You can become anyone and anything. No, you can't. You can't become objects or become smaller than yourself. And it isn't even solid. It's just an illusion like bunshin. Bunshin is useless. It's too bad you can't learn Shadow Clone. But I think you're doing henge wrong. When I use it for my Oryoku no Jutsu or become a weapon, I'm solid. See? Naruto became a kunai while everyone just stared at him with wide eyes. That's not supposed to happen either, Shikamaru whispered faintly. Naruto changed back and said, I can teach you guys this version too, because I made it up. It's also an A-rank secret. The trick is to only use the Ram Hand Seal and to use way more chakra. Like the Presence Erasing Campfire 3 Jutsu, you guys can only hold this up for about a few seconds because the drain's like 5 Kage Bunshin's worth. But if you use it enough, then your reserves should grow and you'd be able to hold it up for longer. I think you guys can probably hold it up for at most 15 seconds right now. It's super useful though. You can change into any size, gender, animal, or object. Gigi said to be careful though because you can become pregnant if you become a girl, but he didn't explain what he meant. Naruto pouted again with a small frown, wondering what the talk Gigi was always saying he needed to give him was about. He stopped spacing out when he heard Kiba choking and saw that everyone was blushing. You guys know about the talk and what Gigi was talking about, don't you? He asked, suspicious. Kiba made a strange whining noise again and Shino's Kakashi seemed to be buzzing louder. Hinata, Ino, and Choji were all still blushing heavily while Akamaru put his paws over his head. Shikamaru's face still had a pink tinge when he turned to Naruto and said, It's more of a thing your family tells you. And you said that the Hokage was the closest thing you have to family, so you'll just have to wait for him to tell you. Think of it as a family secret. Okay, I guess I'll have to wait. Naruto sulked a bit while the rest sighed in relief. Why don't you show us your special henge again and we'll copy it, Ino persuaded. Okay. Naruto happily agreed. Before the third meeting, still before wave. Deep in the forest of death, by a stream, a young blonde was fishing with no luck. Unknown to the blonde, Tora had recently taken to hiding from Genin upstream, making the fish too scared to stray further downstream. Any minute now I'll catch a fish. Any second now, come on, fishy, 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 where are you? A grumble snapped the whiskered blonde out of his thoughts. He growled in frustration and threw his rod into the stream. I'm so hungry. Stupid fish. Stupid villagers. Stupid Kakashi-sensei. He looked around his fishing spot and spotted some mushrooms. I wonder he crouched near the mushrooms. They looked just like the ones Iruka-sensei said civilians cook with. Should I eat them? He looked at the mushrooms and bit his lip. Looking around one more time, he made up his mind. No one will mind if I take them. He grinned mischievously and started harvesting the mushrooms. Guess I'm having grilled mushrooms for lunch. In Konoha there stood a tower that overlooked the village. In this tower, a man sat next to a crystal ball doing his paperwork. Wait, what's this? He's not actually doing his work, but is reading the new edition of Ika Ika. Yes, you got it right, this man, the leader of this village, Hiruzen Sarutobi, the Hokage, is actually reading porn. Why are we watching the Hokage read porn, you ask? That is because today's story starts with him. Gigi, you keep saying that you have to tell me about the talk, but you keep forgetting to do it. It's not fair, all my friends know about it, and I want to know about it too. A voice whined. Yes. What's this about your friends? Were they the ones I saw in the crystal ball that you taught your A-rank secret jutsus to? Is there a certain S-rank secret you want to tell them about too? The third peered down at Naruto with a smirk as he pretended to do paperwork. Naruto looked away and muttered, maybe someday, Gigi, but not yet. Stop changing the subject. Those same friends of mine told me that your family tells you about the talk, and that because I think of you as the closest thing I have to family, it means you have to tell me about it. Naruto stared at the Hokage with his infamous puppy eyes. Why'd they tell him that? The next time I see those brats, I'm definitely assigning them the most torturous D ranks. He saw Naruto looking at him expectantly. If I don't tell him now, he'll think I don't think of him as family. Minato, what am I supposed to do now? I can't destroy that innocence in his eyes. Hiruzen thought, avoiding Naruto's bright, innocent eyes. It's not that I don't want to tell you, Naruto, it's just that he trailed, unable to finish. Oh. Naruto began to droop. No, it's just that the one in your family who tells you should be the closest to your age, he rambled, a plan forming in his mind. In fact, don't you think of Iruka as your big brother? You should ask him to tell you about the talk. Here, give him this note, and tell him it's the Hokage's orders. Perfect, now Iruka has to tell him. It's good being Hokage. Naruto looked wide-eyed at Hiruzen and jumped up to hug him. Thanks, Gigi. He yelled and ran off to find Iruka. After a long morning of training, teammate was taking a break to eat lunch. They were sitting on a picnic blanket, and Hinata was holding a basket of food. Wow! It tastes wonderful, Hinata. The crunchy things are really yummy, Kiba said with his mouth full, crumbs flying everywhere. Hinata, the cut fruit are delicious. My Kakachu convey their thanks. Shino tipped his head towards Hinata. Thanks, Kiba, Shino. I am glad you like them. I was going to bring some on the weekend to share with the other teams. You mean Naruto, Kiba teased, while Hinata ducked her head and blushed. It's obvious you like him, Hinata. You're lucky he doesn't notice. He's as thick as a brick. Hinata looked down once more and said, No, he doesn't notice because of his feelings to Sakura. Hinata is most likely correct, Shino analyzed. Shut up, Shino. No one asked you anyways. Naruto probably doesn't even know why he likes Sakura. Kiba patted Hinata's back. He is on his way. Perhaps we can ask him and settle it once and for all. Shino looked at the path keenly. He is coming here right now. Hinata squeaked anxiously. Calm down, Hinata. Kiba shall do the talking, Shino said as Naruto walked towards them. Hey guys. Have you seen Iruka-sensei? He wasn't at the academy and I need to talk to him. Sorry, Naruto, we didn't see him, but I wanted to ask you a question. Yeah? Why do you like Sakura? Kiba blurted out. Naruto blushed and rubbed the back of his head before speaking. It's because she was the first one I remember to smile at me and play with me in the park. No one else even looked at me when I was little. But I don't think she remembers. He smiled sadly. The look was so strange on his face that Kiba immediately wanted it gone. What if someone else liked you and wanted to smile with you? He asked. Naruto snapped his head up to Kiba, stunned. Kiba, I never knew you felt that way. I'm sorry, but I cannot return your feelings. He started tearing up while Hinata hid her face and giggled. Shino too was shaking from suppressed laughter. What? No. Not me. I'm not in love with you. Kiba practically squealed. I meant someone in general, not me. He looked scandalized that Naruto even suggested that. Phew, Naruto sighed relieved. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but the truth is even if Sakura-chan told me she wanted to go out with me right now, I'd turn her down. Although I care about her, and I want to let her know of my feelings towards her, I cannot love anyone yet. Why not? Kiba asked, bewildered, while Shino and Hinata listened intently. Because I am not strong enough to protect someone yet, Naruto smiled dreamily before walking away, leaving Team 8 confused. Caught up in their thoughts, they did not hear him murmur, and I do not understand what love means anyways. Where is Iruka-sensei? He needs to tell me about the talk. Naruto wondered as he left the academy, Iruka nowhere in sight. Maybe Team 10 will know, I'll go ask them. Iruka was picking up some herbs in the forest to show his students when he felt a strange shiver run down his back. He stopped picking the mushrooms and wondered what the bad feeling was about. Must be nothing. I'm getting paranoid. He shrugged and looked down at the mushrooms he collected. There seems to be a lot of dreamy truth mushrooms. I'd better warn everyone not to eat them. Iruka chuckled and remembered how Naruto always mixed up these mushrooms with the more harmless cooking mushrooms that civilians use. I hope he's grown out of that habit. At least these aren't molding mushrooms. Now those are poisonous and way worse. He shuddered at the thought of Naruto eating those. Team 10 was also trying out some cooking after a morning of training. So, how does it taste? It's a lot better than the burnt rocks Ino brought. Nice work, Choji. Shikamaru smacked his lips appreciatively. Shut up, Shika. It was my first time. Next time they'll taste so good, you'll be begging for more. I'll even get Choji to help me, just wait and see. Ino's eyes flared with anger. Shikamaru just rolled his eyes at her. That'll be the day, he muttered under his breath. He squinted a bit when he noticed an orange blur in the distance that looked like it was coming closer. Is that Naruto? Who else wears an orange jumpsuit? Or a jumpsuit period? Ino demanded. Somewhere in Konoha, two bull-haired men wearing green jumpsuits sneezed. Lee, I think someone complimented our most youthful uniforms. Let us run 12 more laps around Konoha to show everyone the springtime of youth. Yash. Guy-sensei. Lee. Guy-sensei. Lee. Somewhere in the distance, an unfortunate bystander caught in the display moaned, "Make it stop. My eyes. They burn." That villager was admitted into the psych ward, never to return. To this day, no one knows what is wrong with him. The fearsome power of the youthful sunset genjutsu shows itself once more. Any ninja who saw the man thought. Poor civilians, unable to stand up to its fearsome might due to their lack of chakra. This incident begins the legend of the sunset, but that is another story. Naruto approached Team 10 and asked, "Hey, did you guys see Iruka-sensei?" "Nope, sorry Naruto," Choji said between munching his chips. "Hey Naruto, why do you always wear an orange jumpsuit?" "Although I do love the color orange, if I had a choice I would not wear so much of it every day. It is the only thing the villagers will sell to me. They told me the orange would make enemy Nin spot me so they could kill me faster, and refused to sell me anything else." He smiled melancholily. Ino didn't like it at all. "The bright orange really helps train my stealth, though. Now I can hide from all ANBU trackers in plain sight even without using that special jutsu. Which is good because it drains way too much chakra. Why don't you try to buy from the traveling merchants or dye your clothes? Everyone overcharges me because they hate me, so I don't have enough money to buy anything but food." Choji and Shikamaru were watching Naruto with wide eyes. "What did you do to them? Why do they hate you so much?" Ino asked, distressed. "I was born. They hate my existence and wish I would die," Naruto said simply before drifting away, leaving Team 10 standing there in shock. "I know Naruto does a few pranks here and there, but to hate him that much because of them?" Choji asked, shocked. "It might be his parents they hate," Shikamaru suggested. "But that doesn't make sense either. Naruto is an Uzumaki, which was like a sister to Konoha before they got wiped out. We even wear their swirl on our jackets to show our partnership with them. They should be treating Naruto like Sasuke, not an outcast." "This doesn't make any sense," Ino groaned. Naruto skipped along the path to the academy, deciding to look there again for Iruka. "Iruka-sensei. Are you there?" he called out while sticking his head into the teacher's break room. "Naruto, what are you looking for?" Iruka asked with concern, noticing Naruto looked a little strange. "It's almost as if he know, it must be just my paranoia." Shaking his thoughts away, he refocused on Naruto. "What's this?" he asked about the note Naruto was giving him. Gigi said you have to tell me about the talk because you're the closest thing I have to family that's near my age and I like my big brother. Hokage's orders. Iruka paled at the words, the talk. He looked at the note and saw. Iruka. It is time for you to let a child blossom into a man and follow the path of fire. Congratulations on being the one to tell Naruto about the talk. He's excited to hear about this family secret from his big brother. Don't disappoint him. Hiruzen Sarutobi. P.S. You have no choice. Hokage's orders. Smiley face. Iruka cleared his throat a few times trying to think of the best way to put this so Naruto understood. So, Naruto, remember how girls and boys are different? Well, sometimes when a boy grows up he really likes a girl. Like Sakura-chan? Yeah, or a boy in some cases anyways. When two people love each other they get married and want to have a family. I don't think I could ever have a family. They might get hurt by my enemies. Trust me, one day you will want a family and kids. Even though it is hard to protect them, it's worth it in the end. Iruka smiled at Naruto. Do you want one? Not yet, I'm waiting for the right special someone. So, after marriage, if you want kids you have to have a boy and a girl. You can either be born this way or use your Oryoku no Jutsu for this, but you have to have a boy and a girl. Then the boy is like a bee and goes into a mouth? Kiba said his sister swallowed a bee once. No, wait, actually sometimes yes, you know what, forget about the bee. So, the boy is like a stick, yes, the boy is like a popsicle stick and you stick him into some water which is the girl and they freeze in the fridge for 8 to 9 months, and you have a baby popsicle. What, so the mom eats a baby and poops it out? Is that why they're so fat? From eating popsicle babies? No, Iruka groaned, wondering how to say this. I guess I'll just have to be blunt, otherwise Naruto will never get it. Okay, listen closely, Naruto, because I'm only going to say this once. So, a man sticks himself into a girl using his... Wait, are you talking about sex? Iruka's sweat dropped. You already knew about sex? Yeah, Iruka-sensei. How else could I make my Oryoku no Jutsu so lifelike without seeing it? Plus, I lived in the red light district for a bit when I was 4 and the orphanage kicked me out. Of course, I know about sex, but what does that have to do with babies? Oh, this is much easier. So, two people have sex as a boy and a girl to make babies. When the man releases into the girl, a baby can form inside the girl. That's why people have to be careful when they make love. Wait, you never mentioned living there to me, Iruka fretted, concerned about Naruto. It wasn't that long, and Gigi found me soon after. But I'll never forget the things I saw while I was there. I just don't talk about it because it makes Gigi sad and people don't really like hearing about it. Actually, I don't know why I mentioned it right now either. He smiled vacantly at Iruka, who frowned at him, filing that piece of information away for later. Naruto, did you eat mushrooms you found in the forest again? Iruka asked sternly. Maybe Naruto whistled and looked away from Iruka-sensei. Naruto! Iruka threatened. Okay, I only ate a few because I was so hungry and saw them near the place I fish. And I only ate the ones that look like the ones in the marketplace, and I cooked them before I ate them. I was just so hungry, and no fish were biting. I think they were spooked by the thunderstorm. Okay, Naruto, I understand. You must have mistakenly eaten dreamy truth mushrooms. They make you tell the truth to everything and make you forget about the stuff you didn't want to say. It'll be like waking from a dream after they wear off. It should have kicked in sometime after your meeting with the third. You should remember what we talked about here, but you'll probably forget about some of the stuff earlier in the day. Did you talk to anyone else today? Yeah, I talked to teams 8 and 10, but I can't really remember what I said to them. You better go tell them that you accidentally ate some dreamy truth mushrooms so they don't get worried about you. Okay, thanks Iruka-sensei. Naruto yelled over his shoulder as he ran out to find his friends. Yup, anytime kiddo. Iruka chuckled and sat back at his desk. Now I just need to get back at the Hokage for making me give Naruto the talk. I think I'll make him do extra paperwork and hide his Ika from him tomorrow. Iruka cackled creepily to himself, while Hiruzen suddenly felt a few cold shivers travel down his spine. The third meeting, and 2 weeks before the C-rank to wave. The next day, teams 8 and 10 were worried for Naruto, and it showed in their missions. Kurenai noticed Hinata kept staring at the sky and sighing, while Kiba kept muttering about love and protection. Even Shino seemed more aggravated than usual, his bugs buzzing non-stop noisily. What is wrong with them today? Did Kiba confess to Hinata and did she reject him? Is Shino jealous of Kiba or Hinata? I guess I'll have to follow them today to find out. Asuma, on the other side of the village, was deciding to follow his genin team too. Shikamaru was painting the fence with the wrong side of his brush and didn't even notice. Choji wasn't munching on chips like usual. Instead, he looked like he was fussing over a picnic basket. Even Ino was less noisy today. In fact, she hadn't shouted at anyone the whole day. She was sitting under the tree sleeping? There is something going on here. Either Shika got Ino pregnant and Choji is in charge of Ino's diet, or I'm missing something here. Yup, there is nothing to do but to watch them for the rest of the day. And that's why when teams 8 and 10 met at Ichiraku's they were followed by their jounin senseis. Asuma and Kurenai were in the same booth watching their genin wait for something. So, what do you think they're doing, Kurenai? I do not know, Asuma. Perhaps they are planning a surprise birthday party for a friend? They seem distressed for some reason. Yes, missions today were more of a pain than usual. None of them were even paying attention. Then again, the missions were all D ranks. Maybe they're plotting together to get a C rank? Asuma was about to reply when he noticed the genin look up at the door. They were clearly waiting for someone. The door opened and a big orange blur joined the genin at the table. It's too bad we cannot hear from here, Kurenai lamented. Asuma smirked and held a small device in front of the table. I bugged the table they're sitting at. They heard Naruto's voice come through first. Hey guys. How have you been? Kakashi-sensei still won't let us take more than one mission and is still taking a lot of the pay, so I can't buy any ramen today either. He grimaced at the thought of no ramen. Asuma and Kurenai were appalled that Kakashi took some of his genin's mission pay for D ranks. He doesn't even give them enough to live off of. They thought heatedly. Instead of buying food, we thought it would be better to bring food and have a potluck type of meeting. Ino excitedly brought out a basket of food. Choji made most of the food, but I helped decorate the cookies. She smiled proudly. We too have brought food. Shino added as Hinata placed a small basket on the table. I contributed some honey and Kiba some meat, while Hinata made the food. Wow. I'll bring something next time. I didn't know we were bringing food to this meeting. I was a bit indisposed yesterday, so I forgot to ask my teammates if they wanted to come. Naruto scratched the back of his head while smiling sheepishly. Yeah, you said some things yesterday. Kiba began only to be cut off by Naruto. I don't remember what I said to you guys yesterday. I accidentally ate some dreamy truth mushrooms, so I have no idea what I told you, but everything I said was the truth. You literally cannot lie, according to Iruka-sensei, when you eat those mushrooms. Is it true, Naruto-kun? That you wish to become stronger before loving someone? Hinata asked shyly. Naruto rubbed the back of his head before answering. Yeah, if I want to love someone enough to have a family with them, then I need to be strong enough to first protect those precious to me. But why would you have to protect them to love them? Kiba asked confused. Akamaru yipped in agreement. Naruto took some time to answer this. There have only been 2 people to ever love me, Gigi and Iruka-sensei. I think my parents loved me, but I'm not sure. Gigi won't tell me much about them. When I love someone, I don't want to have to leave them, and I don't want them to leave me. I already lost my parents, and I almost lost Iruka-sensei too. I don't want to lose anyone ever again, so I have to get strong enough to be able to protect them and me. Asuma and Kurenai winced, remembering the report of a windmill shuriken almost killing Iruka when he confronted Mizuki in the forest. That sounds very admirable, Naruto. I agree with your statements and commend you for thinking about love that way, Shino approved. He nodded at Naruto, who was blushing. He didn't mean to say that much. It all just came tumbling out. I guess those mushrooms are still making me weird. But it felt nice to say that. There was some silence as everyone chewed their food. Who made this? It's delicious. Naruto's thoughts quickly became consumed by the mouth-watering honey barbecued meat. Yes. I want the recipe. I love barbecued meat, and this is almost as good as yakiniku QS. Choji exclaimed, surprising Team 8 and Naruto by his passion. Ino groaned, oh great. He's never going to stop now. Choji continued extolling the values of meat, and it helps build up muscles. The honey also is a perfect combination to soften the meat. And I've never had this quality honey before. Just where did you find it from, and? Choji. Shut up before I make you. Ino finally snapped and slammed Choji into the table. Teammates and Naruto's eyes bugged out seeing Ino's sudden strength. Is that normal? Naruto asked, his eyes still wide. Unfortunately, Shikamaru grumbled as he picked at his meat. This stuff is delicious. Did you make this all by yourself, Hinata? Keikiba and Shino supplied the meat and honey. It was a group effort, Hinata blushed. Wow. You're amazing, Hinata. Naruto looked at Hinata only to see her blushing even harder and start swaying. Are you all right, Hinata? You look sick, he said, getting closer to Hinata. Why yes, Naruto-kun. I am all right. Please do not worry, Hinata reassured him while doing her best not to faint. Quick. Remember what Kurenai-sensei said she used to do when Asuma-sensei was nearby. Breathe in. 1, 2. Breathe out. 1, 2. Kiba coached, recognizing he signs of Naruto overload. At the table in the corner, Asuma smirked at Kurenai. He raised an eyebrow and said, Really, Kurenai? You had trouble breathing next to me? He shifted closer to Kurenai and whispered, "Do you still feel that way now? Having any breathing problems?" Shut up. That was back when I had a crush on you. Oh? And you don't have that crush anymore? He drawled. Nope, and if you come any closer, you won't have something still attached to you at the end of this meal. Asuma pouted. But Kurenai, if I don't have all my body parts, how can I take you out on a date? Bribery, she dryly answered as Asuma scooted further away from her gloomily. It's not fair. First, my genin eat me out of my paycheck, and then my girlfriend threatens me. He ducked into the corner with a small storm cloud forming over his head. And I'll make those threats reality if you don't pay attention. Now watch. It looks like they stopped eating. Mine Asuma pouted. Shush. The genin finished up their food without noticing the suspicious jounin watching them from the corner. So, Naruto, does everyone really hate you that much? Ino finally asked. Yeah, but I'm going to become Hokage so everyone will have to respect me and stop hating me. Who hates you? Kiba scrunched up his eyebrows confused. The villagers, Naruto shrugged his shoulders. Why? Kiba asked even more confused. Do you know if they might dislike your parents and transfer that hatred towards you? Shikamaru asked. Nah. They blame me, I guess, Naruto sighed remembering how the villagers still saw him as the demon brat. What did you do to them? Prank them too much? Ino wondered. Something like that, Naruto answered half-heartedly, trying to avoid everyone's concerned eyes. It did seem a bit too extreme for anyone in Konoha to hate an Uzumaki as they hail from our now-destroyed sister village, Yuzushio, Shikamaru added thoughtfully as he pulled out a thick book from his bag. I brought this for you. I remembered you said you didn't have anyone to teach you about your clan, so I copied down the stuff our clans and the library had about your clan. I thought you might like to. Shikamaru had to stop talking as he found himself being tackled by the blonde. Thank you? Thank you? Thank you? Naruto mumbled as he hugged Shikamaru on the floor. Maybe I can finally find out something about my parents. Shikamaru huffed but was smiling. You're welcome, you troublesome blonde, he muttered as he ruffled Naruto's soft hair. Now get off, you're squishing me. Naruto laughed, sorry, before getting up, still hugging the book tightly to his chest. Also in the book are some beginner and intermediate seals. It was all I could find, but you can probably experiment a little with your shadow clones because even if they blow up, nobody would get hurt. It's part of your clan's legacy, so I included all I could find about it. Teammate also helped us. Naruto's eyes shined a little as he faced the group. Thank you guys so much. I love it, he exclaimed as he protectively held the book. This is one of the best gifts I've ever received other than Gama-chan. Gama-chan? Choji questioned. Yeah, he was my only friend until the academy. Naruto rummaged in his pocket and proudly showed Gama-chan off. Naruto, Ino began, that's a wallet. The others sweat dropped as they saw Naruto pout. Well, no one wanted to talk to me, so I talked to Gama-chan. Anyways, thank you all so much for this gift. I don't know how to repay you all. Save it, man. You showed us those super awesome jutsu, so call it even. Kiba pumped his fist in the air. Yes, Naruto, those jutsu could save our lives. It's more than enough for the book, Ino answered. Indeed, Naruto. If you prefer, think of it as an early birthday gift, Shino added. Thanks, Naruto gulped. He felt warm inside and lighter than usual. Everyone there was smiling at him happily. Is this what friendship feels like? He watched as Ino scooped up the leftovers and packed them into a box with Hinata while Shino's Kakachu stole some of Choji's meat. He smiled as he saw Kiba and Shikamaru throwing a few meat pieces for Akamaru to catch and eat. I never want this feeling to end. I don't want to be lonely ever again. This feels as good as Gigi's love. They see me for who I am. He smiled bitterly as a thought popped up. I've never felt this way around Sasuke or Sakura-chan. I guess I don't actually love her. He clenched his fists harder around the book. I'll just have to try harder. They're my team and I want to get along with them. He peeked at the table again, and a thought struck him when he saw the picnic basket. No, wait, it just might work. Hey guys? He coughed once to get their attention. When everyone was looking at him, he began again, can you help me with something? We're not going to prank someone, Naruto. Ino shouted. What? No, not that. I stopped that anyways when I became a ninja. The group was surprised to hear that. No, I want to, and he explained his plan. They looked at each other before nodding that they'd help. Great, thanks. So, I was thinking of doing something like this. At the corner table, Asuma and Kurenai were watching their genin with warm eyes. They're good kids, Asuma said with pride in his voice. Yeah, Kurenai agreed, leaning into his side. It was nice of them to do that for Naruto. Asuma agreed. Kurenai suddenly sat up straight. I think we should have a talk with Kakashi about taking his students' money. Don't you agree? Her eyes gleamed as she turned around and stared at Asuma, who let out a small whimper. Why yeah. Let's go teach him a lesson. And burn his orange books. Reading them in front of his students, what is he thinking? The nerve of that man. Asuma gulped, feeling a surge of pity towards Kakashi. As long as she never finds mine or worse, my father's. Both Jounin shined out. One eager while the other sweating as he was coerced by his girlfriend. Midnight, Hataki compound, Kakashi's apartment. A scream echoed throughout the night as orange books burnt to the ground. A woman stood next to the dwindling book stack, cackling madly, while her minion stood to the side with a hand covering his eyes, unable to watch the horrifying scene any longer. Do you promise to never take money from your genin's D rank and C rank mission pay? She threatened, with her hair flying around like the snakes on a Medusa statue. Yes. Yes. I promise. Never again. Now please stop. My precious. The victim wailed as his daily sustenance went up in haunting orange flames. Good, now remember this, I'm always watching, the she-demon finished before vanishing in a flame. Her crony sighed before casting a helpless glance at the fallen man on the floor, and two vanished into thin air. The spent man looked into the ashes of his books, grieving for their deaths. She didn't have to burn all of them. He pouted. She could have just told me to stop. The look in his eyes sharpened. Still, I'll have to look into if what she said about Naruto was true. For now I guess I'll just have to take a few more side missions. He looked over his shoulder to make sure no one was watching before removing the picture frame from the wall to reveal a hidden button. Pushing the button, he waited as the bed let out a whirring sound and swung upwards. Phew. Luckily, she didn't know about the Ika failsafe for ninjas that Jiraiya added. He opened the trap door to reveal all the previously burnt copies of Ika now in pristine condition. He picked up the nearest one and quickly disabled the system and laid across his bed. Now let's see which one I picked. He giggled perversely and cracked the book open only to see. Hello? Your failsafe has activated its 50th time. It's time to renew them for 500,000 Ryo or buy this copy for 20,000 Ryo. Please make your decision in the next 10 minutes, otherwise Ika will self-destruct. Thank you and have a nice day, the super pervert Jiraiya. Smiley face. No. A scream echoed throughout Konoha, striking fear into certain perverts' hearts, especially the third Hokage's. Across the village, Kurenai smirked as Asuma's sweat dropped. It was so worth it destroying Kakashi's books 50 times to destroy their guarantee. Kurenai smiled eerily, remembering the many times she lit each book on fire. Asuma paled and his eyes widened as his heart sunk. She knows. She knows about the guarantee. How? As if knowing what Asuma was thinking about, Kurenai raised an eyebrow at him. You didn't really think I wouldn't know, did you, sweetheart? Especially considering how both you and your father both read them, did you now, honey? Asuma felt sweat build on his skin as he frantically shook his head. Good, because know this. I know everything, and with that Kurenai cackled harder at the sky while Asuma looked on horrified at what he had got himself into. The fourth meeting, last meeting before Wave. Just as most of the newest Genin generation of Konoha was meeting today, the current generation of clan heads was also meeting today, coincidentally at the same place, the Nara Head House. This house had a special feature that made it the perfect place to meet at. It had hidden cameras surveilling the village and all the other rooms of the house. This was only known to those who held the position of special jounin and above. It was this very day that the clan heads were meeting for an important reason concerning their very precious heiresses and heirs. In fact, this day. Oh. Why'd you do that? And Noichi Yamanaka groaned as he rubbed the rather large bump on his head some Inuzuka gave him. Some grinned ferally at him and pointedly looked at his writing. You were rambling in the written record again, she deadpanned as Shikaka Nara and Choza Akimichi both watched their former Genin teammate, amused. Now that we have that settled, can we get back to the reason this meeting was called? Hayashi Hyuga dryly asked as he gestured to the large mounted screen on the wall. Yes, I do believe that would be wise, Shibi Aburame agreed. It is quite unfortunate that the third will have to miss this meeting. I heard that he is indisposed due to paperwork. The clan heads shuddered in revulsion, clearly remembering their most fearsome foe, paperwork. We are still waiting for the Jounin sensei to arrive, Shikaku reminded them. The handle to the window opened. Ah, I believe that is them right now. The window opened up to show Asuma entering and holding out his hand for Kurenai to follow after him. Surprisingly, a head of gray gravity-defying hair also poked its way in. Shikaku skeptically narrowed his eyes at Kakashi. It is a surprise to see you here so early, Kakashi. You must really like your team this time around. Ma, Kakashi rubbed the back of his head. Of course, I came to watch my cute little Genin. I wouldn't miss it for Konoha. He tried to look convincing. Kurenai snorted and mumbled, yeah, and I threatened to destroy his Ika if he didn't come. The clan heads relaxed once more, realizing that no, Kakashi was not an imposter, and that he was only on time due to blackmail. Kakashi pouted when he saw no one really believed he would actually ever be on time. I wouldn't have been too late this time. Only an hour or two, he thought sullenly. I see, Shikaka continued and turned on the screen. Let the traditional watching of the genin commence, he declared as everyone watched the screen focus upon their children. Rendezvous point number 7 in the village, nearby the Nara compound. Let's go! Naruto excitedly set off into a direction before he was harshly yanked by his cuff. Arf! Ino! Ino ignored him. Naruto, we have to wait for Team 8 to show up before we go. She released him and he went flying into the tree before face-planting on the ground hard. How troublesome, Shikamaru groaned as he remembered that there was a clan meeting held at his place today. He shrugged. It's only a few more people, and no one will be using the kitchen anyways. It should be fine. He looked at Naruto, who was dazedly talking to a tree he thought was Shino. Probably. Choji munched on some chips, excited for once about what was going to happen later today. We can make tarts and pancakes and eat strawberries and cherries, or wait, I can make ice cream. And with each new thought about food, his eyes glazed over more and more as a tiny drool puddle started forming. Fried barbecue and spicy chicken with some mashed potatoes and mini sandwiches for a picnic. And of course, drinks like lemonade and sparkling juice. He snapped out of his daze when he saw Ino smack Naruto again and winced. Maybe we shouldn't have anything too sugary. Naruto shook off his dizziness and noticed Team 8 walking towards them and yelled out a greeting. Yo! Guys! You ready? Hey Naruto! Whose house are we going to? Kiba greeted. Mine, Shikamaru stated. There might be some of the clan heads there too for a meeting, but we'll be in the kitchen, so we won't really see them. Oh yeah, I remember Mom saying something about a meeting there. It's too bad Akamaru couldn't have come. He would have loved to taste the food. Fleas? Ouch, Ino winced at the thought of black furry creatures climbing up her body. Nah, just a daily checkup. Shouldn't be too bad, Kiba shrugged. We can always pack him some leftovers, Hinata consoled Kiba while Shino patted his teammate's shoulders. Naruto couldn't help but feel a sting in his chest at their easy camaraderie. Alright guys. We should get going soon. My house is that way, Shikamaru gestured to the forest behind them. Yeah, it's going to rain soon, Naruto agreed. No way. There aren't any clouds anywhere, and it's bright and sunny, Ino protested. Naruto sniffed and replied, It is too. I can smell it. It's about 4 minutes away. Shino added, My Kakashi also sense a disturbance in the atmosphere. Bad weather is on its way. He opened his jacket to let his Kakashi settle, protected inside. See? Shino agrees. Naruto smiled at Shino, who nodded back. If that's the case, we better hurry. Choji interrupted the argument and hauled Ino towards the front. They were quickly followed by Team 8, while Naruto and Shikamaru took the back. So, how's studying your past been going? Shikamaru asked, interested, as they made their way along the trail to his house. Going good, Naruto replied excitedly. I've learned so much about them. You know, normally I don't like reading much. But when I read this, I feel closer to my family, or at least what would have been my family. Naruto grinned as he felt warmth fill his chest. It's too bad that I don't have the clan's red hair, Naruto pouted, fingering his blonde locks. It's okay, blonde suits you more. Reminds me of sunshine with your happy and energetic personality. Shikamaru unconsciously petted Naruto's hair as he blurted out his thoughts, feeling the need to comfort his friend. Better than red anyways, he mumbled, a little embarrassed as he didn't mean to say that. Naruto didn't notice and thanked Shikamaru. Really? Thanks. I thought I might be related to Ino because of the blonde, you know? But no one in her clan has my shade of yellow. Theirs is paler. Naruto frowned again, wondering about his mysterious parents. Well, you'll find out eventually because the Hokage obviously knows. You just need to get strong enough to defeat their enemies, Shikamaru consoled. Naruto beamed at Shikamaru. You always know just what to say, Shika. Shikamaru's cheeks tinted a slight pink as replied, Yeah, well. Oh look, we're here. Awesome. Naruto pointed at the clan compound as they approached the earth walls surrounding it. Shikamaru nodded at the guards and the 7 made their way to his house. Whoa! There are so many people here. And they're all your family? Naruto asked in awe. Most are distant relatives while others are under our clan's protection. Most of my relatives live in the clan head house with us, Shikamaru explained, gesturing to the large house in the center. The group walked towards the house and noticed most of their parents were there for the meeting. It must be an important meeting. There are so many people. Naruto counted at least 6 people before he was interrupted by Kiba pulling him into the kitchen. Nah, it's just our parents, Kiba responded while he bounded into the kitchen and dropped into a chair with Naruto near him. Choji began getting out the utensils while Hinata and Ino cleared the table. So, what were you thinking of making, Naruto? Shikamaru asked, taking Naruto's bag of ingredients from him. I thought we could make some umebashi. I know you usually use dried sea salt plums, but I thought we could substitute it with these tomatoes I had Iruka-sensei pick up. They're really like plums, so I thought it should work, Naruto explained as he held up a tomato for the rest to see. Right, and this wouldn't have anything to do with how Sasuke's and Sakura's favorite foods are tomatoes and umebashi? Shikamaru smirked as he raised an eyebrow at Naruto. Well, maybe a little of that too, Naruto conceded as he blushed and rubbed the back of his head. If I make something they both like, they'll have to eat with me, Naruto exclaimed with a fire in his eyes. He was determined to have lunch with his teammates this weekend. Sounds good to me, Kiba barked out as he licked his lips, imagining tasting all the food they'd make. I call dibs on being a taster. I also would like to be a taster. I am looking forward to the umebashi. They suit the warm weather we have been having, Shino agreed with Kiba and sat at the table. Shikamaru also joined Kiba and Shino at the table, silently designating himself as a taste tester too. So, it's me, Choji Ino, and Hinata who are all cooking? Great. Let's get started. Naruto chirped excitedly standing next to Choji. Hang on, Naruto, Choji patiently stopped Naruto and turned to Ino. Ino, you're not allowed to use the fire or add any ingredients. You may decorate if the time comes. Choji sternly instructed Ino, not forgetting the last 3 times Ino started a fire trying to cook cereal. Ino just huffed and sat at the table as Choji began mixing flour in with the other ingredients, and directing Naruto to help every now and then. How have your trainings been going? Naruto asked them when he had a free moment in between measuring. They've been boring so far. Asuma-sensei hasn't taught us anything new and keeps making us go through his tactics trainings for combinations. I think he's just too lazy to teach us anything else. He really likes playing shogi with Shika, Ino answered, picking her head up from the table to send a glare at Shikamaru. I've already told you, troublesome woman, that we're going through team combat simulations. We aren't just playing, Shikamaru emphasized while holding his hands up in a gesture of surrender. Yeah, we're working on combinations right now, so we didn't learn any new jutsu yet, Choji supplemented as he took the tray from Hinata and greased it. You guys are lucky, all we've been doing is building up our strength. Kurenai-sensei tried teaching us some genjutsu, but none of us really have the affinity. We're more tracker or taijutsu fighters, Kiba groaned remembering the genjutsu Kurenai trapped him in. A world with only cats, he shivered at the horrifying thought. We also have not learned any new jutsus, Shino added. Kurenai-sensei taught us more about tracking, though. We can find the trails of people that go through water now and those who can hide their scents, Hinata defended Kurenai. That is true, Shino conceded. Our cohesiveness has also increased with our skills being raised. But I wanted to learn some new jutsus, Kiba whined. You'd think after learning how to do them without seals, that they teach us more. But no, it's always, you need to have more control, Kiba. You're not ready for this jutsu yet, Kiba, he complained. At least you guys are training together, Naruto started. We just do the mission with Kakashi-sensei, and then he leaves. Sasuke team and Sakura-chan don't even want to stay after that to work on any combos. Naruto pouted remembering how his teammates had ignored him. That's why you're making lunch today, Shikamaru reminded Naruto. When they join you to eat their favorites, why don't you bring up training together in the conversation, he suggested. I dunno, Naruto was unconvinced. I don't think they're going to stick around for lunch today. He looked down, but before anyone could comfort him, he looked up with a burning gaze and declared, but I won't give up. Because that's my ninja way. The others only smiled at Naruto. Yeah, because if you gave up, we'd have to check for an imposter, Kiba joked. Naruto only grinned at him, and then shuddered. What's wrong, Naruto-kun? Hinata asked, noticing his troubled look. It's nothing, he answered. Just felt like we were being watched. You might be sensing the hidden cameras in the room, Shikamaru wondered. Maybe our parents are watching us. They are in the security room, he lazily pointed out. Why would they be watching us, Kiba asked. Don't they have anything better to do with their days? It's some lame tradition, Ino spoke up, rolling her eyes. The clans meet up and stalk every gen in Generation's 4th meeting. How do you know? Naruto asked. Please, Ino scoffed. It's not like they're secretive about it. My dad keeps winking at me and Shika's dad practically forced him to invite us over today, saying he wanted to see his new teammates. Like he hasn't seen us all since our births. She snorted and waved a dismissive hand. Shika knew about the cameras since before the academy. It's not that hard to figure out. Especially because of the red blinking dot that shows that the camera is on, Shikamaru dryly pointed out. That's creepy, Naruto shuddered, once again feeling someone watching him. How many cameras are in this room anyways? Only one in that corner over there, Shikamaru pointed directly at the camera by the stove. He disabled the other ones before coming in here, Choji put in his own words and Shikamaru looked a little sheepish. Yeah, well, I didn't want to be too close to the screen, he defended while crossing his hands. That's weird, Naruto frowned. I saw the camera over there, but I feel that someone else is watching us. He walked towards the table the tasters were sitting at. It's coming from there, he pointed at the salt shaker on the table. Strange, Shikamaru muttered looking at the salt shaker as Hinata activated her Byakugan. I can see a camera underneath the lid, Hinata spoke sounding shocked, while Shikamaru unscrewed the lid. By now, even Choji was frowning and walked over to the table after he had placed the umeboshi in the oven. Shikamaru popped the lid off and sure enough, there was a small red blinking light on the underside of the lid. Who put this here? He mumbled as he inspected the small camera after disabling it. There seems to be a symbol on the bottom of the camera, Shino spoke up. Shikamaru turned over the little device to reveal 3 solid lines followed by 2 broken ones. I've seen that symbol before, Naruto surprised the others. It was in that book of seals you gave me. You actually finished that book? There must have been more than 1,000 pages in it, and you can never finish a book at the academy. Shikamaru exclaimed incredulously. Yeah, well, it was really interesting, Naruto explained sheepishly before becoming serious again. There's a seal that transmits and hides in the symbol which has been known to be used by some disbanded organization Konoha once had, known as Root. He unconsciously repeated what he read from the book. But why is it here? He wondered looking at Shikamaru who only shrugged. I don't know. I'll show it to my parents later. Maybe they forgot to disable some of the equipment once Root disbanded? He tried to think of a logical reason. Yeah, maybe, Naruto agreed but looked unconvinced like the rest of the table. So anyways, how far have you gotten with your seal training, Naruto? Shikamaru tried changing the subject. Naruto beamed at him as he answered, not too far. I've only reached 7 to 1 of the intermediate section. How many chapter are there? Ino asked, trying to understand if this was a good amount or not. There were 10 chapters for the beginner section and there are another 10 for the intermediate section. I'm going to have to ask Kakashi-sensei or Gigi if they have a copy of the next section soon. Wow, that's far. Choji whistled. Yeah, but when you have shadow clones practice for you, it makes everything easier, Naruto explained dismissively. So, what have you learned so far? Kiba asked. Right now, I'm learning how to identify seals on humans. Want me to check you guys out? Naruto asked giddily. Sure, Shikamaru answered bemused. Okay. Naruto excitedly clapped his hands together and looked at the genin. Who wants to go first? Oh. Do me. Me first. Kiba excitedly jumped around before Ino hit him with a fist. Haven't you ever heard of ladies first, dog breath? She sneered at Kiba and stood in front of Naruto. Okay, fine, but I get to go next, Kiba pouted and sat down waiting for his turn. Naruto nodded and held his hands in front of Ino, concentrating hard. You have a tracking seal on you? I think it was put on you when you were a baby by your parents. It's starting to fade away now and is almost gone, he said while pointing at a small dot that looked like a mole on Ino's shoulder. Yeah, I remember my mom telling me about this. She said that's how she found me whenever I wandered when I was a baby. Ino smiled at the memory. My turn! Kiba bellowed and pushed Ino out of the way. Naruto's sweat dropped before scanning Kiba too. You have a small seal by yours ears that, I think, makes sounds smaller? Naruto asked. Oh yeah. I forgot about that. It helps me hear. My mom put it there because I complained about Sakura and I mean Sakura's, no one else's, only Sakura's loud screeches. Kiba backpedaled as he saw the murderous glint in Ino's eyes. Have you ever tried releasing it? Shino asked, interested in his teammate's senses. Sometimes, Kiba shrugged. When there aren't any loud pop I mean noises, not people, Kiba quickly corrected his mistake, averting his eyes from Ino. Cool. Naruto chirped and scanned Shino. Whoa, Shino! Your clothes are amazing. He looked at Shino in awe. You've got like 6 seals on them instead of you. The waterproof, fireproof, and scentproof ones are awesome. Did they stitch the other 3 storage seals into your clothes? He drooled, imagining all the alterations he could add to his own jumpsuit. Shino looked pleased as he answered, yes, they were stitched into my clothes. My clan has similar seals stitched into their outfits to provide a safe habitat for our Kakechu to travel in. That's so cool. I'm going to add protection and storage seals to my pockets too. Think of all the ramen I can carry on me, Naruto trailed off as he imagined the possibilities. The rest of the genin, except Choji, who was also drooling at the amount of food he could carry with him, sweat dropped. Can I have those seals too? Choji pleaded with sparkling eyes. Naruto quickly scanned Choji and noticed there were no seals on him. Sure. Your clothes don't have any seals, so I can just add them to your pockets, he said excitedly. I just have to learn how to stitch seals first. It shouldn't take too long, I'll have some shadow clones work on it. He made a ram seal and contacted his training clones and commanded a few of them to work on learning how to stitch seals. When I have it down, I'll add some to your clothes. He posed with his thumbs up at Choji, who returned the pose. The rest of the genin just shook their heads at their antics. Naruto turned around and saw that Shikamaru was closer to him than Hinata. He held up his hands to scan Shikamaru. You have a communication seal on your earrings. I think they connect to earrings someone closely related to you has, but not your parents. Do you know who it is? Shikamaru looked startled as he fingered the tips of his ears. No, there shouldn't be anyone like that. He frowned and brought his hands together into his usual thinking position. My parents don't have any siblings and my grandparents are dead, so it can't be them. It doesn't have to be a close relative. It can be someone who has some of your blood too, Naruto clarified. I have never given anyone my blood before. Shikamaru frowned harder and decided to ask his parents about it later today. Maybe someone stole it from the hospital, Kiba pointed out. But the hospital's records are guarded by really strong shinobi. Ino shot down the idea. There's no way someone stole Shika's blood without anyone knowing. Not really, Naruto spoke up. I found a tunnel underground that goes there. He noticed everyone staring at him and tried to defend his actions. I only used it once for a prank. I just wanted to check if they were allergic to peanuts before I covered their whole apartment in peanut butter. He grinned, remembering how bewildered those villagers were. That was you? Why would you even feel the need to do that? Ino yelled. Naruto pouted and crossed his hands. They so deserved it. They tried to steal the money I got from Gigi. So, I followed them around for 3 days and found out their habits and where they lived. Then I slowly started covering everything they owned in peanut butter. First it was little things like their keys or clothes or paperwork. Then I started escalating until I finally covered their whole apartment and workplace in peanut butter. He cackled maniacally. The hardest part was hiding the peanut butter whenever they told anyone about it. He reminisced on his so-called prank. The other genin just stared at Naruto like he was crazy. They stole 1 million ryo from me. It was justified. The group could only sweat drop at Naruto's prank. Did you always pull these types of pranks on people when you were missing from the academy? Kiba had to ask. Naruto shook his head. Nope, just those who deserved it. He walked closer to Hinata and changed the subject. Okay, let me skin you for any seals. You're the last one. He put his hands up in front of Hinata and concentrated hard. You have a seal on you, well, not on you but connected to you. It feels horrible. It's slowly sucking up your chakra and connecting you to other seals. I think it used to be connected to someone else but then was transferred to you. He frowned as he stepped closer to Hinata. I think that you're sensing the Hyuga branch member's seal. It's supposed to allow members of the main household seal branch members' eyes, destroy them, and control their actions by destroying their brain cells, Hinata blurted out. The rest of the genin except Naruto looked horrified to hear about the seal. Hinata looked down, not knowing why she told everyone about her clan's secret seal. Yeah, I read about the caged bird seal in the book, but the connection you have is different than it. Whoever did this to you knows nothing about seals. The original seal was gifted to the Hyuga household by their distant Uzumaki relatives to help them keep their secrets even after death. It was just supposed to help instill feelings of protection and loyalty to the clan to never give up its secrets, he explained, remembering what the history book of his clan said. A similar seal was given to the Uchiha clan for their Sharingan. However, the caged bird seal was only a prototype. Neither clan wanted the new and improved seal design. Someone from your clan must have tweaked the original seal and turned it into this. What's wrong with it? Hinata asked anxiously. They changed it to control the others, which forced it to become parasitic. It's bad for everyone now. It slowly warps the minds of those who use it, and even if you don't use, it still leeches on your chakra and affects your mind, he explained, looking worriedly at Hinata. It latches on to your beliefs and slowly destroys them. For example, I believe in never giving up, so if I had the seal and never used it, it would constantly tell me to give up and to never fight back because I might hurt someone or something like that. Hinata was dumbfounded. She never fought with her younger sister because she didn't want her to get hurt or sealed. But now it seemed like the seal was influencing her thoughts all along. Could this be that small voice in my head telling me to always give up? And later I can make you the new and improved seal. I'm not that advanced yet. So, do you want me to do it? Naruto asked Hinata expectantly. I'm sorry, what did you say? Hinata was so lost in her thoughts she didn't hear the beginning of what Naruto said. I asked, if you wanted me to sever your connection to the seal? Naruto repeated. Yes. Hinata nearly shouted. She had always hated the seal and its power to affect others. She didn't want it tainting her thoughts any longer. Okay, but this might hurt a bit, Naruto said before closing his eyes and concentrating harder. Hinata nodded silently and prepared for some pain. Sweat began to form on Naruto's brow as he made a few hand signs. Suddenly, a piercing pain ripped its way through Hinata's forehead. She clenched her fists and bit her lip hard enough to bleed before the pain stopped and she relaxed. Whoa, It feels like a heavy burden I never knew was there has finally been removed. She looked at Naruto through the tears in her eyes. Thank you? She hugged him and tried to convey all her feelings in those 2 words. No problem. Naruto chirped back and patted her back gently, returning the hug after he got over the shock of someone hugging him. You're my friend. Of course I'd help you. How do you feel now? Like a heavy weight has been removed, she let go and smiled bashfully at Naruto. The umeboshi is done, Choji announced from behind the counter. The genin crowded Choji, each waiting for a chance to taste what they had made. It's so good. Naruto moaned. Almost as good as ramen. The genin nodded their heads in agreement. The umeboshi they had made was really good. I can't wait to try to eat them together with my team. Naruto beamed, imagining finally getting along with his teammates. Here, let's pack this up and then we can hide while you try to eat it with your team, Ino suggested and scooped up the umeboshi into a few containers and placed them into a bag. Sounds good. Naruto chittered as he bounded along, helping Ino with the packing. The 4th meeting, a parent's perspective. What are they talking about? Sim squinted up at the screen trying to make out what the genin were saying. Shikaku rubbed his chin. It appears they are talking about the weather. Naruto and Shino predict it will rain, while Ino doesn't agree. It's sunny outside. There's no way it's going to rain. Inoichi defended his daughter while gesturing at the sunny skies. On the contrary, it actually is going to rain. Young Naruto and my Shino are correct. It is marvelous to see how developed their senses are at this age. Shibi inputted, feeling proud of his son. Inoichi was about to respond, but Sim interrupted him. Who cares if it's going to rain? Quick, switch the camera to the indoors one. They already reached the checkpoint. Shikaku switched the screen to show the indoors. That's strange, he frowned. Only one camera appears to be working. Shikamaru probably disabled the other ones. Asuma smirked at the others' disbelieving faces. He does have an IQ of over 200. He probably didn't want to be watched, but knew he had to leave one active just in case. He looked at the screen to watch the other genin file in. Shikaku turned up the volume on the camera and they heard the genin talking about, of all things, making umeboshi with tomatoes? I'm surprised. Choji's using an ancient clan cooking technique to help make the umeboshi in the oven instead of waiting for it to dry out. He must really trust the other genin there, Choza thoughtfully remarked, watching his son flit around the kitchen. Why are they making umeboshi anyways? He wondered aloud as Shikamaru spoke up. The clan head saw him smirk and say, right, and this wouldn't have anything to do with how Sasuke's and Sakura's favorite foods are tomatoes and umeboshi. Asuma let out a low whistle. Wow, Kakashi, your team must really get along well if Naruto, the dead last of all people, is trying to surprise his teammates with their favorite foods. I'm surprised, I didn't think you had it in you to get a team working together, Asuma said. Did you say something? Kakashi nonchalantly asked Asuma, whose sweat dropped at the usual guy response. So, Naruto wants to get along with Sasuke and Sakura badly enough that he found out their favorite foods to bribe them? Kakashi speculated. He knew his genin team didn't really get along well, but he had thought they at least been doing some exercises together without him. Was it really to the extent Naruto described, or was he merely exaggerating? I think I'll follow them and see how this picnic goes. Kakashi made up his mind as a shriek startled him out of his thoughts. Kiba! Next time you complain about training, I'm going to trap you in an even scarier genjutsu. Kurenai vowed, a tick mark throbbing on her forehead. This time you'll be a male cat stuck in a world of only female cats all in heat. Sim involuntarily let out a small whimper at the thought of that nightmare becoming reality. Hayashi just watched Kurenai from the corner of the room and wondered if it was really okay for Hinata to have her as a teacher. Well, at least she'll toughen up a bit. He saw Kurenai cackling and sweat dropped. Hopefully not to the point of Anko. He was jolted out of his thoughts when he heard the genin remark that they had already known about the clan heads watching them. Shikaku glared at Inoichi and threateningly asked, Inoichi, why does your daughter know about the meeting? Inoichi panicked and tried to defend himself. Hey! She's not the only one who knows. Yoshika knew about the cameras too. And it's not my fault that Ino was too cute when she asked about the meeting. How was I supposed to not answer her? He pouted, remembering how his daughter had coerced him into telling her about the secret meeting. Actually, it seems you are the one at fault here, Shikaku, Hayashi dryly pointed out, and Shikaku blushed at being seen through by a group of genin. It seems I was mistaken. How troublesome, he admitted as Inoichi grinned at him smugly, his momentary panic forgotten. Shikaku sighed and glanced at the screen once more. He noticed with mounting alarm that the children had found another hidden camera, one that he did not own nor install. The other clan heads all looked at him, each wondering whose camera it was. Privately, he had a sneaking suspicion that the camera belonged to a certain councilman's supposedly disbanded organization. Kakashi also looked at the screen shocked. though his reason was different from the others who were still focusing on the mysterious hidden camera. Since when has Naruto been learning about seals? And he's already that advanced. He exhaled sharply as he heard how far along Naruto was. There are 100 chapters for each section, not 10. How fast did he finish them at to already be on chapter 71 of the intermediate section? And to only have been studying for a week even with shadow clones, he's a genius. It must be in his blood. He thought as he recalled Minato's near instinctual use of seals on a level that only Kushina understood. He narrowed his eyes at the screen which was now focusing on the symbol. His thoughts echoed those of the clan heads around him. Danzo. It looks like Root hasn't really been disbanded. Shikaka had similar thoughts running through his head. How could he miss one of Danzo's seals on his own clan grounds? To not even notice that Danzo was spying on him, this was mortifying. He scrunched his eyebrows together and wondered. Does Hiruzen know that Danzo's root still exists? What a drag. Luckily Shikamaru disabled the camera before Naruto revealed who the symbol belonged to. Those earrings were also suspicious still. It was shocking to see that the dead last of the academy was the one who figured all this out. He had to admit that Naruto was one of the most surprising shinobi in Konoha. He marveled at the young blonde's proficiency in seals. He had his doubts before about the Jinchuriki's parentage, but if this wasn't proof, he didn't know what was. Fool Hiruzen, trying to hide who Naruto is. With that hair and those eyes, not to mention his grasp of seals, there's no doubt that he is those two's child. At this revelation, he grew sorrowful at the harsh treatment from the village the youngster had to face. Poor child, he must have been sabotaged at the academy to only show his potential now. He sighed and watched Naruto skin Hinata. Hayashi had many thoughts running through his head after the root seal had been revealed. His first of many was disbelief. He couldn't believe that the child who had failed the academy exam, of all things, 3 times was the same one who was scanning the genin for seals. The fact that the young Jinchuriki was learning seals was alarming, but he calmed himself with the fact that seals were part of the Uzumaki clan heritage, and therefore understandable for him to learn. But still, is he even qualified to scan for seals? If he remembered correctly, scanning seals was near the end of the intermediate section. Was it even possible for the blonde to sit still long enough to read through the first 100 chapters of the beginning section, not to even mention those of the intermediate section? By the time Naruto had finished scanning the other genin and had come to Hinata, Hayashi had to admit his defeat. Naruto knew what he was doing and was most likely a seal prodigy. He fretted as Naruto's expression darkened when he scanned Hinata. He most likely found out about the caged bird seal. He paled at Naruto's next words. It latches on to your beliefs and slowly destroys them. For example, I believe in never giving up, so if I had the seal and never used it, it would constantly tell me to give up and to never fight back because I might hurt someone or something like that. He couldn't believe it. All along the seal was to blame for Hinata's attitude and the elders' behaviors. No, that can't be. The seal was passed down in our clan for decades. There's no way it could have been corrupting us. His frown deepened as the other clan heads looked at him in concern. But it does make sense. He faltered. The Hyuga clan's main and branch family wasn't separated until after a Hyuga seal master altered the seal. Damn it! He cursed, shocking the others in attendance. He's right. The seal is twisted. I'll have to talk to him about that new seal and maybe get Jiraiya's help inspecting the old seal. So, lost in his thoughts, he almost missed when Hinata agreed to getting her seal removed. Wait. Can he even do it safely? He wanted to storm down there and stop it, but it was too late. He gasped as he felt a heavy malevolent force settle upon him. Is this how Hinata always felt? No wonder she always refused to use the seal. He could only hope that the damage the seal had done could be reversed. He no longer held any reservations. He was determined to remove all traces of the seals no matter what the elders said. He was clan head, not them, and they would respect his decisions even if it meant dissolving the branch house system and years of tradition. This is for the best. I never liked that seal anyways. His expression lightened as a certain possibility hit him. And perhaps I can tell Niji the truth of that day. He almost smiled at the thought of reconnecting with his estranged nephew. Tsum and Shibi both scrutinized Hayashi with concern. If what Naruto said was true, Hayashi must be feeling terrible. They both knew that though Hayashi might not look it, he cared deeply for his family. They never could forget how he had broken down the day his brother had died in his place. Or how he had waited 2 months to go to Shibi's house to mourn his wife after her funeral. They both remembered the time he had confessed how horrible he felt whenever he was forced to activate the cursed seal, especially when he had to activate his brother's seal to protect Hinata. Just the fact he was showing so much emotion on his face alerted them to his inner turmoil. Tsum gently rubbed Hayashi's shoulders while Shibi attempted to make him feel better. Don't worry. Why? Because you can have the authority to remove the seal and replace it. Even the elders won't go against you. Why? Because you have proof that the new and improved version won't warp their minds. and that the old version is obsolete according to a seal master. How? Because young Naruto declared so, and he got all his information from the book that the children compiled, which took each clan's accounts about the Uzumaki clan from our libraries and therefore cannot be wrong, Shibi quickly calculated. Some realized Shibi had slipped into his verbal tic and recognized he was agitated too on his friend's behalf. See that, there's no way they can refuse to change the seal now. And if they do, we can always pressure them by bringing in the third and having Seal Master Jiraiya analyze the seal and declare it corrupt. Some reassured Hayashi, who just nodded at his old teammates, glad that this could be fixed even if it took some time. No one else would ever have to suffer under the seal by the time he was through with them. The others' attentions returned to the screen once they saw Hayashi regain his stoic, determined appearance, and no longer seem bothered by the news. Looks like they're finishing up their meeting, Asuma stated as he noticed the genin packing up. Should we finish up too? I'm sure all of us has some business to take care of with these new revelations. Hayashi and Shikaka nodded, thinking about the caged bird seal and the seals on Shikamaru's earrings respectively. Shibi also agreed and told the rest that he'd informed the third about Danzo and their suspicions. Inoichi and Choza decided to join him as they also had doubts about Root not being fully disbanded. See you guys later, Some shouted over her shoulder and then jumped out the window. Shikaka groaned and muttered about being glad he had installed a handle for ninjas entering through the windows, while Asuma chuckled, reminded of his father's grumbles about window breaking and entering shinobi. Speaking of his father, he remembered that he had to give Kakashi a note from the Hokage. He turned towards where Kakashi had been, only to find that side of the room empty. Why did he leave so fast anyways? It's not like he was planning on being early to anything. While Asuma was wondering where Kakashi had gone, Kakashi had already made it to the other side of the training fields. He was waiting for Naruto to show up so he could spy on his most energetic genin's picnic. He heard a rustling noise and saw Naruto coming up the path with a basket in his hands. The others must be hiding in those bushes to watch. Naruto walked under the tree Kakashi was hiding in and sat at its base waiting for his teammates to arrive. I wonder if they'll actually show up, he wondered. They should be here in about 5 minutes. Naruto and Ai-chan. A blue blur shouted before tackling Naruto to the ground, narrowly missing the picnic basket. Konohamaru? What are you doing here? Naruto asked in shock. Boss. You gotta help me, Korra. Konohamaru pleaded. What's wrong? Naruto asked worriedly when he noticed Konohamaru was serious. I was practicing how to henge like you showed me, but then there was this big guy who started talking to me weirdly, so I dropped my henge, but then he got mad, so he's chasing me now. He's right behind me. The words tumbled out. Konohamaru took in a deep breath and then started panicking again. Calm down, Naruto consoled. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. I'll protect you no matter what. He promised to protect Konohamaru. In the distance, a tall buff man wearing a Jounin vest sprinted towards them. Oya, you thought you could trick me? You brat. I'm going to make you pay, he announced and stomped in front of Naruto, who hid Konohamaru behind him. With each step the man took, the ground rumbled and shook. The behemoth stood in front of Naruto and flexed his bulging muscles threateningly. He loomed over Naruto and crossed his meaty arms. His bald head glinted in the sunlight, and his red face stood out against the greens of the training grounds. Luckily, he was only wearing his Jounin vest and wasn't carrying any other extra weapons other than a few kunai and shuriken. Naruto gulped and bravely shouted, Hey! What's your problem? Konohamaru was just practicing his henge for the academy. Why were you chasing him? Are you a stalker? Kakashi watched the situation closely, getting ready to interfere if it got out of hand. The man stepped closer and said, You are. He rubbed his bald head and thought before exclaiming, I know you. You're the demon brat. Naruto flinched a little at hearing that name but straightened up and glared at the man. The Jounin smirked and menacingly said, Move out of the way unless you want me to teach you a lesson. No way! Naruto yelled. By then, the other genin had noticed something was wrong and were watching closely. Oh? Then I want some compensation. Why don't you henge into that form again and let me touch you a bit? I'm sure no one would mind, he leered as he remembered Konohamaru's henged form. Kakashi growled and released some killer intent at the other Jounin. How dare he attempt to touch my cute little genin? He thought furiously, preparing to step in and teach the other Jounin a lesson. The genin in the bushes were also prepared to attack at a moment's notice. No way were they allowing this creep come near Naruto. What Naruto did next shocked both Kakashi and the genin. Naruto turned around and grinned at Konohamaru. Say, Konohamaru, you ready for your next ninja lesson? I'm going to teach you what to do when guys like this come near you. He smirked at the Jounin in front of him. What are you going to do, brat? The Jounin snarled at Naruto. He answered with a foxy grin, What you wanted, of course. Before anyone could stop him, he made the ram seal and transformed into a taller sexy blonde with pigtails and smoke covering her busted front. The girl stepped closer to the Jounin and laid her hand on his vest and whispered, What do you want me to do, master? Kiba, Choji, Shino, and Shikamaru all fell over, blood gushing from their noses. Hinata actually fainted seeing Naruto's almost naked form, even if he was a girl. Ino, on the other hand, blushed bright red and was stuck in daze, unable to move. Even Kakashi-sensei felt a trickle trail down his mask. The Jounin instantly started bleeding from his nose and fainted on top of Naruto, who then screamed, "Pervert! Help, there's a perverted pedophile." He then quickly transformed into a smaller version of the blonde pigtailed girl, this time with ripped clothing instead of a smoky covering. The genin, who had finally recovered, could only stare wide-eyed at what happened next. Instantaneously, a mob of kunoichi materialized and looked at the scene before them, a little girl crying with ripped clothing and a man bleeding from the nose on top of the girl. All of them flamed up murderously in unison and began beating up the Jounin. "No, wait, it's not what it looks like." The Jounin, who recently regained conscience, tried to explain himself in vain. "Oh, so you're not a child-molesting pedophile after little girls?" one of the women spitefully asked as she cuddled Naruto. "Yeah." He nodded his head, agreeing with those words. "Tell them what really happened, kid," he yelled while glaring at Konohamaru. Konohamaru noticed his boss winking at him and looked to the other female ninja. "He said that he wanted to touch us for compensation." The man paled as the woman's hair started to fly in rage. "Stay over here, sweetie." The woman brought Konohamaru and Naruto to the side of the tree and returned to the man. "Compense Taiyan, huh? I'll show you some compensation." She glared at the man and used Chakra to pound him into a tree where the other women were waiting. Naruto whispered to Konohamaru, who was ogling the beatdown in awe, "That's another ninja lesson. When you can't do something by yourself, always get help." "Whoa, boss. You're so cool." Konohamaru admired with stars in his eyes. "Yeah," Naruto agreed. For some reason, the women in Konoha are always ready to half-kill any perverts around. They've helped me out of a lot of trouble in the past. Always remember about them. "If you're not careful, that might be you one day," he said sternly to Konohamaru, who nodded quickly. The other genin just gawked at what they'd witnessed. Women were really scary when they were angry. Shikamaru despaired. "This just reinforces the fact that women are troublesome." Kakashi just shivered as he remembered what the bathhouse women did to the last pervert who peeped on them in the hot springs. Once the Jounin was covered in bruises and barely conscious, the women stopped thrashing him and kneeled down to Naruto and Konohamaru and said, "If this man ever bothers you again, just scream, and we'll come. Okay?" "Okay." Naruto agreed easily and waved goodbye to the women who were leaving. "Thanks for all the help." "No problem," they replied in sync, saluted, and vanished. The other genin rubbed their eyes, wondering if they were in a genjutsu. Kiba pinched himself. "Ouch. Definitely not a genjutsu." The Jounin shakily stood up. Why you got me tea this ti time, brat? But I'll get my revenge if it's tea the last thing I do," he vowed. "Ha! What can you do?" Naruto taunted the man as he slowly walked away. "Try anything and I'll scream pervert again." The man just snarled and noticed the picnic basket. He smirked and sneakily shot a fireball at the picnic basket. "Oops," he smugly said before disappearing into leaves. Naruto growled and was about to chase down the man when he noticed Sasuke and Sakura coming towards them. "Boss, who are they?" Konohamaru tugged on Naruto's jumpsuit and pointed. "They're my teammates. I made this for them in the morning so we could have a picnic. I hope the food isn't destroyed," he whispered to Konohamaru, and quickly put out the fire with the water-making jutsu from the campfire 3. "Dobe! Why did you call me here?" Sasuke asked, and crossed his hands impatiently. "Yeah, why are you wasting Sasuke's time, Naruto baka?" Sakura yelled. The genin in the bushes couldn't believe that this was how Naruto's teammates treated him. Hey guys," Naruto stuttered a bit before regaining his happy-go-lucky tone. "I thought we could have lunch together. I made some umebashi and..." He was cut off by Sakura before he could even finish. "Yeah, right. As if you could cook anything other than ramen." Shikamaru and Choji had to hold Ino back from pouncing on Sakura. Sasuke grunted in agreement. Team 8 frowned deeply at how Team 7's members were treating Naruto. "I had some help," Naruto started defensively before relenting. "So anyways, want to eat with me?" he asked expectantly and held out the basket. Sakura snatched the basket from Naruto and opened it. "And after eating, maybe we could train together, like a team?" Naruto asked, daring to hope that his teammates would finally agree. He held his breath along with the rest of the genin as Sakura opened her mouth and said, "Naruto, is this a joke?" She glared at Naruto and made a fist about to punch him. "Hey, don't hit boss, you ugly lady!" Konohamaru shouted and broke the trance Naruto was in. "What do you mean a joke?" Naruto asked, confused and a little hurt. He thought his own teammates would at least notice that he hadn't pulled any pranks since after the bell test. Sakura took out the once carefully wrapped umebashi that now was a soggy burnt mess. "Do you expect us to eat this?" she asked in distaste and let the food drop to the ground. I bet you're trying to get Sasuke sick so you can beat him tomorrow when we train with Kakashi-sensei. She accused and glared daggers at Naruto. Kakashi felt ashamed of how Sakura was treating Naruto. He made your favorite foods and you throw it back in his face. The other genin were outraged. Shikamaru even had to use his shadows to restrain Ino, Kiba, and surprisingly Choji from revealing themselves. Though he too wanted to go out there and yell at Naruto's teammates, he knew this wasn't the time. Even the nicest amongst them, Hinata, was glaring at Sakura. Well, you can forget your plan, she scoffed. Sasuke sneered at Naruto as he walked away, inwardly cursing him for wasting his time for training. Sakura glowered once more at Naruto before running after Sasuke. Naruto watched his teammates walk away a little bummed out. Sure, he didn't expect them to eat with him right away, but this really? Stepping on the food he worked hard to make with his friends and accusing him of trying to give them food poisoning too in a training match? He sighed and slowly shoveled the remaining edible food into the basket with Konohamaru silently staring at him. Boss, I don't like your teammates, Konohamaru said after a while. Naruto laughed wistfully and said, yeah, they might not seem like it now, but they really are good people. Sakura-chan might seem like she's just super overprotective of Sasuke, but she's actually really smart and strong, and though Sasuke is also smart and good at using techniques, he's also super lonely. Konohamaru scrunched up his nose at this and said, I think you're just too nice, boss. Naruto only chuckled at this, while Kakashi watched this interaction with a warm smile. Naruto, you've grown up well, your parents would be proud of you. It was at this point in time that Shikamaru could no longer use his shadows to restrain the other genin, who then burst into the clearing and toppled over onto Naruto. Oof. Naruto groaned as he felt everyone's weight piled on top of him. Get off of me! He gasped and pushed Choji off him. Sorry about that, Shikamaru said sheepishly as he came into the clearing. So, you guys saw it all, huh? Naruto began and the other genin nodded hesitantly. Naruto rubbed the back of his head as he apologized. Sorry, you guys helped me and I wasn't able to have the picnic with them after all. Even the food was ruined. The others couldn't believe Naruto was blaming himself for the plan failing. That wasn't why your fault. Hinata stammered. It was that man's fault. She insisted. Yeah, you saved Konohamaru. Kiba agreed and patted Naruto on the back. Indeed. You cannot blame yourself for neither the food's destruction nor the failed plan, Shino added, his Kikaichu buzzing in agreement. If anything, it was Forehead's fault. Ino insisted. Yeah. Who throws perfectly good food on the ground anyways? Choji angrily said and spread the remaining food from the basket onto a napkin. Shikamaru took one of the soggy burnt umeboshi and ate it. Tastes good to me, he said. Sakura and Sasuke don't know what they're missing out on. The other genin followed Shikamaru's lead and each ate one of them. Even Konohamaru took one and ate it. You guys, Naruto choked out, feeling stuffy all of a sudden. Not bad, boss, he cheerfully said, eating one of the umeboshi, before grinning playfully and whispering to Naruto, I like these friends of yours way better than your teammates. Yeah, me too, Naruto whispered and took one of the umeboshi for himself and ate it. Kakashi watched this from the tree and felt something warm stirring inside him. Not bad at all, he thought as he munched on a familiar burnt soggy umeboshi treat. And if later that night a certain jounin was checked into the Konoha psych ward muttering about a one red-eyed masked demon, then that's just a coincidence. After all, it's not like Kakashi went after the man just because he dared to threaten one of his little genin. The fifth meeting, after wave but before the Chunin exams. You think he'll be here today? Kiba asked as he pushed around the food on his plate. Akamaru whined in sympathy. Although he was a dog and couldn't really tell humans apart by their looks, he knew his partner was talking about the male yellow one. He too missed the one that always smelled a little too much like a fox mixed with sunshine happiness with a twang of something spicy and bitter. He didn't really know how a boy could smell like a feeling, but Akamaru figured that he had just felt the boy's presence, not scent. Maybe I didn't see him around the village, and when I asked Iruka-sensei they said he was still on a mission, Shikamaru replied in between munching his breadsticks. What type of mission takes that long anyways? Ino asked annoyed before worrying her lip again. I hope they're all alright, all of them, even Forehead. She whispered the last part, and then blew a few bubbles in her milkshake. They'll be alright, Hinata said confidently. Without the seal restricting her thoughts anymore, she wasn't as shy anymore and could talk without always stuttering. Naruto never gives up. She insisted as if Naruto only needed his guts to conquer any problem in front of him. Troublesome, that's what I'm worried about, Shikamaru muttered under his breath. He could just see Naruto refusing to give up in a hopeless situation to save someone and then getting hurt. Choji pointed to the entrance and asked, Wait, isn't that him there? The other genin snapped towards the entrance and saw Naruto walking towards them. Yo! Naruto waved. Naruto, you have returned. Shino was the first one to greet Naruto. You're back! Ino exclaimed. Where were you all those weeks? she asked, stabbing a chopstick at him in a tell-me-all-about-it gesture. Funny story, actually. I was on a mission, Naruto said, taking a seat next to Kiba and stealing some of his food. Well? Aren't you going to explain about it? Kiba asked while scooting over to give Naruto some room to sit down. He was too relieved at having Naruto back to complain about him taking his food. Akamaru yipped happily as Naruto petted him while he ate. We finally got tired of catching Tora, Naruto began, and the other genin winced at the reminder of the devil cat. So, I asked Gigi for a better mission, and he gave us a C rank to wave. Wait, wasn't that the place that was just recently under Gato's rule? Shikamaru asked. I heard someone went on a mission down there to free the place. Yeah. That was us. Naruto chirped as Ayam set down the bowl of ramen Naruto ordered. But that was like an A-rank mission, Kiba protested. There's no way you could have gotten it. We didn't know it was A-rank back then. We thought it was a normal C-rank to protect a bridge builder from bandits. We didn't find out until later when two ninjas came out of a puddle and fake-killed Kakashi-sensei. I thought he died and froze up when they attacked, but he pulled off a kawarimi. Then they attacked, and he stopped them after Sasuke fought off one of them. When we interrogated them, we found out that Gato was after Tazuna because he was building a bridge to connect Wave to the mainland. So, we decided to go on. What? Why would you guys go on? Shouldn't you have come back? Ino asked. We almost came back because of the poison on the claws, Naruto admitted, but I have super fast healing, so I just stabbed my hand to let the poison out. I think Ino meant to ask why your Jounin-sensei didn't stop the mission? Why did he continue on? Shino added. We had to help them. Otherwise Tazuna and his family would die. We couldn't just leave him there. Also, Kakashi-sensei thought it was only a B rank at most, until we got attacked by Zabuza. Why does that name sound familiar? Shikamaru wondered, not noticing he was rubbing sauce on his chin in his worry. Kakashi-sensei said he was part of the 7 misty-eyed strongmen, or something? Naruto shrugged and finished up his third bowl of ramen. He was famous for killing all his classmates, and stuff. And he had this wicked cool sword. You went up against one of the 7 swordsmen of Mist. Ino's jaw dropped open and looked at Naruto with wide eyes. No, Kakashi-sensei fought against him. I felt something off in the forest, and threw a kunai at a white rabbit which he substituted with. Then Zabuza threw a super big sword at us, and we all ducked. Then Kakashi-sensei fought against Zabuza and it was all like boom. Swoosh. Pow. And Zabuza made a clone to attack us with his killing intent or something, and Sasuke was all like I'm about to die and stuff, but Kakashi-sensei said he'd protect us and stuff, but then he got trapped in a water bubble thingy. Naruto emphasized his storytelling with large hand gestures, almost knocking over his ramen. How did he survive then? Choji asked after Naruto finished off his 4th bowl. At first Kakashi-sensei told us to leave, but we were like, no way. And then Sasuke and I did a combination attack. I gave him a Fuma Shuriken and Sasuke used the Shadow Shuriken technique, so there were 2 of them flying at Zabuza. But he noticed this and ducked. What he didn't notice was that I was transformed as the 2nd Fuma Shuriken, and I attacked Zabuza with a kunai, so he had to let go of Kakashi-sensei. That water walking technique you told me about really came in handy there, Shika, because then, he threw me into the river. Naruto beamed Shikamaru, who blushed slightly. Congratulations, Naruto. When did you master water walking? He wondered. I learned it before we left last weekend after our last meeting, Naruto said. You can learn almost anything when you have enough shadow clones working on it. Man, I wish I could make a shadow clone, but I don't have enough chakra yet, Kiba complained and sulkily stirred his soup. Hey, don't worry about it. Kaka-sensei says that your chakra grows the more you use it, so you should get there soon enough, Naruto consoled. Shikamaru noted that Naruto was using a nickname for his sensei. So, they got closer on the trip? He wondered and vaguely felt a small jealous pang before it was smothered by the joy he felt at Naruto finally connecting with his team members. Although he knew it was wrong, he couldn't help but want to hoard Naruto and keep him only to their small group. He felt leery inviting the rest of Team 7 to join them, but when he saw that blindingly happy grin on Naruto's face, he knew he'd have to deal with. How troublesome, he thought affectionately as he listened to Naruto talk. So, what happened for the rest of the mission? Ino asked impatiently. The rest of the genin also looked at Naruto, deeply interested to hear the rest of the story. Well, after we were done with Wave and buried Zabuza and Haku, we went to Whirlpool and then we came back here, Naruto finished as if he already explained everything. Wait, you can't just end there. You got to tell us what happened. Kiba burst out while the other genin nodded and stared at Naruto, urging him to tell the rest of the tale. You sure you want to know? It's a long story. Naruto hesitated, still unused to having people pay attention to him. Naruto, Shino began, we want to know. Why? Because we are your friends and we care for you. Naruto blushed, which the genin secretly delighted at. Making the blonde blush once again after such a long absence gave them all warm fuzzy feelings. Alright. Then I'd better start at the beginning. Before the 5th meeting, finally, the trip to Wave. Shrouded in the shade of the forest, 4 figures loomed ominously as they glowered at their target. Is the target in sight? Yes, Commander. Target spotted. Ready to detain. 3 voices answered back together. Alright, go. The tallest one commanded from the shadows. 3 figures burst out from the undergrowth and pounced on the unsuspecting target. Mission completed, Naruto announced as he hugged Tora tightly to his chest, not allowing the cat escape again. Nice teamwork, guys. Kakashi smiled at his genin. Let's go to the Hokage Tower and turn this mission in. He started walking towards the tower. We might even have some time for another mission if we hurry, he goaded his genin to walk faster. Whoa! Really, Kakashi-sensei? Are we going to rescue princesses, capture bad guys, save a village? Or Naruto babbled excitedly, his eyes growing wider as he thought of all the possible missions they could get. Sasuke scoffed at his teammates' wild guesses, but a hint of excitement could be seen in his eyes. Or maybe we have to stop a group of S-rank villains run by a super evil bad guy who everyone thinks is dead and was brainwashed by an alien plant into using the moon to take over the world to promote peace. Sakura just shook her head at the blonde, wondering why only crazy people liked her. If only it was Sasuke instead. Sasuke, on the other hand, stepped a little further away from Sakura, feeling a strange vibe coming from her that usually came from his fangirls. Kakashi chuckled at his genin's antics. A plan to take over the moon, Naruto? Where do you come up with these ideas? He asked and opened the door to the tower, ushering them in. Well, I had this strange dream where it happened, but then a really old toad blamed Shikamaru for changing the future in a croaky voice, and then I woke up, he explained as he handed Tora over to the fire daimyo's wife. She squealed and almost strangled Tora in her excitement. Kakashi just shook his head and handed the report to the Hokage. I see you have all been having fun. Hiruzen smiled at the youngsters in front of him. So what mission do you want to take next? Iruka has a whole list of them for you to choose from. Iruka cleared his throat and read of the list: weeding the field, painting fences, babysitting the elders' grandchildren, and he was cut off by Madame Shijimi's scream as Tora escaped once more. And apparently catching Tora again, he finished with a smile, looking expectantly at Team 7. Naruto wanted to complain about the boring missions, but he remembered reading about how mission assignment was established after a joint genin mission between Konoha and Uzushio went wrong. But wait, if he remembered correctly, genin should be able to ask for C ranks too. Iruka-sensei, can't we have a C rank instead? Naruto asked, unconsciously pouting and looking up at Iruka with watery puppy dog eyes. Okay, Iruka agreed almost automatically before instantly regretting what he just said. Wait, I don't think you're ready for. He hurriedly tried to deny the request, but Kakashi cut him off. We'll take a C rank, Iruka. They're ready for it. Kakashi's tone held no room for any arguments. Iruka closely studied Kakashi's expression, his doubts halted by Kakashi's unusually serious tone. He noticed the pride Kakashi held for his team in his eyes. If you're sure, he said warily. Hiruzen watched this display, bemused. He knew how hard it must be for Iruka to see that Naruto was finally growing up. He made up his mind to send Team 7 on a C rank mission. Now which one looks good? Trailing his finger down the list, he spotted one that was perfect for them. And it's near Whirlpool too. Wasn't Naruto asking to go there? It's settled then, Hiruzen announced, getting excited. Team 7, you will have an escort mission to Wave. After which, you will stop by the land of Whirlpool to search for any hidden artifacts. Do you accept your mission? He winked at Naruto, who smiled at him cheerily. We accept our mission, Kakashi's voice rang out in the empty mission room. Awesome. Thanks, Gigi. Naruto bounced excitedly. He couldn't believe he was finally getting to see where his ancestors used to live and that he was also getting a C-rank mission. So cool. I need to get Gigi a thank you present. Maybe I should prank those councilmen for him? His eyes glinted deviously as Danzo shivered, suddenly sensing something bad going to happen to him soon. Sasuke's lips twitched upwards at the thought of finally getting a C-rank mission. Soon I'll be able to take even higher missions until the day I will be strong enough to finally face you. Sakura squealed inwardly as she noticed Sasuke faintly smiling at her. She started to daydream about the future. We're going on a trip together. And then Sasuke will have to notice me, and then he'll fall in love with me, and we'll get married happily forever after. Ha! Take that, Ino pig. She smiled, lost in her thoughts. If only Naruto wasn't coming with us. She sighed. Oh well, at least it's not another stupid D-rank. Kakashi smiled at his genin, fondly guessing what they were thinking about. Pranks, revenge, and boys, they haven't changed much from their introductions. I better remind them about what to bring for the mission. Knowing Sakura, she'll pack only her red dresses. And Sasuke will follow the academy guidelines strictly, but he'll probably not pack enough stuff, while Naruto will definitely pack too much stuff, especially with those storage seals he has now. With each of Team 7 lost in their thoughts, they almost missed Tazuna's big entrance. Here's your client. He's a bridge builder from the land of Wave, and you four will be protecting him from bandits on the road. This is my protection? An old man and his three stooges? Especially the shortest one with a stupid-looking face. Are you sure you're a ninja? Naruto just stayed quiet. Normally he would yell back, but he was used to people insulting him. It was better being underestimated. Wasn't that what being a ninja was about? Besides, he was way too excited about the C rank to care about any of the old drunk man's insults. The drunkard just huffed, seeing he couldn't get a rise out of the blonde, while Sasuke and Sakura didn't even notice Naruto was insulted. Kakashi was about to open his mouth and say that no, he was not an old man, thank you very much, when Tazuna insulted Naruto. He waited for Naruto to blow up, but noticed that Naruto didn't say anything. It's almost as if he expects to be insulted by people and is now just resigned to it now. That's not very nice, Tazuna-san. You shouldn't provoke your protectors. He smiled widely until his eyes were near slits. Otherwise, something bad might happen there that should be enough to scare him off of Naruto. Tazuna shuddered slightly and held his hands up in surrender. Kakashi smiled again, satisfied, and looked back to his genin. Sasuke and Sakura didn't seem to notice that anything was wrong. Naruto, on the other hand, was staring at Kakashi, shocked. He still couldn't believe that people stood up for him, although it was getting more and more common every day since he made friends with the other genin. He smiled at Kakashi, who gave him a small thumbs up. Alright, my cute little genin. Go pack up your stuff and we'll meet by the village entrance in an hour. Don't be late. The three genins sweat dropped when they heard Kakashi's last sentence. As if you should be saying that, they thought simultaneously. Kakashi then shined away to pack his own stuff. Sasuke and Sakura both headed to their own houses to pack, while Naruto stayed behind. He already had all his stuff on him thanks to his seals, so he didn't need to go pack. He walked up the spiral staircases to the Konoha aviary and entered the circular building. Two Chunin were at the desk. One had short, shaggy hair tucked into a cap, letting his bangs fall in front of one eye, while the other had spiky hair tied back underneath his forehead protector and a beard. Welcome to the Konoha aviary. For all your fast-paced messenger needs when the Konohagakure Central Post Office can't help you, the spiky-haired Chunin manning the store said. Please head over to the civilian side to mail your letter. These birds are exclusively for Konoha's ninja use. He explained and pointed to the opposite corner where the ninja with bangs stood. Naruto walked over to the corner and scrutinized the birds, searching for one that looked like it could travel long distances. He finally settled on a large homing pigeon that was preening its feathers. So, this bird will be able to reach anyone anywhere, and if they can't be found, then they'll drop off the letter back at your home if you buy a two-way messaged bird? Yup, these birds from the land of keys are known to be untraceable, so they're great for ninja. They always find whoever the letter's for, but you should buy two-way so the other person can write letter back and you'll be able to get it quickly, the bearded ninja explained as he cleaned out the bird bath. What if they don't write back? Naruto fretted as he stroked the pigeon he picked out. It let out a small coo and nuzzled him soothingly. The Chunin with bangs let out a whistle. Wow! That bird really likes you. First time I've seen it snuggle up to someone like that. Hey Kotetsu, check it out. What is Umo? Whoa, that bird really likes you. The spiky-haired Kotetsu exclaimed in shock as the bird started preening the blonde's hair. Naruto lightly blushed and shifted a little. Izumo then continued his explanation. If person it delivers to doesn't write a letter back, then the bird will come back in 3 days after delivery and let you send another letter. The bird puffed out its chest and cooed. Say, do you sell these birds? Naruto asked hopefully. The bird was starting to grow on him, and he'd always wanted a companion other than his plants. And if I had a pet, the apartment wouldn't feel as lonely. Sorry, kid. But nope. If you wanted to send mail unlimitedly, you need to buy a monthly or yearly subscription or get a summon, Kotetsu answered as he fiddled with the cash register on the desk. The pigeon ducked its head and crooned sadly. A summon? What are those? Naruto asked after patting the pigeon comfortingly. There's actually someone in this village that doesn't know about summons? Izumo raised an eyebrow at Naruto and almost dropped his towel in shock. Shut up. I just didn't pay attention in school much. Naruto sheepishly rubbed the back of his head as the pigeon playfully pecked his fingers. Kotetsu chuckled. Well, summons are clans of intelligent animals that live in a special world separate from our own. They're sort of like the Inuzuka's companions, except they're stronger, smarter, and can talk. Whoa! Naruto said with wide eyes. The pigeon bit one of the blonde's fingers jealously. Don't worry, you're still awesome, Naruto assured the pigeon, who cooed happily again before turning back to listen to Kotetsu's explanation. Yeah. And the boss summons are really good fighters. But not everyone has them because they take too much chakra to maintain, he explained. Where can I get one of them? Naruto wondered. It sounded like a friend he could have at all times as long as he had enough chakra, and he had a lot of chakra. Well, unless you find a contract somewhere, you're out of luck. Usually clans have a summons. Like the Uchiha have crows, the Aburame have giant insects, the Sarutobi have monkeys, the Hatake have dogs, the Shimura are rumored to have Baku, and Madogai has tortoises. And there's also the Densetsu no Sannin, Kotetsu elaborated, stroking his beard. Wow, Kakashi-sensei has a summon. So cool. Who are the dense-seeing three ninjas? Naruto asked as he wondered if his clan also had summons. It's the Densetsu no Sannin, and wait, what? You seriously don't know them? They're famous in Konoha, Izumo exclaimed. Ha, more like infamous, Kotetsu snorted and interrupted him. Izumo continued on as if he hadn't been interrupted. There's Jiraiya, who has toads and loves hot springs, and then there's the beautiful Tsunade Senju, who has slugs and is a famous healer. They both are traveling around the world right now. And the last one is a traitor to the village. He did experiments on children and was caught by the third. But he couldn't kill his student, so he banished Orochimaru instead. But his ex-student who lives in the village still uses his snake summons to this very day. Although Orochimaru marked her with his seal, she remained loyal to the village. So, she has summons too? Wow, you sure know a lot. Naruto looked at Izumo with wide eyes, making Izumo blush. Kotetsu laughed, ha ha. Yup, he sure does. Not bad for a couple of Chunin, huh? So, kid, you buying anything today? Huh. Oh yeah? I'll take the two-way trip for a month, Naruto said as he continued petting the bird. Alright, it'll be 15,000 ryo. Kotetsu tallied up and secretly winked at Izumo to not let Naruto know he was getting a discount. Izumo faintly smiled and helplessly shook his head at his partner's antics. Here you go. Naruto passed over the money. He then fished out a letter from his pocket seal and gave it to the bird. The pigeon nipped playfully at Naruto's fingers and cooed at him before finally flying out the window. Pleasure doing business with you, Izumo called out as Naruto left the aviary. Naruto waved goodbye and walked down the spiral staircase. It's almost time for us to meet. I'd better head to the entrance, he thought, and sprinted towards the entrance. Huff, I huff made it. Naruto breathed heavily as he laid sprawled on the grass near the village's entrance. Sasuke just rolled his eyes at the typical Naruto-like display. Sakura had a vein throbbing on her large forehead as she berated the blonde, Naruto baka. You were almost late. And you don't even have a backpack. Naruto just waved his hand from his position on the ground. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Dobe, where's your stuff? We didn't pack extras for you, Sasuke raised a brow at Naruto. I already have everything I need in my pocket seals, team, Naruto answered lazily as he stretched out on the grass. Oh ho? Looks like you're putting that book I gave you on seals to good use, Kakashi materialized in front of the entrance. Yeah, I've already gotten to chapter 62, Naruto chirped and stood up, brushing the dirt off of him. Well, I've gotten to chapter 12 of the book on healing you gave me, Kakashi-sensei. And I bet Sasuke read even further in his Genjutsu book than I did, didn't you, Sasuke? Sakura asked expectantly. Noticing the others watching him, Sasuke smirked and answered, HNN 38. Nice job, kiddos. Kakashi smiled and patted Sakura's and Naruto's heads. Sakura growled and grumbled about how he ruined her hair, while the blonde just leaned into his touch happily, almost purring in contentment. Looks like Naruto is the farthest, even though his is the hardest, as the other two only have beginner-level books. To already be on chapter 62, and still not notice. He shook his head in disbelief. He's really something, sensei would be proud. A loud yelp startled him out of his thoughts. Kakashi looked up to see Tazuna topple onto the pathway. Revenge is sweet. That's what you get for mocking my genin. Kakashi's eyes glinted a little and Tazuna shuddered, wondering where the cold draft following him around was coming from. Time to go to wave. Woohoo! It's my first time outside the village. Naruto energetically shouted as he bounded along the path outside the village. Hiwai! Wait up for us! Sakura shouted and grabbed Sasuke and dragged him along to chase after Naruto. Oh, to be young and energetic, Kakashi said as he faked wiping a tear away before shuddering. That felt a tad too much like Guy to be safe or healthy. I guess we should catch up, Tazuna hesitantly added, still wary of Kakashi after he threatened him for insulting the blonde genin. Yes, I guess we should, Kakashi echoed Tazuna and moved towards him. The bridge builder tensed up as the jounin stalked him until he hit the back of a tree. Wait! What are you? He shrieked as Kakashi swung him over his shoulder like a sack of potatoes and took off sprinting in the direction the genin went. You don't have to carry me anymore, I can walk, Tazuna pointed out again in vain. No, that's okay, I like carrying you, it's faster, Kakashi smiled. And it's uncomfortable for you, which is even better. That'll teach you to insult my genin. Kakashi was still nursing a small grudge against Tazuna. The bridge builder's sweat dropped at the Jounin's overly casual response. Actually, you know what? I think you should walk. He dropped Tazuna on the ground as he narrowed his eyes at a puddle in the middle of the pathway. Ow, Tazuna groaned. Hey, you okay, mister? Naruto asked. He might not have liked Tazuna in the beginning because of his insults towards him and the fact he smelled a little too much like the drunkards at Shushuya, but now all he felt was pity towards the man. Having to hang for 3 hours upside down over Kakashi-sensei's shoulders must have sucked. He could relate, being tied to that pole for 3 days was no walk in the park either. Yeah, MK, he slurred unsteadily. Maybe you should sit down somewhere, Sakura suggested worriedly. This trip wasn't anything like she expected. She never got any alone time with Sasuke and the client was always hanging over Kakashi-sensei's shoulder, and the bugs were everywhere and her feet hurt from walking so much that she had to change shoes halfway through the trip and hair was a disaster. There were leaves and mud and sticks stuck in it from Kakashi-sensei's torture training sessions of hiding in plain sight. She kicked a rock. This sucks. Sasuke grunted, agreeing that Tazuna should take a break. Sakura immediately brightened up when she heard Sasuke approved of her idea. Cha! True love prevails. Her eyes morphed into hearts. Sasuke noticed and shuddered. You know, Ino's and Hinata's eyes do the same thing too. Do you think they learned how to do it in the all-girls flower training classes back at the academy? He whispered under his breath to Sasuke. The raven-haired genin peeled his eyes away from Sakura's heart-shaped ones and nodded stiffly to Naruto. Maybe I should send some shadow clones to join the girls' class and see what they actually learn about. Naruto contemplated and mentally commanded a few shadow clones to join the class. The genin stopped right in front of the puddle in the middle of the road and sat down. Kakashi's one good eye twitched. Did they not notice anything wrong with this picture? It's so hot, Sakura complained. Yeah, it hasn't rained in days, Kakashi pointed out on the slim hope that they would catch on. I wish we could take a dip in a pool. The only water I see is that puddle over there, Naruto pointed at the puddle. It's strange how it hasn't evaporated yet, right? Kakashi pointed out the puddle again. Sasuke grunted as a reply. They still haven't noticed yet, have they? Kakashi's sweat dropped. Maybe I need to be more direct. They are only genin after all. Doesn't that puddle seem suspicious? He bluntly asked his genin and walked towards the puddle, only to be wrapped in chains and ripped apart. Kakashi-sensei! Naruto cried out and jumped to his feet. Sakura, alarmed by his scream, took a defensive position in front of Tazuna, who blinked blearily at the two missing nin that popped out of the puddle. Sasuke crouched low and counterattacked while Naruto stood there frozen. Kakashi-sensei's dead? He thought numbly and felt his chakra rile up. He shot forward and attacked the other missing nin in a frenzy, barely noticing when a claw nicked him. Sasuke had already finished tying up the other, when Naruto's ninja suddenly changed directions and aimed an attack at Sasuke's unprotected back. Sasuke! Look out! Naruto yelled and dashed towards him as he turned around. I'm not going to make it. It's too far. Naruto thought desperately, almost giving up hope, when Kakashi-sensei landed directly on top of the other ninja and flattened him. Kawarimi? Sasuke asked calmly, as if he wasn't almost killed. Kakashi just nodded in reply. Now let's see why Tazuna has ninja after him, Kakashi said with a homicidal glint in his eyes. How dare they try to hurt my little genin? Naruto's eyes widened as he took in the sight of Kakashi in front of him, still alive and breathing, not ripped into a bunch of messy chunky pieces like he had thought before. Alive. Kakashi-sensei's okay. The tension drained from his shoulders and the blonde moved closer to Kakashi to reassure himself that his sensei still remained in the land of the living. Naruto! You got hurt, Sakura noticed that his hand was sluggishly bleeding. Huh? Naruto asked, not really listening. Kakashi squinted and analyzed the wound. It looks like it was made by a poisoned blade. We need to go back and get some medicine, Sakura spoke up. Sasuke nodded. Although this was his first C rank, and his teammates annoyed him, he still didn't really want them to die. It would be a pain to get used to new teammates. Let's go back. What? No! This is nothing, Naruto insisted and stabbed the cut with a kunai to let the poison drain out. Really, it's nothing compared to some of the other poisonings, I mean injuries I've had in the village. Really? Look, it's already stopped bleeding. Plus, I've got advanced healing, he explained. Kakashi nearly winced at the reminder of Naruto's terrible childhood. I really need to find out where they keep Naruto's medical files. Let me wrap it, just in case, Sakura asserted, and Naruto relented when he saw the determined look in her eyes. Sasuke watched closely. He never knew Naruto had advanced healing. Then again, he didn't know much about either of his teammates. Maybe I should listen to them more for intelligence gathering, not because I care about them. Intelligence gathering, yeah? He tried convincing himself. It looks like I was too tough on the prisoners, Kakashi's voice cut across the silence. Tazuna and the genin looked over to where Kakashi was interrogating the two ninjas. They were unconscious, spasming on the ground as white foam dribbled from their mouths. What did he do to them? They thought in horrified awe. Tazuna, mind telling us why you have the B-rank demon brothers from Mist after you? He glared at Tazuna, who gulped. Well, you see, okay, fine. He stopped dragging out the explanation after Kakashi glared at him harder. There's this midget named Gato who's trying to kill me because I'm building a bridge. Team 7 just looked at Tazuna confused. What? But you don't need to protect me or my cute daughter or little grandson. Gato will probably attack, but we'll be fine. He'll just kill all of us and wave, but we don't really need your help, he continued his monologue, guilting the genin of Team 7 into protecting him. Gato of Gato's shipping corps, huh? Kakashi muttered. He could probably still handle this mission. It was probably a B rank, an A rank at most. I guess we have no choice, Kakashi announced while his genin looked at him anxiously, wanting to continue on with the mission. Except to take the mission, he exclaimed loudly. While the genin cheered, he leaned down to whisper into Tazuna's ear. But if you ever lie to me about anything that could hurt my genin again, I will make you disappear, understand? Tazuna dryly swallowed and shakily nodded. Good. Konoha will send out a delegation to discuss the payment once the mission is completed. I smiled at Tazuna, who just sweat-dropped at Kakashi's sudden mood swing. Kakashi dismissed Tazuna from his mind and thought about what he had to do next. Let's summon Pakken for now and let the Hokage know about the change in plans. Kakashi quickly made a few hand signs and summoned Pakken. Wow! Is that one of your summons, Kakashi-sensei? Naruto asked curiously. You got that right, pup. Pakken answered for Kakashi. Yo, Scarecrow, I'll deliver that letter to the Hokage and then guard the prisoners. Sound good? Yeah, that sounds good, Pakken. Let me know what the Hokage says, K? Kakashi lazily responded. Will do. Pakken barked affirmatively. Sensei, what are summons? Sakura inquired, shocked that Naruto knew something she didn't. Sasuke also turned towards Kakashi, interested in his answer. You didn't learn about them in the academy? Why don't I let Naruto explain? He said and gently pushed Naruto forward. Naruto's cheeks reddened slightly. Sakura and Sasuke stared at their teammate, intrigued by the new color he turned. Summons are sort of like the companions the Inazuki use, except they're smarter and stronger and live in a different world. They can also talk. What do you mean they live in a different world? That's impossible? Sakura frowned and crossed her arms. Sasuke listened to their conversation intently. It's hard to explain. It's not exactly a different world, but more like a different plane of existence. It's sort of like when you seal something in a storage seal. You can't feel the stuff anymore because it's in a different place. Summons are like that too, they also live in a different place, Naruto tried to explain. Sakura just stared at Naruto in disbelief. Since when did Naruto Baka become smart? I guess I can't call him a Baka anymore. Sasuke was also surprised by his rival's intelligence. I guess there's more to you after all. The group continued on their way down the path, taking a boat across a river and kept walking until they reached a small area to rest in. What's wrong, Naruto? Kakashi asked, noticing his blonde student tense up a little. It's weird, I feel like something is watching us from over there, he gestured to the forest. And before we came here, I made a seal to detect killing intent so we wouldn't be ambushed again, and it's warning me that something's over there. Kakashi was impressed Naruto detected the enemy before he did. My cute students are growing up so fast. He teared up mentally while he outwardly issued out a command, get down. He then harshly shoved Tazuna down and lightly swept Naruto towards the ground as Sasuke tackled Sakura out of the way. A huge broadsword embedded itself in the trees behind them at the same level their heads used to be. I guess that wasn't enough to get rid of Sharingan Kakashi, huh? A shirtless man said from on top of the sword. His wore long-waisted pants and had bandages covering his face. He would look foreboding if it weren't for the cow print leg and arm warmers. Sharingan? Sakura wondered aloud. Zabuza Momochi, one of Mist's 7 swordsmen and a known expert in silent killing, Kakashi summarized as Sasuke eyed him in suspicion, searching for his hidden Sharingan. Oh? Zabuza raised one of his shaved eyebrows. You've heard of me? Then this should make things easy, hand over the man and no one gets hurt. He grinned, showing off a set of pointed teeth. What do you think, kids? Should we hand Tazuna over? Kakashi asked half serious as he surveyed the perimeter. Seems like it's only him. There's a presence further out, but it doesn't have any killer intent so it's probably not another ninja. Kakashi-sensei, we can't. Naruto protested. Although Tazuna was a cranky old man, he'd grown on Naruto in the short time they'd known each other. It also helped that Tazuna hadn't insulted him once since he got to know him even more. By his estimates, that made him nicer than 90% of the people back in the village. And his family is counting on us. We can't just leave Wave alone. Sakura nodded her head as Sasuke merely grunted his approval. Looks like you're out of luck, Zabuza. My genin seemed to really like our client, so I can't let you kill him. Kakashi started plotting out the easiest way to take down Zabuza. Yes, it seems I have to kill your genin before getting to him. Zabuza agreed and made a Mizu Bunshin to deal with the genin. Kakashi discarded his plans and started thinking of the most painful way to kill Zabuza. How dare he go after my genin? As if feeling the increase in difficulty, Zabuza tensed up but then relaxed when he remembered Haku waiting in the forest if anything went wrong. He then ducked down as flaming bullets shot past him. Kakashi wasn't holding back at all. He shot 2 more fire bullets at Zabuza and quickly made the hand sign for a Kage Bunshin. He sent one to help out his genin, and commanded the other to hide in the bushes using Naruto's modified fire erasing technique to see how the situation panned out. He then uncovered his Sharingan. Man, this is going to drain a lot of chakra. He shot over the burning embers in front of him, and set out to confront Zabuza. In the meantime, Sakura, Naruto, and Sasuke were protecting Tazuna from Zabuza's shadow clone. I'll set up a seal array to protect Tazuna. Give me 5 minutes and I'll have it up. Naruto yelled out and immediately unsealed his supplies. Sasuke didn't bother answering and rushed at Zabuza's clone. You think a mere genin sealing array could keep me out? The Mizu Bunshin mocked before catching a hold of Sasuke's fist and sending him crashing into a tree. Sasuke! Sakura cried out as Sasuke struggled to stand up. The clone was about to finish Sasuke off when Sakura stepped in front of his path. What do you think you can do? It sneered at Sakura's trembling form. Sakura tried to stop shaking and stand up straight. He's going to kill me. But I can't step down now, Sasuke needs me. And Naruto does too. I can't let him kill my teammates. I might not be able to fight, but that doesn't mean I can't stall. As if you can hurt me? You're just a little girl playing ninja, and you're not even pretty with that big forehead and flat chest. Inner Sakura reared up its head after hearing the Mizu Bunshin's insults. You're going down. No one insults me and gets away with it. I am not weak, Shinaro. Sakura's eyes glinted murderously as she channeled all her strength to her fist and struck the clone. It flew across the clearing, narrowly missing Sasuke, whose eyes widened at the sudden strength Sakura had shown. He quickly followed up Sakura's attack and shot a flame at the flying Mizu Bunshin. Sakura quickly descended upon the clone and let loose with another series of punches. My forehead isn't big and I'm still growing. I'm also an amazing ninja, you cow-printed pervert. She pounded each statement into the clone's head before collapsing on the ground, breathing heavily. Sasuke also stopped attacking, noticing the clone wasn't moving. So, she's not totally useless in a fight after all, he thought as he looked at his teammate in a new light. He shuddered when he noticed that Sakura's eyes were still glinting maniacally. Maybe, that female training class really does teach secret eye techniques. Pay attention. A voice barked across the clearing as Kakashi's Kage Bunshin stood over Sasuke and Sakura, blocking the sneak attack the Mizu Bunshin performed. Never think a fight is over until you destroy the body, he cautioned as he protected the genin. The Mizu Bunshin growled and attacked once more, this time actually managing to pop Kakashi's clone by aiming an attack at Sakura but switching to Naruto at the last second. Sakura and Sasuke tried to fight against the clone, but they were already tired out from their last fight. Are you almost done, Naruto? We could really use your help anytime now. Sakura gritted her teeth together and attempted to cast the genjutsu on the clone. The Mizu Bunshin easily released the genjutsu and aimed a water bullet at Sasuke. I'm almost done. Give me 30 seconds. Naruto yelled out as he drew the finishing touches on the array and quickly began running through a series of hand signs. Feel free to join us anytime now, Doe. Sasuke panted as he avoided the water bullet and threw a few shuriken at the clone. Rat, ox, tiger, hare, snake, Uzumaki Kekimen Go Fujitsu, Hashiman Haijo. Naruto finally finished the barrier seal to protect Tazuna, who goggled at the 4 large gates that rose up out of the ground. Naruto dashed over to where Sakura and Sasuke were fighting with the Mizu Bunshin and aimed a kick at the clone. Uzumaki Naruto has finally arrived. Naruto! Sakura shouted out as she regrouped with them in a manji formation, blocking the Mizu Bunshin from Tazuna. Let's have 2 people attack at the same time but switch out after an attack, she suggested. Both Sasuke and I are tired from fighting, but since you're fresh, you'll be able to fight more. Sounds good, Naruto agreed outwardly. But I don't know how long I can fight for, that barrier really took a lot out of me. Naruto instantly made 30 Kage Bunshin and had 2 of them disguise themselves as part of the floor using his secret erasing presence technique. Let's rumble! He shouted, distracting the clone and allowing Sasuke to shoot a fireball at its side. The Zabuza look-alike simply dodged and aimed an ice spear at Naruto as Sakura switched positions with Sasuke. Naruto leaned to the side to avoid the spear and stuck his tongue out at the Mizu Bunshin. Ha! Your aim sucks! Naruto insulted the clone as he dodged. What if I wasn't aiming for you? The clone smirked with its sharp teeth at the genin who saw the spear flying at the barrier. Damn it! Sasuke cursed before taking off after the spear. Don't bother, Naruto said as he stopped Sasuke. There's no way you're going to make it in time, and it's not going to be able to do anything to the barrier anyways. I used 80% of my remaining strength on that spear. Still think a flimsy barrier is going to withstand its attack? The clone sneered at the genin. The spear flew in an arc and stabbed straight into the barrier, appearing to penetrate before it was engulfed in flames. Ha! Take that. Nothing can penetrate my Uzumaki barrier, Naruto bragged as the Mizu Bunshin stared in disbelief. But that's impossible. It should have been able to go through. I used almost all my remaining strength. The clone couldn't believe that a genin's barrier had stopped one of its most powerful attacks. Believe it! Naruto shouted as his 2 hidden clones burst from the ground and aimed 2 kicks at the Mizu Bunshin, sending it flying towards a tree where it crumpled on the floor. As the Bunshin laid on the ground, Sakura slowly crept up and stabbed down with a kunai. Take this! She screamed and plunged the kunai into the clone's chest. It burst into water, soaking everyone in the clearing, except Tazuna, who was still in the barrier. Sakura flipped her wet hair out of her face and put her hand on her hip. That's what you get for insulting a beautiful ninja. She nodded in satisfaction and then joined Naruto and Sasuke. We should get going to where Kakashi-sensei is. The other 2 genin nodded and they took off towards where they last saw Kakashi and Zabuza fighting. Kakashi stiffened as he felt his clone burst after it protected his genin from a sneak attack. Both Kakashi and Zabuza jumped backwards after their last attacks. That clone, it's not a normal one, is it? Kakashi asked, suspicious. There's no way a clone could launch a sneak attack after taking that much damage. No, Zabuza agreed with a smirk. It isn't. But you aren't going to live long enough to find out. Kakashi raced forwards and stabbed at Zabuza, who then broke into a puddle of water. Tricked you! Zabuza chortled as he slashed through Kakashi, who then also burst into water. No, fooled you! Kakashi said as he held a kunai to Zabuza's throat. It's over! He announced, about to slit Zabuza's throat when he heard the bushes rumble. Kakashi-sensei. We're here to help. Naruto's voice came out clearly. Naruto. What are you guys doing here? Kakashi asked in surprise, slightly loosening his grip on his prisoner. Zabuza took this moment to sneakily substitute with a clone waiting behind him. Sensei, we came for you. We just finished fighting with that cow pervert's clone. Sakura agreed. Kakashi blinked at this new nickname, wondering what had got Sakura so riled up. Sasuke raised an eyebrow at the situation and smirked. Looks like you've already got this covered, huh, sensei? Guessed wrong, genin. Zabuza's voice rang out as he trapped Kakashi from behind, allowing the prisoner Kakashi was holding turned back into a pool of water. Thanks to your distraction, I was able to free myself, he continued. Sensei! Naruto and Sakura cried out as Sasuke's grip tightened on his weapons, preparing to fight Zabuza. We fought your clone and won. We're not afraid of you, Sasuke narrowed his eyes at Zabuza. You fought my clone and barely won with all 3 of you. Then you should be scared because that Mizu Bunshin only had 10% of my capabilities. I didn't get named Demon of the Mist for nothing, Zabuza ridiculed. Run! Leave me behind and protect Tazuna, Kakashi yelled out from the water bubble prison. Zabuza is on a whole another level compared to you 3. Zabuza aimed his killing intent at the genin, laughing as he saw them shiver. I'm going to die here today. The killing intent is too strong. I need, Sasuke thought as he brought up a kunai towards his neck. I need to die. He was about to stab down when Naruto slapped the kunai out of his hands. Stop it! What are you guys getting scared of? We just need to free Kakashi-sensei, and then we can kick his ass. He pointed an accusing finger at Zabuza, and anyways, I've got a real demon inside of me that's way scarier than you are. Sasuke snapped out of his trance and shook his head. What was he thinking, trying to kill himself? He still had a clan to avenge and repopulate. And it took Naruto, of all people, to snap me out of it. Sakura stopped shivering and stood tall again. As if I'm going to let this cow pervert scare me. Her inner voice roared. Yeah. I'm not scared of you, you cow pervert with no eyebrows. Sakura screamed at Zabuza, who growled. His eyebrows were a sensitive thing to him. Ever since an accident with a fire jutsu singed them, they had stopped growing. The pink-haired banshee just had to point out his one sore spot, and there was nothing wrong with his cowprint leg and arm warmers. In fact, he thought they were very fashionable. Haku even said they looked very manly on me. I don't look like a cow pervert. Even though Haku has questionable tastes, he still looks really good. No. I'm not opening that door. Not going there. The genin, heedless to Zabuza's inner struggles, immediately came up with a plan to free their sensei. You know what to do, right? Naruto asked as he passed the Fuma Shuriken to Sasuke. Sasuke nodded and smirked. Leave it to me. Naruto nodded and Sakura rubbed her palms together. Let's get this show on the road, she said, and healed a few of the cuts and scratches Sasuke had. That's weird. Naruto doesn't have any bruises. I'm sure I saw him get hit with at least one technique. Oh wait, he has that advanced healing thing. Oh, browless! Sasuke called out. Take this. He yelled and threw the Fuma Shuriken at Zabuza, who easily plucked it out of the air. You think that was enough to stop me? He tried to scoff but was cut off and forced to jump instead when he saw the hidden second Fuma Shuriken hidden in the shadow of the first one. These genin are interesting, still not enough, he said, slightly impressed that 3 genin could push him so far. That's what you think? Now! Sakura shouted, and the Fuma Shuriken turned into Naruto, who then threw a kunai at Zabuza. Damn it! Zabuza cursed as he was forced to let go of Kakashi. Haha, how was our plan, Kakashi-sensei? Naruto laughed as he landed on top of the water. Phew, it worked. Now Kakashi-sensei is free. He noticed then that he was standing in the middle of the water. It's a good thing Shika told me about water walking, otherwise I'd be a sitting duck. Nice teamwork, guys. I'm glad those lessons are finally working out for you. Kakashi smiled at his genin, who slightly shivered remembering their daily torture training teamwork sessions. Maybe I'll cut down on them from now on, Kakashi suggested, and all 3 of the genin perked up at the thought of less sessions. Still, that was a good plan. I'm so proud of them. Especially Naruto. He came up with the plan, and since when could he water walk? Looks like I need to advance their training more. He straightened up and turned towards Zabuza. I won't fall for the same trick twice, he announced, and sent 3 water dragons flying at Zabuza, who retaliated with 3 of his own. They stared each other down as the attacks subsided. Strange, it's almost like he's reading my thoughts? Kakashi spoke aloud and copied Zabuza's movements. What? Damn. Did he read my mind? That freaky eye is pissing me off. Right. Kakashi copied, shocking Zabuza. Heh, all you're doing is copying me. Zabuza began. You can't beat me, monkey bastard. Both jounin shouted out at the same time. Zabuza controlled his growing apprehension. That's me? He wondered, noticing Kakashi's form morphing to match his own. It can't be a genjutsu? Both ninja activated the same jutsu at each other, water explosion no jutsu. A huge wave of water descended upon both jounin. No way. I can't keep up, he's pushing me back. Kakashi knocked Zabuza back and pinned him to a tree. Can you see the future? Zabuza had to ask. Yes, Kakashi calmly answered. And the future ends in your death. He moved towards Zabuza to land the final blow. That's what you get for trying to kill my cute little genin and trying to ruin our mission. 2 needles shot across the clearing and stabbed into Zabuza's neck. You're right. He's dead, a masked ninja spoke. Kakashi checked for Zabuza's pulse but couldn't find one. He's dead, thank you for stopping Zabuza. I've been trying to kill him for a long time. That mask, you're a hidden mist hunter nin, right? Kakashi asked while Sasuke and Sakura couldn't believe their eyes. That ninja, he's younger than us and was easily able to kill Zabuza? Sasuke clenched his fists. I need to become even stronger than him to kill my brother. While Sakura was just shocked that someone so small could easily kill off Zabuza, someone their sensei even had trouble fighting. Naruto, on the other hand, was deep in thought. That presence, this man, he feels familiar. And he used ice as a weapon just like the shadow clone. Impressive, you're correct. But I should expect nothing less from Sharingan Kakashi. Yes, I am a member of the hidden mist hunter nin. My duty is to hunt down missing nin. Kakashi stroked his chin. Judging from his voice, he's not much older than Naruto, and he was still able to become a hunter nin. This kid isn't normal. Naruto was tired of thinking any longer and just burst out, what the hell? Who are you? Kakashi answered, don't worry, Naruto. He's not an enemy. I wasn't asking that. Naruto was slightly mollified by Kakashi's reassurance that the hunter nin wasn't an enemy. That Zabuza, a guy that strong, was killed. Why would he kill him if he was pretending to be him? Was he luring him out by being him or something? Like when I prank Iruka-sensei by imitating him and saying weird things to people to get him in trouble? But how would that work? I don't get it. While Naruto was confused by the hunter nin's actions, Sasuke continued what Naruto was saying in a different direction. He's right. That hunter nin is the same age as us but was easily able to take down Zabuza. A guy that strong was killed by a kid. How can I understand that? Sasuke echoed. He was able to get that powerful at the same age as me. Is my training not enough? Sasuke Sakura thought in concern. Well, I know how you feel, but this is also the truth. In this world, there exists kids that are younger than you yet stronger than me, Kakashi finished. Sasuke looked away. Naruto just frowned. No, that still doesn't answer my questions though. Sakura tightened her bruised fists. Don't worry, Sasuke. I'll get stronger, way stronger. And then I'll be able to protect you, Sensei, and even Naruto. I'll get strong enough to protect my team too, so I don't have to be protected anymore. She vowed. Your battle is over now, so I'll dispose of this body. It has a lot of secrets, the hunter Nin concluded and vanished with the body, only leaving a few droplets behind. He's gone! Naruto exclaimed. And I didn't get to ask why he was mimicking Zabuza. Kakashi sighed as he looked around and made sure there were no other foreign presences in their near vicinity. Now we have to take Tazuna home. Luckily I made a clone before this because I'm on low reserves and can barely move. Kakashi's clone jumped out of the bush it was hidden in and piggybacked Kakashi. So, where did you leave Tazuna? Over here, sensei. Sakura led the group to where the barrier was. Back in the forest, the masked ninja laid Zabuza's body on the ground. He took out a sharp tool and walked to the body. Now, I need to make an incision to drain out the blood. He reached towards Zabuza's neck when a hand reached out and caught his wrist. Oh, you've come back to life already? That's too bad. I was looking forward to helping you. He smiled and shook his hand free. No need, Zabuza refused and ripped the saban free from his neck. You're too rough with me, he complained. Couldn't you have aimed for somewhere other than my neck? But then I could have scarred your beautiful body, Haku pouted before continuing. And the neck is the easiest place to fake your death. But you're getting rusty if a group of genin and a jounin sensei was able to defeat you. They caught me by surprise, he refuted. It won't happen again. He scowled and then thought of something and smirked. Anyways, it looks like you couldn't hold yourself back. Did you have fun playing with the baby genin when you pretended to be my Mizu Bunshin? Don't be jealous, Zabuza-sama. I don't want to play with anyone but you, Haku earnestly proclaimed as Zabuza choked. Careful, don't aggravate your wound, Haku scolded gently. It's because you say things like that, kid. I worry about you, Zabuza muttered under his breath as he shook his head. You'll be all healed in 1 week. What are you planning to do now, Zabuza-sama? Haku asked, pretending to not have noticed Zabuza's mumblings. The plan is still on. Next time, I'll defeat the Sharingan. Meanwhile, Tazuna was pacing in the middle of the barrier. I shouldn't have let those kids go without me. What can they do against that ninja? If only I could get out of this barrier. He sighed and sat back on the ground. I hope they're all right. I shouldn't have concealed what the mission was about. I should have. Hey, what's that? He squinted and saw 3 figures coming out of the woods. Did they come back? Wait, what's that on their sensei's back? Is that another sensei? He rubbed his eyes and blinked a few times. Am I seeing double or is it just the alcohol? But I didn't drink that much today, hey. Kids, you're back. And your senseis are too. I'll just pretend there were always 2 of them actually, this explains the mood swings. Convinced he was right, Tazuna ignored the sight of the 2 Kakashi and turned his attention back to the blonde genin. I don't know what you did, but this thing is really hard to get out of, kid. Naruto grinned and rubbed the back of his head, thanks. No, it wasn't really a compliment, the bridge builder trailed off as he saw the 2 Kakashi approach. Is this an original seal, Naruto? Kakashi's clone asked, raising an eyebrow at Naruto. Nope, it's just a modified barrier gate 5 seals technique, castle closing 8 gates. It's supposed to use a scroll to activate it, but I condensed the formula so I could put it up faster. I'm still only down to 5 minutes though. With practice, I should be able to put it up in 15 seconds flat. Naruto grinned and then pouted at the amount of practice it would take to achieve a feat. Kakashi was impressed. Wow. Keep up the good work, Naruto. He noticed the intricate depictions of the 4 animal symbols of each direction on the gates. Only really advanced seal masters could invoke the 4 animal directional symbols in their sealing. He was impressed Naruto had even succeeded at his attempt. Amazing, I don't think even Sensei could do that. Even Kushina had trouble with this seal. He's already on his way to surpassing his parents. Alright, let's head to Tazuna's place, Kakashi decided after Naruto took down the barrier, allowing the gates to collapse back into the ground. No sign of them to be seen anywhere. Okay, Sensei. Sakura agreed as Sasuke followed her up the path. Tazuna shakily walked up the trail as Naruto offered to switch places with Kakashi's clone. It agreed and placed Kakashi on Naruto's path and headed further down the path to scout for any irregularities. We're only 5 minutes away from my place. I bet my daughter cooked us up some dinner, and there's also a resting place for your senseis. What do you mean senseis? We only have 1 sensei, Sakura asked. But there are 2 of them, Tazuna said confused. One's a shadow clone, Sasuke grunted out. A what? A shadow clone is when Sakura started explaining the technique to Tazuna. Ano, Kakashi-sensei, Naruto began as Sakura continued her explanation. Yes, Naruto? Kakashi asked, wondering what was on his student's mind. Why was that he was cut off by Tazuna's daughter Tsunami opening the door? Hello, you must be the ninja my dad hired. Thank you for protecting him and our town, she said as she ushered them. No problem, Tsunami-san, Sakura said as she walked inside. Is there a place where our sensei can rest? He got too excited and tired himself out. He is an old man after all. Hey! Don't call me an old man. I'm still in my prime. Kakashi defended himself. You're old enough to get chakra exhaustion in a small fight, sensei, Sasuke deadpanned. My genin are calling me old. You don't think I'm old, right, Naruto? Kakashi asked Naruto, who laid him on the bed. Yeah. Being in your 30s is nowhere near old compared to Gigi's age. Naruto consoled him energetically. Kakashi sulkily said, I'm only 26. Just because my hair is white doesn't mean I'm old. It's genetics, all genetics. Just like how Sakura has pink hair, I have. Sensei, why do I feel like you're insulting me in your mind? Sakura asked sharply, sensing Kakashi talking about her. You must be imagining things. Kakashi I smiled at her and inwardly sweat dropped. She has surprisingly sharp senses for someone who's supposed to be only book smart. Actually, speaking of surprises, Naruto, weren't you about to ask me something on our way here? Huh. Oh yeah? I was going to ask why the Hunter-nin was pretending to be Zabuza's clone, Naruto asked as he slurped up the noodles Tsunami served them for dinner. Kakashi stopped eating and narrowed his eyes. The same person as the Mizubunshin? Yeah, he had the same presence as that guy in the mask. Both of them were very calm and cold. I thought it was weird because both of them didn't give off any killing intent according to Seal, so I figured they were the same person. What? No way they can be the same person, Naruto-bae Sakura was about to continue when she stopped. That's right, he's not an idiot anymore. And he hasn't once asked me out since this trip began. The clone in the woods burst into water, remember Naruto? It might have switched with the Mizubunshin to fight with us when it noticed Zabuza was in danger, so it switched back with the clone to help in dealing with Kakashi-sensei, Sasuke inferred as he stirred his soup. No way. You said the Hunter-nin killed off Zabuza. Tazuna disagreed and shook his chopsticks at them. I did think the Hunter-nin was strange. Body disposal teams usually get rid of the body right in front of us, and if he needed evidence then he could have just taken the head. And those weapons he used, Kakashi trailed off. No way. Sasuke realized while Naruto just looked confused. He used Senbon, which are traditionally used by medical ninja. I remember reading about them. He could have put Zabuza in a temporary death state, but that means it should take about a week for him to heal after that, Sakura shouted out. He could still be alive, Naruto concluded, shaking with excitement at the thought of fighting Zabuza again. How are we going to fight him with you hurt, sensei? We could barely take him down the first time and now he has a partner. Sakura fretted as she pushed her food around her plate. Don't underestimate yourselves. Who got me free? You all three did with teamwork. And that's why I'm going to train you until I get better. We should be ready for the fight then. Training? Sasuke asked interested, pushing his finished bowl away from him. Sounds like fun. Naruto beamed at Kakashi-sensei. No, it doesn't, a short boy wearing a striped hat objected as he stepped into the room. Inari, meet Team 7, they are the ninja protecting your grandfather, Tsunami said as she came over with a tray in her hands. Mom, they're going to die, he bluntly stated. How do you know? Can you see the future? Naruto asked, confused. What? No, he was cut off by Sakura. Well, of course we are going to die. All humans do eventually, Sakura added conversationally. Sasuke just ignored the shorty. No way was he going to die before he avenged his clan. No. I mean, Gado's going to kill you, he said heatedly, practically shouting, not liking how the ninjas were making light of Gado. Can Gado make water dragons? Sakura asked. No, but he can. Can he shoot fire bullets from his hands? Sasuke contributed, noticing what his teammates were trying to do. No, but... Is he trying to use the moon to revive a rabbit goddess alien creature? Naruto added. What? Inari stopped protesting, confused by the direction the conversation just turned. Ignore him, but the point is, if Gado can't do any of these things, why would he be able to kill us? Isn't he just a civilian? Sakura concluded. He has an army of thugs that'll beat you up and kill you. Inari was yelling at this point. His face reddened with restrained anger. Well, Naruto can make like 1,000 solid clones, so we have our own army and the thugs can't even do ninja techniques, so we'll probably be fine, Sasuke dismissively stated while wondering why he was getting involved in this conversation. You don't understand. You guys aren't heroes. Inari shouted. Sakura never said we were heroes. Most real heroes are dead anyways, so I'm not really looking forward to being a hero anytime soon, Kakashi pointed out. Huh? Wait, what? Most heroes die. Inari asked in bewilderment. Well, to be a hero, you have to protect someone and save them from dying. So usually when you protect someone, you take their place for them and end up dead. But that's okay, because all people die anyways, so you'll meet them eventually again, Naruto explained. How do you know? It's not like you've ever seen a ghost. Inari immediately protested. No, but my something great-grandma's husband's brother liked to bring people back to life. And when he asked them about how the afterlife was, they always said it was great, and that they were looking forward to him joining them, so he got creeped out and made it a forbidden jutsu. Naruto eagerly told Inari about the knowledge he had read about in his book of Uzumaki history. Kakashi just looked at Naruto bemused, wondering which relative he was talking about. Then again, the Uzumaki were a strange bunch. He shuddered remembering the more interesting pranks Kushina had pulled as revenge against Minato. I hope Naruto doesn't follow in her footsteps. He prayed but let go of his hope, remembering the peanut butter prank. Sakura was gobsmacked. She couldn't believe half the stuff Naruto was saying. Then again, Naruto doesn't really lie. So, that means that there really is an afterlife? Hell yes! I can be with Sasuke forever. While Sakura rejoiced, Sasuke was still processing the fact that the afterlife existed and that he would be reunited with his parents and clan, sooner or later. This means I can see them all again? Mother, father, I won't let you down when I come join you guys. I will definitely kill Itachi to avenge the clan. He silently promised his parents. Really? Inari asked in disbelief. Ninja really were a lot weirder than he expected. He hadn't believed the stories his dad used to tell him about the stuff they could do. But now, it looked like they might actually stand a chance against Gato, especially if they could talk to the dead. Yeah, it was hilarious to read her complaints about the technique. Apparently, he made it to bring his dead pet back to life, but it ended up only working out on humans. Naruto recalled what he read. He still couldn't believe that the second Hokage made a zombie jutsu to resurrect Middens, his dead pet Amba. Anyways, everyone looked over at Kakashi, who began speaking. Training will begin tomorrow morning, so sweet dreams everyone. I smiled at the group and closed the door to his room. I'll help Tsunami out with the dishes before sleeping. Good night, Sasuke. Naruto, she added after a pause. Good night, Sakura. Naruto chirped and pulled Sasuke up with him. Come on, team. He dragged Sasuke with him to the bedroom. Sasuke grunted sleepily and waved at Sakura before joining Naruto and setting up the sleeping bags. Inari was left alone in the living room. Maybe if it's them, they can actually save this place. He thought as a small hope that his village would be free again reignited within him. He looked up at the picture hanging on the wall, and for the first time since his father's death, he brought himself to look at it. Inari silently stared at his dad's smiling face. Father, when I meet up with you again, I'll tell you that even in death, you're still my hero. Day number 2, training in the forest. Today's the first day of training. Kakashi spoke lazily, ignoring his genin's high tension. The first thing we're going to do is talk about chakra. What about it? Naruto asked, wondering what they were going to be learning about. Maybe Kakashi-sensei is going to test our affinities. Are we going to be checking our chakra affinities? Naruto excitedly bounced on the balls of his heels. No, not today. But I'm surprised you know about them. Do you know what your affinity is? Kakashi asked Naruto in surprise. Naruto nodded. Yeah. Mine's wind. But I'm not that good at it yet. I can only split a leaf so far. Naruto grimaced, remembering how the others could form little balls of their elements on their palms already. He scratched his head. I've almost figured out how to make a wind ball, but it's really hard trying to figure it out by myself. Kakashi felt a brief stab of guilt that he pushed away. I should probably teach them more from now on. But it's amazing that Naruto was able to come this far by himself. And it sounds like he's already on his way to recreating his father's technique all by himself. No, today we will be climbing trees, Kakashi announced. Tree climbing? The genin shouted out. How will climbing a tree help us? Sasuke wondered aloud. Yeah. We already know how to climb trees, Sakura chimed in. Do you mean climbing trees with only our feet? Naruto asked tentatively. Oh? You know about this exercise? Kakashi asked before remembering his fight with Zabuza. That's right, I saw that you were able to walk on water, he mumbled, and then snapped back to the genin. In that case, why don't you demonstrate for us, Naruto? Since you already know how to do it, I smiled at Naruto and gestured to the tree in front of him. This way he could see how efficient Naruto was at using chakra and if he needed any corrections in his technique. Alright, Kakashi-sensei, Naruto blushed and placed a foot on the tree. Sakura wondered what this tree walking was. How can you climb a tree with no hands? And why does Naruto already know how to do this? She watched Naruto place a foot on the tree. Is he going to kick off the tree or something? Or maybe use a hook to swing up? Her jaw dropped open as she saw Naruto walk up the tree horizontally as if it was the floor and there was no gravity acting upon him. How is he doing that? Is it a ninjutsu? Wait, Sensei said this was a chakra exercise. Is he using chakra to stick to the tree? But then he'd have to constantly output the exact amount needed to hold his body up like that. She was shocked. If she remembered correctly, then Naruto used to be the dead last in chakra control. He couldn't even make an ordinary bunshin or any genjutsu. How was he using chakra so effortlessly now? Sasuke didn't know what to think. The dobe, the dead last of the academy, already knew and was training his chakra affinity, and was also able to climb trees with a special technique. So many questions were running through his head. Why does he know this? How does he know this? Who taught it to him? But the most prominent question in his head was, why don't I know how to do this too? He wasn't used to the idea of Naruto being better than him at something. He knew that Naruto was stronger now than back at the academy, but how was he this strong already? He already knew about barrier seals back then, and he also has his shadow clone technique that Jounin use. And now he even has that advanced healing factor, while I haven't even activated my Sharingan. Why did it seem like everyone but him was improving after the academy? Even Sakura could punch and take down that Mizu Bunshin while I was just smashed into a tree. He gritted his teeth together. Once Naruto reached the top of the tree, he supplied a little less chakra to slide down the trunk and land next to Sasuke. Was that good enough, Kakashi-sensei? Naruto asked hesitantly. He was a little nervous being picked to demonstrate a skill. Usually when teachers at the academy asked him to do something, they were punishing him for not paying attention or trying to humiliate him as they knew he couldn't do the exercise. It felt a little weird to be picked to display something he could actually do. Yes, good job, Naruto, Kakashi said, and Naruto beamed at him with his cheeks still slightly flushed. His teammates couldn't help but blink at the sight of a blushing Naruto. It was just so different from the usual loudmouth klutz image they held in their heads of him. Kakashi coughed once to get Sasuke's and Sakura's attention back on him and away from the blushing blonde. As Naruto demonstrated earlier, tree walking is when you use chakra to stick to the tree. And before you say it's a useless technique, it actually helps with chakra control. Right now, you know how to use chakra and how to do a few techniques, but you don't know the exact amount of chakra needed for those techniques and end up overpowering or underpowering the jutsu. If you master tree walking and the later exercise water walking, then you'll be able to use chakra more efficiently, and be able to do way more jutsu before running out of chakra. Kakashi stopped talking and took note of his students. All three genin looked eager to begin training. Okay, why don't you try first, Sakura? I have a feeling you'll be able to do it, Kakashi prompted. Okay, Sakura gulped and first tested out her foot against the bark. She noticed how too little chakra made her slip, while too much repelled her. Okay, so if I use this much chakra it should work. She took a deep breath in and then opened her eyes. She shot forward and ran up the tree. With each step she took, she got higher and higher up the tree. I'm doing it! I'm really doing it! She was thrilled as she felt the breeze lightly play around with her hair. She swiftly moved up the tree and reached the 5th branch from the bottom. I don't think I can get much further, she called out and breathed heavily on the branch. Wow, Sakura! That was so cool! You flew up there like you already knew how to do it, Naruto said in awe. That was good work for your first try, Sakura, Kakashi called out. Sasuke didn't say anything, eager for his turn. Thanks guys. Sakura panted heavily from where she was. Okay, Sasuke, why don't you give it a try, Kakashi said. Sasuke answered and immediately ran at the tree. He took 5 steps before he was forced to jump off. Footprints were embedded in the tree at his highest point. Looks like you used too much chakra there, Kakashi commented, eyeing the splintered wood. Sasuke didn't answer. He was surprised that he couldn't do something that even Sakura and Naruto could do. For the first time since being compared to Itachi, he also felt shame in his abilities as a ninja. Not too bad for your first time. Usually, people with more chakra find it harder to control, Kakashi spoke up. Naruto nodded unconsciously. He remembered how many hours it had taken to go up to the 1st branch. Even when he used 500 shadow clones to help him practice, he still only made small improvements. The only reason he was able to get so far today was through sheer hard work, determination, and perseverance. Sasuke lightened up a little after he heard Kakashi say this. So, the only reason I'm having so much trouble is because I have more chakra than Sakura and the Do and Naruto. He was unwilling to call Naruto a dope in his mind. He had noticed firsthand how much Naruto had improved, and knew that he wasn't the empty-headed musclehead he appeared to be in the academy. He calmed down and threw himself at the tree once more, happily noting he got higher on the tree this time. Nice, soon I'll catch up to those two. I was only having trouble at first because I had larger reserves than them. Sasuke mistakenly concluded he had a lot more chakra than Naruto, mollifying him and allowing him to soothe his fragile ego. As the two continued their exercises, Kakashi spoke to Naruto. Okay, since you already know both tree and water walking, we'll work on your chakra affinity instead. I want you to make how many ever clones you usually use for training and to scatter them across the river. They should all try to split the river in half by using wind release, he commanded. Roger. Naruto saluted and did what Kakashi told him to. The original you should go and protect Tazuna. Take 15 shadow clones with you to keep watch. Maybe you can practice your seals and strengthen the bridge, Kakashi suggested after all 500 clones left. Alright. Naruto easily agreed and took off for the bridge with his 15-man clone brigade closely following him. Kakashi watched Naruto disappear into the distance and headed back to his other genin. They're working hard, he observed. But it seems that Sasuke thinks that Naruto has less chakra than him. He chuckled, easily seeing through Sasuke's thoughts. It's more like Naruto has at least 4 times as much as I do, while Sasuke doesn't even have a third as much as me. He rubbed his hands together, and his eyes glinted slightly. Now the real question is, should I tell him and shred his already failing ego, or should I allow him to think he has more chakra than Naruto? You'd think he'd already have noticed by now, with the way Naruto throws around shadow clones as if they were normal cannon fodder. Kakashi smiled eerily again, scaring Sasuke and Sakura, who had stopped for a small break. What's wrong with Sensei today? They both thought. He's weirder than usual. They silently went back to their exercises, unwilling to have Kakashi's attention on them. Kakashi noticed his genin avoiding him and pouted. Day number 3, on the bridge. And just add 2 more seals over there. Then we should have the whole bridge covered, Naruto directed his clones. Thanks for the help, kid. Tazuna looked up from the blueprints and thanked Naruto. No problem, old man. Naruto chirped back happily. I still don't get why we have to build the bridge, Inari grumbled. He had taken to Naruto ever since their conversation on their first day there. He sneakily tried watching Naruto on the second day, but Naruto's clones easily noticed him and ushered him over to join them. Now, Naruto was teaching him how to paint small durability seals to cover the bridge. Although they needed to be activated with chakra, with the stencil Naruto made, Inari could easily ink them onto the bridge with no problem. Because if we don't connect the lands together, then Gato will continue taking advantage of us, Tazuna reminded Inari. But why do we have to risk our lives? He whined, thinking about the other workers that quit every day. Because if we aren't willing to work and take a risk, how can we expect anything to change? Naruto asked, repeating one of Iruka-sensei's favorite sayings about homework. Wow, you're so cool, boss. Inari's eyes sparkled as Tazuna moped in the corner. My grandson doesn't think I'm cool, he muttered dejectedly. Ha, thanks. Naruto blushed and rubbed the back of his head. Inari had copied the way his shadow clones addressed him. It seemed like he was picking up a bunch of younger minions that all called him boss, first Konohamaru, and now Inari. Who next? Konohamaru's friends? He shook his head and noticed some shapes approaching. He tensed up and then relaxed when he realized it was the rest of his teammates. Inari, why don't you let your mother know that we're almost done? Take one of the kids' doubles with you, Tazuna called out. He had to go into town today for some groceries before he could go home, but he didn't want Inari to be out in town so late. Okay, Inari pouted but went back nevertheless. Hey guys. How was training? Naruto asked. Not bad, Sakura shrugged. I stayed on the branch upside down for 25 minutes today, which is way better than the 5 minutes I could do before, and Sasuke finally reached the halfway point too. What about you? She asked, curious. I improved too. I finally split the river a few inches deep today. Soon I'll be able to split it in half. He boasted. That's great, Naruto, Sakura praised sullenly. Although she had excellent chakra control, her stamina still sucked. Seeing her teammate advancing so far and leaving her in the dust really left a bitter taste in her mouth. Naruto beamed his bright smile at her, making most of her resentment fade. We're going into town today? Naruto asked Tazuna. Yup, need to bring some meat home today. We're running low on food with all of you here, Tazuna said and led them into town. Be careful in town, you guys look like easy targets, he warned them before walking into a shop with Kakashi closely following him. Team 7 looked around. The village was spiritless. Why are they like this? Sakura wondered, seeing how solemn everyone was. She noticed people walking around with signs saying they'd work for food. The different environment gave her a cultural shock. Wave was way different when compared to Konoha. And no one looks happy here either. Naruto was having a sense of déjà vu as he noticed a small group of children huddled around a trash can, digging through it for any edible remains. Look, it's the demon brat, a villager pointed out. He's digging through the trash like a savage, an elderly lady sniffed as she turned away from Naruto. Shoo! Shoo! The owner of the house came out and brandished his broom at Naruto. We don't want any vermin around our house. You know what you gotta do to keep pests like it away. A man wearing ragged clothing next doors put in. Yeah? A younger villager asked. You have to put pest poison on the trash. It keeps away little critters like it from ride in your trash. Makes them sick, and they don't come back for a long while. If you're lucky enough, they never come back because the poison kills them. He laughed loudly, revealing his rotted tar-covered teeth. The villagers around him joined in until Naruto could only hear the sound of ugly laughter echoing around everywhere. He jolted out of his flashback as Sasuke grabbed him. Yuzuru Tanki, are you? Sasuke didn't finish. He couldn't quite get the word okay out as it'd be showing concern, and he couldn't care for his teammates. He wouldn't. Especially not if what Itachi said was true. It's better for him to be alone anyways. He didn't have time for friends. Without him noticing, his grip tightened on Naruto's shoulder. The blonde patted Sasuke's hand, mistaking the squeezing as an attempt at comforting him. I'm alright. Just remembered something. Naruto trailed off slightly, avoiding looking at the orphans any longer. Sasuke wanted to question him. What memories could make him that pale? He looked distressed, but he restrained himself, repeating over and over in his head that he shouldn't and didn't care about what bothered Naruto. Sakura browsed the stalls. There's hardly anything left to buy here, she absently noted. She spun around to see if Tazuna was done yet, when she felt a hand brush along her backside. Kaya! A pervert! Sakura screamed and smashed her heel on the offender. No, I'm not a perverty, the baggy-shirted man slurred as he collapsed onto the ground. He was trying to pickpocket you. Tazuna's sweat dropped as he saw what had happened. Nice heel kick, Sakura. Kakashi gave her a thumbs up and ruffled her hair. Not the hair, Kakashi-sensei. Sakura pouted. Sasuke and Naruto both inched away from the fallen man on the floor. Why is everyone in this town like this? Sakura asked Tazuna, who sighed. Ever since Gato came, the townspeople have given up. His mercenaries threaten or dispose of anyone who goes up against him. Everyone's lost hope that we'll never be free from under Gato's rule. That's why I'm building the bridge, as a sign of new hope. Tazuna stood up straight, proudly. Wow, old man, you almost sounded cool. Naruto destroyed Tazuna's moment. Brat. Tazuna scolded fondly. Well, once that bridge is done, everyone will go back to how they were before. Happy, free, full of joy and hope. Soon, it'll be done, Kaiza, and our beloved village will be back the way it once was. Team 7 was silent the rest of the way back. They each had their own thoughts about the town, but they all had one thing in common, and that was the drive to try even harder in their training to defeat Zabuza and save the town from Gato. Later that night, Naruto was having trouble sleeping. Seeing those street kids really brought back childhood memories, and none of the good ones either. He glanced at the clock and saw it was 4 a.m. So, I've been staring at the ceiling for 3 hours? Maybe I should just go keep watch and switch out with whoever has it tonight. He got up slowly to not disturb anyone in the house and crept towards the front door. On his way there, he passed Inari's room, where he noticed the younger boy had kicked off his blanket. Sneaking in, he tucked Inari in and smiled melancholily as he noticed the boy hugging a picture of his father to his chest. I wish I had a picture of my parents, or even just their names. He walked silently towards the front of the house and cracked the door open. On the porch, he could make out a figure sitting against the tree cross-legged. Yo, Sasuke, you awake? He asked quietly. Sasuke opened one eye and acknowledged his teammate. Naruto, not sleeping? Nah. I'm too keyed up, if you know what I mean, Naruto answered back, not really knowing what he was saying but saying it anyways. Sasuke snorted at him. Shut up. Naruto murmured quietly. Budge over, let me join you, he lazily ordered. Sasuke watched on, amused, as Naruto tried in vain to get him to move. Tamei, Naruto whined and Sasuke smirked before shifting to make room for Naruto. Say, Naruto licked his lips nervously, having never voiced this worry out loud before. Do you believe in aliens? Sasuke was puzzled at why Naruto was asking him but answered anyways, don't know, don't care. He wanted to remain indifferent to Naruto's plight, but he had to ask, why? I had this weird dream where Hinata and I were on the moon fighting off these aliens. And I was Hokage, but I left you to protect Konoha for me because I trust you. Sasuke willed himself to not react to those words. He knew his teammates relied on him, but to actually hear Naruto say he trusted him? Why do they believe in me? Naruto continued his tale, and I almost died, but Sakura healed me. Sasuke stiffened up reflexively at the thought of Naruto near death. Damn. Damn it. I actually care about him, about this team. I'm not supposed to be close to them, they'll hold me back from my revenge. He unconvincingly denied his feelings. But it all worked out in the end, and here Naruto blushed. And Hinata and I got married. Sasuke's gut churned at the thought of Naruto getting married. It just felt too strange to imagine the blonde as an adult at his own wedding. But still, I'm impressed that Naruto's subconscious can actually tell that Hinata likes him. After that, the large toad from the other dream came in and croaked that this path is forever sealed due to the ripples in the time stream caused by a nosy black-haired pineapple lover. Sasuke couldn't speak for a moment. What am I supposed to say to that? To go visit the Nin psychiatrist? He thought sarcastically. But then again, they don't really help. He remembered the disastrous sessions he was forced to go to after Itachi not thinking about that today. He cut off the trailing thought and saw Naruto staring at him expectantly. That was oddly specific. Yeah, and that wasn't even the weirdest dream I've had lately, Naruto pouted, remembering the one dream where a creepy snake pedophile gave Sasuke a hickey in the forest. Sasuke, he said seriously. Don't ever follow strange men with long hair and tongues into the forest, okay? Sasuke had a tick mark on his face but swallowed down his reply when he saw Naruto was being serious. Okay, he reluctantly grunted. What does that even have to do with the moon aliens? Where does he come up with these things? He thought in disbelief. And why was he dreaming about me? Sasuke slightly blushed at this thought, though he didn't know why he suddenly felt embarrassed. And I was in the woods with another man doing things? Naruto sighed in relief and leaned against the tree a bit more, slightly slipping onto Sasuke's shoulder. The blonde hair brushed against Sasuke's neck ticklishly, but Sasuke put up with it when he saw Naruto's satisfied expression. He was taken aback when he heard Naruto's next question. Who do you want to kill? I need to kill my older brother to avenge my clan, Sasuke spoke solemnly. What did he do to your clan? Naruto asked. Sasuke was surprised that Naruto didn't already know. He massacred my clan. I saw him kill my parents right in front of me. Sasuke's usually stoic voice rose near the end. Did he hate your clan or something? Naruto asked, dumbfounded that someone could just kill off their whole family. No, in fact he loved my clan. He was a prodigy and everyone respected him. That's why I have to train harder to surpass him and be strong enough to kill him, Sasuke spoke determinedly. But if he didn't hate your clan, and loved them and was super smart, then why did he kill them all? Naruto asked, still hung up on that part. He said that he wanted to test himself. And that he left me alive as a challenge to his strength. That makes no sense, Naruto deadpanned. If he wanted to challenge himself, why would he bother killing the kids in your clan? And why would he keep you alive as a challenge? I mean, no offense, but you were a kid, wouldn't it make more sense to let your parents live? Sasuke sighed. The reason behind Itachi's sudden betrayal didn't really make any sense. It had always nagged at him, but he always ignored it, unwilling to sympathize with his brother. I think his exact words were, "Cling to a pitiful life, my foolish little brother, and try to kill me." Or something like that. Sasuke tried to imitate Itachi's voice. Right, and you're just going to follow what he told you to do? Naruto asked skeptically. He also told me that the only way I can perfect my Sharingan is by killing my best friend. Wow, thanks for the heads up. Now if you ever try to kill me, I at least know why, Naruto joked. Yeah, you'll for sure be the first one to know, Sasuke answered dryly. Hey, you didn't deny it. I am so your best friend. Naruto crowed. Sasuke's cheeks reddened. He wanted to deny it, but was unable to. It was the truth after all. Out of all the people their age, he was the closest to the blonde. Naruto finished cheering and sobered up. Did he look guilty when he killed them? Your parents, I mean? You know, because he loved them? Naruto asked, wondering how someone could kill their parents when he spent all his life wondering whom his were. No, he looked cold, as if it was another mission, Sasuke recalled. But now that you mention it, I think he was crying at the end when I caught up to him, right before he trapped me in a genjutsu. Maybe it was a mission, Naruto mused aloud. He remembered that back when the Uchiha clan was still alive, people would stare at them with the same looks they gave him. It made sense to him that someone might have wanted to get rid of the Uchiha clan. Maybe someone framed your clan for something really big and then ordered Itachi to kill everyone, Naruto suggested. Yeah, and they did it because they wanted to harvest the Sharingan from all the corpses, Sasuke sarcastically retorted. Yeah, right. As if that would happen. This isn't one of your dreams, Naruto, this is real life. Maybe my brother just went crazy from all the pressure of being a child prodigy, and he snapped and killed everyone. Sasuke shifted, getting more comfortable under the tree. You don't know that for sure, Naruto pouted. Sasuke rolled his eyes at his friend. When we go back to Konoha, we'll dig up a grave as proof, alright? Naruto nodded, surprised that Sasuke would humor him to the extent of actually digging up one of his dead relatives' graves. I need to dig up the weeds at the graves anyways, so I'll probably accidentally unearth a few anyways, he clarified. Some of the roots are stubborn and go down very deep. I'll help, Naruto offered, and Sasuke accepted by nodding his head at the blonde. Actually, the more I talk about this with you, the more I believe my brother needs mental help. Maybe instead of killing him, I should hand him over to the psychologists. They're way worse than the torturers from TNI. Or you could make him wear chakra-suppressing seals inscribed on neon pink leg and arm warmers and force him to take D ranks as atonement. For revenge, you could only give him catching Tora missions and make him wear striped spandex, Naruto suggested cheekily, and was pleasantly surprised when Sasuke burst out laughing. He wanted to stop, but that image Itachi in a full-on bright neon pink bodysuit with striped green arm and leg warmers, trying to catch Tora with no chakra while fangirls stalked him, it was just too funny. Naruto enjoyed Sasuke's laughter and snuggled up against the tree. So, this is how it feels to have teammates that actually like you and want to get along, he thought as he felt warm on the inside and slowly drifted off to sleep. Sasuke stopped chuckling and relaxed as he noticed Naruto slinking into slumber. He fondly caressed Naruto's hair and found his eyes closing as well. The next morning, two boys could be seen deep asleep underneath the tree. One had jet black hair, while the other had bright blonde hair. The darker-haired one was tucked into the blonde one's side, and they both had a purple blanket wrapped around them. My genin are so cute, Kakashi thought as he made sure Naruto and Sasuke were covered fully. The white-haired jounin continued keeping watch over the two genin secretly until they woke up the next morning. Both genin, when they woke up, were confused about where the blanket came from. They never knew it was thanks to their silver-haired sensei watching over them. Day number 7, in the forest. Over the next few days, Team 7's battle power dramatically increased. Sasuke and Sakura had finally mastered tree walking and were now working on water walking on the stream, while Naruto was able to make a 6-inch deep cut in the stream relying only on the use of his wind element. Kakashi had also made his genin run through multiple mock battle scenarios and formations to not catch them off guard. After one such training, the genin were wiped out and resting in a clearing in the woods. Naruto stood up and stretched his back out, cracking it. I think I'm going to walk around a bit to stretch my legs. Be back in a bit, he yelled over to his team. Sasuke waved his hand at Naruto and Sakura just grunted. Kakashi looked up over his beloved orange book and gave Naruto a thumbs up. Naruto wandered deeper into the woods and came across a small clearing. He saw someone picking herbs in the meadow and walked in their direction. Hello, he called out. The figure stilled and turned to look at Naruto. Oh, hello Ninja-san, the androgynous villager greeted Naruto and placed their basket of herbs in their lap. I'm just picking some herbs. Do you need anything? They asked Naruto. Nope, just wondering if you need any help, Naruto spoke up and crouched near them. I just finished training and I was a little bored. My name's Naruto, by the way. You may call me Haku. Haku smiled at Naruto. They both bended down and plucked a few more herbs. What do you need these herbs for anyways? Naruto asked and held up one in front of his face, squinting at it. My friend got sick. These herbs are going to help cure him, Haku gently said and moved to the side to gather more of them. Why are you training so hard for, Naruto? I'm training really hard because I want to get stronger. Naruto puffed his chest out at these words. Why are you trying to get stronger? Haku asked again. I want to become the Hokage, the strongest man in the village. That way I can protect all my friends and family, and they won't get hurt in front of me as long as I'm there, Naruto proclaimed, remembering how Iruka-sensei almost died for him when they fought Mizuki. So, you want to protect your precious people? I think that only when you are fighting to protect someone, you truly become strong, Haku concluded. Yeah. I know that very well. Naruto agreed. I think you will become very strong, Haku said and stood up. Oh, you're leaving already? Naruto asked, moving closer to Haku. Yes, I must get going soon, Haku brushed off some dirt from his robe. Can I ask you something? Naruto spoke up. Yes? Is Zabuza your precious person? Haku stopped moving. So you know? Yes, Naruto agreed. What will you do? Call out to your comrades? Haku wondered. No, they won't reach in time anyways. Will you try to catch me yourself? Haku turned around to stare at Naruto. No, Naruto looked up into Haku's surprised eyes. I don't think you are a bad person. Haku didn't respond. But what you're doing, helping Gato, it's wrong. I know. But for that man, I'm willing to give even my life up. He was my only light in the darkness. He saved me from dying on the streets unwanted and alone. He gave me a home. Naruto breathed in. I know how that feels, being so alone you just want to die and then having someone come along and take you away from that loneliness. About wanting to do anything for your savior. He thought of Iruka-sensei and the Hokage. But sometimes, when you care for someone, that means you have to be able to tell them when they are wrong. He thought of Sasuke and his obsession for revenge. You have to be able to steer them off the wrong path when they take a wrong turn, even if they resent you for it. Naruto quoted what the Hokage told him was hard about his position. After a silence, Haku's voice came out again. I'll think on your words. They are very wise for someone your age. He praised the blonde. Thanks, but I was just copying my Gigi, Naruto explained. Haku smiled. It was nice meeting you, Naruto. If we had met another time, I think we could have become great friends, Haku replied. It was nice meeting you too, Haku, and we are friends. Just on different paths. They both looked at each other one last time before turning around and leaving the clearing for good. Naruto walked back to where his teammates were and waved at them. Had a nice walk, Naruto? Sakura asked. Yep. Naruto answered. I learned a lot of things. Oh? Kakashi raised an eyebrow at Naruto, while his other two teammates wondered what actually could Naruto learn when he roamed around in the forest. Are you almost better, Kakashi-sensei? Naruto asked. Yeah, I should be back to normal tomorrow morning, Kakashi answered, feeling happy that one of his genin cared enough about him to ask. Oh, that's good. I think Zabuza is going to attack the bridge tomorrow with his friend Haku, Naruto said relaxed. What? How do you know? Sakura asked in disbelief as Sasuke looked sharply at Naruto, wondering what had actually happened in the forest just now. I was in the woods when I met Haku, Naruto said and elaborated when he noticed that everyone looked confused. Oh right, you don't know who Haku is. He was the hunter Nin, and he also impersonated the Mizu Bunshin for some time. He had the same presence as both of them anyways. He was picking up a few herbs in the forest for Zabuza, and since Sakura said the only good herbs in the forest were to improve your stamina for a day, it makes sense that they're going to attack tomorrow, Naruto concluded as the rest of Team 7's jaws dropped wide open. Kakashi recovered first. Okay, that means we need to rest up earlier today. Let's stop training for today and head back to Tazuna's place. That was close. I'm glad nothing happened to Naruto next time. I'm definitely sending a shadow clone with him. 3 voices answered back at the same time. Okay, sensei. K, Kakashi sensei. HNN. Kakashi just smiled at his genin and led the way back. The next day, Team 7 was sitting at the table in tension as they watched Kakashi leisurely fill his bowl with milk and eat his cereal. Wow, Tsunami-san, this cereal is really good. Did you add something different to it? My, Kakashi sensei. You sure know how to make a lady blush. You're right. I added some homemade dried fruit to the mix for a sweet and sour flavor. I think I'll have to take some of this with me back to Konoha, Kakashi laughed. Oh, you tease, Tsunami slapped his back and laughed with him. Naruto just glared at his sensei's mask. He had been watching nonstop since Kakashi had begun eating, and even though the food was steadily decreasing, he still had yet to see Kakashi-sensei's face. Tazuna entered the room with an unopened bottle of alcohol. If what you say is true, I'm going to need to be drunk while we confront Zabuza, Tazuna piped up as he screwed off the lid and took a swig. There, Tazuna. It's going to be alright, Kakashi rubbed the bridge builder's back soothingly. Tazuna just shivered, drinking more of his alcohol. Why are we still here, sensei? Sakura asked as she double-checked her medical kit once more. We're waiting for our guests to arrive. A scuffling was heard as the door swung open. Oh, there they are right now. Come on, students, let's go and welcome them in. His eyes glinted maliciously. Tazuna paled as he heard the screams coming from the living room. What do you think he's doing to them? Inari asked, morbidly fascinated. Don't know and don't ever want to find out, Tazuna hurriedly answered as a head of silver hair popped back into the kitchen. The coast is clear. No one will be bothering you guys anymore, but I left a shadow clone of me as insurance, Kakashi told Tsunami. Come on, Tazuna. Let's go to the bridge right now. If I die, I want it to be known that a man wearing a mask with white hair was the one who killed me, Tazuna whispered to Inari before Kakashi pulled him along. Tazuna, already blaming me for your death? You better be careful, someone might think you don't like me, your savior, Kakashi spoke in a sickeningly sweet voice. Ha 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 ha, Tazuna nervously laughed. No need to take it seriously, it was just a joke. A joke. He repeated twice and held up his hands to surrender. I think I need to carry you just in case of any danger, don't you agree? No, I'm fine, Tazuna hurriedly declined but was once again hoisted up over Kakashi's shoulder like a sack of unwashed laundry. The genin didn't even pay attention to this interaction, already used to their sensei's eccentricities. Meanwhile, Haku stood on the bridge as Zabuza paced back and forth. Why aren't they here yet? Zabuza murmured. Aren't the bad guys usually supposed to be late? Why are we the early ones this time around? He muttered as Haku pretended that Zabuza wasn't talking to himself. Haku's head snapped up suddenly, as he noticed a dark shadow moving closer to them in the fog. Wind slash! A voice called out, and the fog cleared apart as if someone took a butter knife and split it in half. Team 7 stood out in the distance, with Tazuna drunkenly stumbling behind them, already in a protective seal barrier. So, you're alive, Kakashi said? Yes, and it seems like you already knew that, Zabuza said and redid his jutsu for fog once more. Wind slash! Naruto called out again and blew away the wind. That's a nice trick, brat. But can you keep doing it even when I attack? Zabuza made a sign and sent a horde of Mizu Bunshin at Team 7 and then quickly redid his fog jutsu. Take that, brat. No way you can fight them off and get rid of the fog at the same time. Naruto raised his hand up, ignoring the clones around him, and shouted out wind slash! Again to banish the fog. As his hands were busy, he was unable to stop the clones' attacks from reaching him. The blade got closer until it was only a hair's breadth away from Naruto when suddenly the Bunshin all burst into water. What? Zabuza uttered in shock. Great slashing, Sasuke! Kakashi complimented Sasuke's weapon skills. Humph, it was nothing, Sasuke rubbed his nose and blushed lightly. So, you've learned a few new tricks. Well, it's still not going to be enough to stop me and Haku. I'm Jounin level and Haku has long since surpassed me. There's no way a team of 3 genin and a Jounin sensei can take us both on, Zabuza boasted. You're going down, cow pervert! Sakura shouted, causing Zabuza to choke and Haku to blush. Sasuke took advantage of their distraction and launched a hail of shuriken at the pair. Kakashi also took this moment to send a lightning dragon at Zabuza. Haku made a few hand signs and a wall of ice rose up to block Sasuke's attack while Zabuza sent an earth dragon to meet with Kakashi's, rendering it useless. Naruto and Sakura hung back, waiting for an opportune moment to attack. Zabuza let out a whistle. Think you can handle the kids, Haku? I'll do my best, Zabuza-sama, Haku serenely replied. Okay, I'll leave it to you. I've got a one-eyed bastard to take revenge on. After he replied, he launched a water dragon at Kakashi and separated from Haku. Kakashi easily batted the water dragon out of the sky with one of his own and followed Zabuza to the other side of the bridge. Sasuke took off after his sensei, but Haku blocked him. I'm afraid I can't let you pass, Haku spoke up and created a wall of ice behind him. I just have to defeat you, Sasuke retorted. Stay out of it, I can handle this by myself, he told Sakura and Naruto. The two looked at each other and then stepped forward, ignoring what Sasuke said. I thought I told you to stay out of it. We know you can probably handle it yourself, but Sakura began as she sidled up to Sasuke. But we're a team. So, we should kick his ass together. Naruto ended and pumped his fist in the air. Naruto, it's nice to see you again. I wish the circumstances were better though, Haku acknowledged Naruto. You know what you're doing is wrong, Naruto furrowed his eyebrows. Why are you helping Gato? Sakura looked back and forth between Haku and Naruto trying to figure out their relationship, while Sasuke carefully listened to their conversation. Please don't hate me. I do not want to fight, but I will for my precious person. To work for them, fight for them, to make their dreams come true, I will do anything for him, Haku spoke. Even if I have to kill my heart, I will, so please don't get in my way. We have things we must protect too, Naruto yelled. For Tazuna, his family, and the other hungry orphans. Sakura backed him up. To take down Gato and Free Wave, Sasuke added. We will defeat you because we're Team 7. They all spoke in unison, their feelings matching at that moment. So be it, Haku said and lowered his mask. He launched icicles at them, making sure to only aim at non-fatal locations, though the genin didn't know that. The 3 of them ducked to avoid the icicles. Man, Haku's fast, Naruto complained as he jumped to the side to avoid impalement. Yeah. We need to make a plan, Sakura spoke up as she flung another kunai at Haku. I'll go distract him, while you two think up a plan. Sasuke didn't look back and tackled Haku. They both went tumbling to the ground and staggered up. Sasuke closed in on Haku and punched at his head. Haku twisted out of the way and hooked his foot onto Sasuke's ankle, tripping him up. While Sasuke scrambled up off the floor, Haku put his hands together and enclosed them in a dome of mirrors. Damn it! He's trapped, Naruto hissed to Sakura, who grabbed his collar to stop him from running in to help Sasuke. Let me go! You can't go in without a plan, she said firmly as Naruto stopped struggling. Okay, but what should we do now? Naruto asked as he chucked a kunai at the ice wall. It just bounced off, not even leaving a scratch behind. Sakura thought aloud. I think I have a plan. She grabbed onto Naruto's hands and stared determinedly into his blue eyes. What else can you do with seals? She asked fervently. Well, I can. While the two plotted, Sasuke was trapped inside the mirrors. He experimentally tried to punch a mirror, but nothing happened. Even when he tried to stab at a mirror, he couldn't even dent it. Growing frustrated, Sasuke shot a fireball at the mirrors, only to have nothing happen again. This level of fire can't destroy my mirrors, Haku said from within one. Sasuke spun around to see Haku disappeared. A voice came from the left. With my mirrors, I can teleport anywhere. It's as if you're moving in slow motion to me. Sasuke gritted his teeth and shot a kunai at the last place he saw Haku. He dodged as Saban rained down on him and sent another hail of shuriken in vain. He's too fast, I need to predict where he's going to hit him. Sasuke took a deep breath and started tracking Haku with his eyes. Closer, I can see him, but it's a little off, just a little more there. He aimed at the right and tore a piece of Haku's clothing. So you can see me? But that's not good enough. Haku then accelerated. Sasuke tried to follow, but Haku was too fast. Calm down. Concentrate. He took a deep breath in and opened his eyes. Concentrate, and there. He spun around and kicked Haku out of the mirror. Haku stared up at Sasuke in shock. Your eyes, you have the Sharingan too? What? Sasuke stopped and looked into the mirror and saw two tomo in each eye. It activated. Haku took advantage of Sasuke's distraction and stealthily encased Sasuke's feet in hard ice. My jutsu uses chakra to speed up, and if you can see me now, that means you will catch me sooner or later. It's time to end this. Damn it! Sasuke thought. I can't get free. It's over. He watched as the Senbon got closer to him. Just as it was about to hit, there was a large boom. Sasuke watched in disbelief as a pink-haired girl smashed her way through the ice and caught the Senbon and crushed them into sparkling smithereens. Is that Sakura? She smiled at Sasuke, but frowned when she noticed the scratches littering his body and glared at Haku. No one hurts my teammates, and gets away with it. She stomped once, sending a vibration through the ground, destroying the ice around Sasuke's feet. Sakura then pounced on Haku and tried to pound him to the ground, but he dodged. Sasuke watched Sakura fight Haku as if she was playing a game of whack-a-mole, while Haku just skillfully danced around her attacks. He couldn't hold back his thoughts anymore. The hell? Are you surprised? A voice startled Sasuke into putting up his guard. He relaxed when he noticed the familiar blonde hair next to him. I helped augment Sakura's strength with my seals, Naruto chirped. Sasuke nodded and studied the younger boy. He saw how Naruto was slightly slouched over and breathing heavily as if he used a lot of chakra. Nice work, Sasuke quietly complimented Naruto, who grinned at him. It was nothing, he bashfully scratched the back of his head with reddened cheeks. The two boys watched as Sakura finally got a hit in on Haku, who had slowed down greatly after fighting all this time. Before Haku could get up, she pinned him to the ground and placed a kunai at his neck. Okay, Naruto murmured. It's my part of the plan now. He ran forward and drew out of a bundle of paper. He placed a brush in his mouth and put his hands together, making a few hand signs, and then pushed in the direction Sakura and Haku were in. Sakura! Move! Sakura looked back and noticed Naruto pointing at them. She dropped the kunai and rolled out of the way. Haku didn't understand why she moved and tried to stand up, but it was too late. 5 white chains extended out from the bundle Naruto was holding and wrapped around Haku, neatly tying him up. You can't get out of these chakra-suppressing chains so easily, Naruto spoke proudly. It looks like you have one, Haku noted. He saw no way of escaping. Do it then. Kill me. He smiled sadly at Naruto. Sasuke and Sakura looked at Haku in confusion. Naruto only asked, is it the only way? Yes, Haku closed his eyes, waiting for his eventual death. Naruto's other 2 teammates watched in mounting alarm as he strode forward with a kunai, and ouch! Haku opened his eyes in confusion, wondering why Naruto had just hit his head with the back of his kunai. There's no way I'm going to kill my friends, dummy. As if I could have killed you, he retorted as his 2 teammates fell over. Don't act so dramatically then. They mentally snapped. Then what are you going to do now? Haku asked in bewilderment, still getting used to the fact he was still alive. Naruto rubbed his nose. Well, I guess we should go meet up with Kakashi-sensei. Team 7 got up and dragged Haku behind them as they headed in the direction of where they last saw Kakashi. Kakashi had just about enough of this fight so far. He maintained his stoic look on the outside, but inside he was complaining. His ribs were throbbing from the kick Zabuza had given him earlier, and he just wanted to stop fighting and go home to read about how Suki-chan and Jiroku-kun have a fun time together with Roshi-chan. If Zabuza knew that Kakashi was daydreaming about his porn while they were fighting, he would vomit out a mouthful of blood. Well, it's getting close to the end, isn't it? Kakashi thought disinterestedly as he saw Zabuza straining himself as he attacked. He danced out of the way and swiftly retaliated with a fire bullet. Zabuza easily put it out and growled at him. Kakashi merely eye-smiled. Time to end this farce. It's the end! Kakashi yelled out and summoned his Ninken. They immediately chomped down on Zabuza, holding him in place. You captured me? Are you going to kill me now? Zabuza sneered. It's tempting, but I couldn't possibly kill you. Naruto would get upset with me as you're his new friend's most precious person. Kakashi eye-smiled as if he was okay with that. Naruto shouldn't make friends with the enemy. And even if he does, he definitely shouldn't give them a nickname when even I, his awesome sensei, don't have one. Kakashi pouted, remembering Naruto talking about his new friend Haku. Zabuza shivered, feeling that the jounin in front of him was having indecent thoughts and why cute little genin should only be focusing only on me, not any outsiders. He would have continued ranting, but he saw his adorable genin bringing back a young boy wrapped in chains with them. That must be the fake hunter Nin. Did my adorable genin bring their sensei a present? Kakashi asked. Zabuza snapped, pervert sensei, stay away from Haku. Man, why do you keep attracting widows? He lamented, muttering the last part under his breath. If anything, you're a pervert too. Eyebrowless freak. Sakura defended Kakashi, who burst out into tears. My genin do care about me. Although, now that I think about it, she didn't deny that I wasn't a pervert, at least she defended me. Naruto was about to ask Kakashi what they should do with Haku when he heard a high-pitched whistling noise coming from behind Zabuza. The next thing he knew, He was staring at Haku's bent-over body on the floor. It all happened so fast. 1 second everyone was okay and the next Haku screamed, "Zabuza-sama!" and twisted his body to protect Zabuza from the arrow that was shot at him. Now, all Naruto knew was that there was a bright red blooming wound in the middle of Haku's chest. "Haku!" Naruto cried out as Sakura ran forward, immediately checking his wound. She bit her lip. "There's nothing I can do." Naruto stood there frozen. Sakura felt so useless right now. "I studied healing to help fix them up when they get hurt, but now, I can't even fix up this simple chest wound." Sasuke looked at Naruto concerned. He knew how it felt to have someone close to you killed right in front of you. Naruto just blinked and wiped at the red blood spatters on his cheek. He didn't move, and then he heard Zabuza. "Hee, great job, Haku." The ninja listened to Zabuza's words in disbelief. Zabuza shook free of Kakashi's dogs and stood up again. "I sure picked up something useful. Giving me this final chance." Naruto began shaking. Unforgivable. He instinctually bared his teeth and felt his chakra rumble within him. "Naruto, stay here," Kakashi commanded as he saw Naruto look like he was about to jump Zabuza. Kakashi slowly laid Haku on the ground and closed his eyes as Zabuza watched coldly from the distance. "This is my fight," Kakashi declared. Zabuza bared his teeth at Kakashi and lunged forward. He slashed his huge sword trying to unbalance Kakashi. "Damn it! Why can't I keep up with him?" he thought, frustrated, as none of his attacks connected. Kakashi vanished and reappeared behind Zabuza, stabbing both of his arms in rapid succession. "Now both arms are useless, you can't even make a seal." "Oh!" A voice spoke up before Zabuza could execute his next move. "You're getting your ass kicked." "Ha ha ha, demon of mist they called you, what a joke." "It's more like baby demon," the stout man mocked as he stepped in front of the ninja. "Gato, why are you here? And with all these men?" Zabuza growled. "The plan's changed. Zabuza, I'm having you killed. I was never planning on paying you anyways." Zabuza furrowed his eyebrows together and spoke to Kakashi. "This fight is over now that I don't have to kill the bridge builder anymore. I have no reason to fight you." Gato laughed obnoxiously and strode forward. "Oh, this one I remember you. Hee, you're dead now." He spat on Haku's body and aimed a kick at it. "What are you doing, you bastard?" Naruto yelled out, about to attack, but was yanked back by Kakashi. "Hey, don't attack now, look at their numbers. Don't just jump in," Kakashi spoke, trying to unsuccessfully pull Naruto away. Naruto felt a fiery chakra rise within him, waiting to be unleashed out into the world. "Say something. Wasn't he your friend too?" Naruto shouted at Zabuza. "Save it, kid. Haku is already dead," Zabuza coldly shrugged. "Do you really mean that?" Naruto demanded, rage burning through his body. A red mist began leaking out of him. When he noticed Zabuza staying silent, he asked again, "Don't you feel anything at all? Weren't you two always together?" "Shinobi are just tools. Like Gato used me, I used Haku. His death was useful to me. I have no regrets," Zabuza repeated mechanically, a little subdued and not able to look up from the ground. "Hey, do you really believe that?" Naruto accused. By now, the red mist shrouded Naruto in a thin layer, still invisible to the human eye. "Stop, Naruto. We're not fighting him anymore," Kakashi said as Naruto broke free of his sensei's hold with the boost to his strength the red mist gave him. "Shut up. My enemy is still him," he raged, pointing at Zabuza. The red mist became heavy in the air and altered Naruto's eyes and teeth, making them more pointed. Naruto breathed heavily and shouted, He really loved you. He loved you that much." With each word, the red chakra spiked until it suppressed everyone. "Do you really not feel anything at all?" Naruto yelled and punched Zabuza, who made no move to block it and laid on the ground still. Naruto felt the anger drain out of him with the punch, the red chakra retreating within him, giving way to his sorrow. "If I become strong, will I really become like you?" he asked. He remembered how Haku lit up when he talked about his precious person. "He threw his life away for you," he shouted, his voice becoming hoarse. "He threw away his dream for you. He died as a tool for you." Naruto swallowed and choked back his tears. "That's just too sad," he finished, tears streaming down his whiskered cheeks. "Kid," Zabuza said. "You don't have to say anymore." Naruto looked at Zabuza only to see him shedding tears too. It pained him to fight you, he was always too kind. Zabuza stood up slowly and staggered towards Naruto, who didn't move. "I'm glad I faced you in the end. You're right, kid, a shinobi is still human. We're not emotionless tools." "I've lost." He stopped right in front of Naruto. "Lend me your kunai, kid." Naruto looked at Zabuza. "Okay," he handed over his kunai. Kakashi twitched but didn't move. If that ninja touched one hair on Naruto's head, he was in for a world of pain. Zabuza shot forward and slashed his way through the hired hands. He didn't bother dodging anything and rushed forward single-mindedly. He didn't stop until he was right in front of Gato, holding the man up by his neck. Wait. I'll give you anything you want. Money. Women. Anything. Just let me go. Zabuza ignored the man's cries and grinned maliciously. The only place you're going is to hell with me. He swung the kunai Naruto gave him and beheaded Gato. He then stopped and toppled over. Don't look away. This is the end of a man who's lived a hard life, Kakashi told Naruto. Yeah, Naruto answered, staring at Zabuza's fallen form. Hey. Aren't you guys too at ease? Yeah. You killed our meal ticket. A bunch of the mercenaries drawled as they postured in front of the ninja. Team 7 coldly gazed at them. Kakashi-sensei, don't you have an awesome jutsu to beat them? No, this is bad. I used too much chakra in the fight before. Useless pervert-sensei. Sakura growled and Sasuke agreed silently. Kakashi cried inwardly. Although my students gave me a nickname, I can't be happy with this one. Let's fight. The hired hands raced forward and then stopped as an arrow dug its way into the ground in front of them. Stop. Don't come any closer or the citizens of Wave will beat you up, Inari stated. Inari. Naruto cried out joyfully. Hey, a hero always shows up to protect their loved ones, right? Inari grinned at Naruto, who nodded happily back. A crowd of villagers were behind Inari with Tazuna leading them forwards. I couldn't just let you fight alone, Tazuna explained when he noticed Kakashi looking at him pointedly. I used the failsafe to get out of the barrier the kid put up and rounded up the villagers. Inari insisted on coming. He was also the one who got most of the villagers to show up. Inari blushed. That's not true, he murmured shyly, sneaking a peek at Naruto, who was smiling proudly at him. Boss looks really stunning when he's smiling. Inari looked away from Naruto, embarrassed. It is too. A villager argued while the others agreed. We couldn't just let a kid come out here alone. We need to protect our village too. After all, if we do nothing, then nothing will ever change. The mercenaries stared warily at the villagers, not wanting to fight but also unwilling to run away. If it's this much, we can probably win, they thought, their plummeted morale slightly rising. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Naruto cried out, and the world was instantly engulfed in orange. Okay, this will be harder, but we can still win. What can an army of brats do anyways? Kakashi copied Naruto and instantly 30 extra Kakashi clones popped up. Fuck this. I'm outta here. I saw what their sensei could do, no way am I staying for more. Do you still want to fight? Kakashi and his clones' eye smiled menacingly at them. The mercenaries gulped before screaming, no we don't, you wa. Let's get outta here. The villagers cheered, we did it, and threw down their weapons, celebrating at the ended rule of Gato. Kakashi walked over to where Zabuza's body laid. It looks like it's over, Zabuza weakly croaked out. It is, Kakashi affirmed. I see, I have one last request. Kakashi quirked an eyebrow at Zabuza. I want to see his face. Kakashi angled his headband over his eye and answered, okay. It's snowing. A villager marveled. Are you crying where you are, Haku? Zabuza thought. Thanks, Kakashi, he said and looked at Haku's face. You've been by my side for so long. At the end, I want to be by your side too if I could. I'd like to go to the same place as you. Zabuza trailed off and stroked Haku one last time before finally closing his eyes forever. Naruto sobbed, you will, hick, don't worry. He sniffled and said to Kakashi, Haku was born in a snowy village. Kakashi said, I see, and then tucked Naruto into his side. Naruto, wanting comfort at the moment, didn't protest at all and obediently allowed Kakashi to hold him tightly and rub his back slowly. They stood in front of the two corpses. One a young boy that would do anything for his precious person, the other a hardened old man that barely knew what it was like to care for someone until it was too late, and he was dying. Team 7 watched over their bodies silently, mourning the loss of two brave souls from their world. 2 weeks later, Zabuza's grave next to the finally finished bridge. He was brave, wasn't he? Naruto said in front of Zabuza's grave. Yes, he was, Kakashi agreed as he remembered Zabuza cleaving through the forces like a maelstrom through stormy waters. He took after your namesake after you spoke to him, Naruto. He thought, remembering how Zabuza broke down after Naruto rebuked him. Sasuke came out of the house and noticed where the rest of team was, joining them in front of the grave. Sakura quickly followed after Sasuke. And Haku wasn't a tool in the end. He was a beloved friend of Zabuza's. He got his wish in the end, Naruto continued as he stared straight ahead at Kubikura Bocho, Zabuza's sword. No, he wasn't. Surprisingly, Sasuke was the one who agreed. Sakura nodded, remembering Haku's sacrifice for Zabuza. He must have really loved him, she thought. And in the end, Zabuza loved Haku too. She smiled at the grave, willing her tears away. A beautiful friendship like that does not deserve tears, she thought, and firmly stood in front of the grave with her teammates. I'm glad we came here and helped Wave. I feel we've gained something a lot more precious, Naruto said, looking his teammates in the eyes. Sasuke fidgeted a little, unwilling to meet those clear blue orbs, while Sakura blushed slightly. Kakashi didn't stop himself from being drawn into Naruto's eyes. He could feel Naruto's feelings pouring out from them, protecting friendship, love, happiness, and so many more emotions swirled around him, welcoming him like an old friend. Naruto was about to continue talking when a large bird landed on his shoulder. The other members of Team 7 were taken aback when they saw Naruto didn't seem surprised by the bird. Rather, he seemed expectant. No letter today either? That's too bad. Nice flying, Hattori. Here, I got another letter for you. Do you think you can take it, or do you need to rest for a bit? The bird angrily bit Naruto's fingers before puffing up and cooing. Okay, I get it. Here's the letter. Naruto fished the letter out of his pocket seal and passed it on to the bird. It nuzzled Naruto and let out a parting coo before taking off once more. Everyone was silent, or a bit, before Sasuke interrupted the silence. You named it Pigeon Bird? He smirked. Naruto flushed and said, Shut up, as Sasuke snickered. So, who's the letter for? Sasuke asked, not wanting to call Naruto Dobe but unwilling to call him by name either. In the end, he just cut off the name completely when talking to Naruto. It's to my grandma, Naruto answered as Kakashi widened his one eye. Is someone pretending to be his grandmother and writing to him? He shouldn't have any relatives alive that I'm aware of. Unless, could it be a long-lost Uzumaki? I thought you had no family? Sakura asked bluntly. Well, actually, she's more like my great-aunt, and I just found out about her a few days ago. So, I sent her a few letters, but she hasn't responded yet, Naruto frowned glumly. It's fine, you've got us instead, Sasuke comforted him instinctually when he saw that frown. He instantly wanted to take it back after he said it. But it was too late, he could only swallow down his next response and let it go. It helped that Naruto was looking at him with wide, grateful eyes. Why did I just say that? He just couldn't help but comfort Naruto when he saw that frown. It just looked so wrong on the blonde's usually sunny, happy face. Damn. I'm growing attached to this team. Sakura felt the need to comfort the blonde too when she saw his sad eyes. She awkwardly rubbed his back a little and was relieved to see it stop hunching over and relax. It wasn't the fact that he was sad, it was more the resigned look in his eyes. As if he truly believed that a long-lost relative wouldn't want to get into contact with him because it was him. She sighed a little. Caring about Naruto now, wow, I've really changed. She peeked at Naruto and saw him beaming at her and Sasuke. Still, it seems that I've changed for the better. She smiled back at them, satisfied. Kakashi could nearly wipe a tear from his uncovered eye. The other eye, as it was, already had tears streaming down from it. My Genin team is finally coming together, he rejoiced. He could see the easy camaraderie forming between his team. Maybe I'm not unable to make connections after all. I care for them, all three of them, deeply, and I won't let them get hurt, ever. His uncovered eye sharpened as he remembered almost losing his Genin in their last fight with Zabuza. A cold fear had gripped his heart at the thought. Never, he vowed. Never will you get that close to death in my presence again. I'll bet my life on you three. Even if I'm defeated, I'll protect you, always. A sudden welling of emotions he hadn't felt since he joined the ANBU, actually, emotions he hadn't felt since his sensei's death, suddenly outpoured. He reacted instinctually, and grabbed his three Genin in a tight hug. Naruto instantly relaxed into his grip like butter, while Sasuke tensed up. Sakura reached her hands up and returned the hug by wrapping them around the others tighter. This is how a real team should be, she thought. Sasuke stopped resisting and finally relaxed into his teammates' grips. Damn, I am attached, and I don't mind. He let go and just enjoyed the warmth of his team, his home, his new family. Tazuna looked on at Team 7 wondering why they were hugging all of a sudden. Ninjas, the more I interact with them, the less I understand them, he said, giving up on trying to reason out their actions. He dismissed the hugging ninjas from mind and turned back to his bridge. This bridge, it needs a name. How about the Uzumaki Naruto Bridge? A bridge that brings new hope? Inari suggested. I like the sound of that, Tazuna said as he ruffled Inari's head. The Uzumaki Naruto Bridge, a bridge of new hopes, what a fitting name. What if Naruto hates Team 7 Chunin exams? And thanks for watching my video till the end. If you enjoyed this content, then do consider subscribing to my channel, and leave a like if you guys need the next part, comment down, and thanks for watching the video, and see you guys in the next video.